shapes I used to take, hollow like a strong man, but it's easier to push away. 'Cause it could all end here with a strange daylight caught in our eyes, and my shadow is stretching out through all the things I left behind. It's in my blood, it's in my veins. Oh, it's in my blood, it's in my veins. Got my heel crushing the snake. There is nothing you can take. In my blood, it's in my veins. I'm still here. Maybe it's a far stretch that I won't come undone, but I will brave the cold edge to finish up what I've begun. 'Cause it could all end here with the strange daylight caught in our eyes, and my shadow stretching out. Is it all enough this time? I'm still here. All the reasons cut like knives, keep replaying in my mind. All the times I've had to fight, I'm still It's in my blood, it's in my veins. I'm still here. Got my heel crushing the snake. There is a child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. From dust.
And welcome everyone to the Water Invitational. We are here for the semi-final between Sinking Ship and Mint Crash Out. I'm joined by Water and Newt
Hello.
as our casters for tonight. How are you doing, guys?
Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. We're here. We just played our game yesterday. We're here today. I'm ready for this matchup. It's going to be Sinking Ship versus what is the other team?
Mint crash outs.
Mint Crash Outs.
He just
They
said it.
beat us. They beat us. I know you did. My brain.
Hey.
We already know.
Sinking
all know
Ship
my
beat
brain.
me, so, but everyone
After-
beat TFP.
After yesterday, where we just watched Warriors Kittens with those two players in it, going to grand final, beating Jacob's Ladder. I wasn't there. It was cast by
5 games.
KTL, Hoovy, and Tommy.
And Tommy.
Yeah, and again, a bit surprised, I think, in my hand. Obviously, you're the two players. How was the series yesterday, now that you are a bit more cool about it, I guess?
I'll let you start now.
Genuinely believe we lost the game after game 3 happened. I thought we lost the series, to be honest. Let's just say we had a little bit of a mental issue game 3, I think.
Okay.
A couple of our players may have crashed out here or there.
As
But,
always.
you know, we bounced back. We played a very long game 4. I think it ended up being like 40 minutes or something. But, you know, and then we went into game 5. We had a good amount of prep going, and we were pretty confident about that one. And, you know, cleaned it up.
Definitely
little
it
bit.
worked out. 5 games, the fifth being obviously the blind pick. I think everyone noticed. And you, Water, on your hand, how was the series? How are you feeling?
As a captain, I went into the series with Indigo the week before, thinking that we would lose, and you know we came through. I know I didn't have much confidence, and then I went through the series yesterday thinking we'd lose, and we won. We came through. 5-game banger. I thought it was insane. And after that first game, I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were cooked. But I mean, we came back, and I really think that those two teams were on paper at the start of the tournament like the biggest threats, and to beat them, I think, is a very big boost for all of our players. I think the series itself was I want to say like a learning experience for everybody. Like, I think that now we can properly understand more like what I could play, more like what our bot lane likes to play together, some more of our prio picks that we've been playing, but like now we really can understand some of those champions that are good, or some champion combinations that are good. And I'm happy to see how this series goes tonight, because at the end of the day, this is also a scouting match for me.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
I mean,
Speaking about scouting, we'll go briefly watching a bit at our players. Is there anything that you guys noticed about those matchups? Obviously, we'll go then into the specific matchup that I choose for this specific match as maybe the most important, but maybe before I go with that, there's something about those two teams that you want to mention now that you see those names. Obviously, with
There
the
is
sub.
something.
Yeah, obviously,
There is
Robin
something
isn't
I am
here.
very.
And Desnell is here, TFP representative again in semi-final. as neutral.
Let's go!
Yeah,
Let's go, TFT!
showing up everywhere.
I want to say, is this the first time we get to see Kaz play?
I think so,
Yeah.
I think this is
Indeed.
the first series Kaz can play, so I'm excited to see, Rigor Mortis definitely, living up to the hype of, as the super sub he ended up being. So interested to see how Kaz ends up playing. I don't know. Have we seen Crash play? Was he subbing last time?
Yeah. We have Crash. Now
Yeah.
he's their main. So
He's
on
their
last
official
games-
now, so
Yeah, on their
I think-
last games against the AA, the Alcoholics Anonymous, like they.
yes,
played
he was their
against
mid.
it.
Yeah, so
He was
interested
their
to see
mid
how
for
their,
that
their
game.
mid jungle synergy is going to be here. But we've
And
already
Crash
seen-
actually played really well from what I
Yeah,
saw, what I remember.
Definitely.
Even I think he did play against us, and he dropped like 12 kills or something on a mage. But it was on Ari. I remember. Oh my goodness, his Ari is
a very good
insane.
Ari Vi combo.
Crash
from
is
them, yeah.
insane at Ari. I might even be as confident to say he might be the best Ari in the tournament. And Indigo's here.
Yeah,
Like a
I mean,
Ari. Yeah.
we'll see that later, facing also Star on this matchup. For the players matchup, I choose. I know Top is fun to watch. Obviously, it's Colin, it's Hoovy, but both of them got already a bit of shining space, I guess, for all the streams they were playing in. So I decided to choose between Punda and Kishing, as you can see here a bit of some of the champion they play, both having not the exact champion pool, but having that kind of crazy picks they can show. Obviously, Puna being a main mid, but also Kishing being quite a wild card in terms of his usual pick.
I think that support in this series is going to go crazy. Like, they both have really strange picks. They don't play much they don't have very many similar champions. I don't think I've really even seen Kishing's Rakan too much. I know Punda, that's his one traditional support he can play, so I'm wondering to see if that's maybe targeted. But I definitely think the Nico ban is either going to come through or it's going to be a B1. It has to be a B1, because if you're going to give it to Punda, especially on red side, I know that game 1, did we already say what side they're on, Earl?
Yeah, so for game 1, it's Min Crash Out on red. They choose to go red, and then on blue side we will have Sinking Ship.
So it's weird to think about how the draft is going to go here, because you have to get this Nico out of the pool. Punda's Talia is in concern here, but maybe they're not scared of the Pike, though. I don't know. I would be afraid of it a little bit here. But both of these supports, they don't like laning. They don't. They like running around the map and doing their own thing. So I'm really curious to see how this series goes through support. And I really think that that's what we're going to be looking at the most here, is which support can impact their laners the most.
Yeah, I think that's definitely gonna be the matchup. I mean, hey, also this is the captains, right? The two captains, the two star players for their team, right? On paper, both
well,
the
as we
highest
speak,
rank.
We're getting very
We're getting into
instantly into draft, yeah, already.
Let's go.
Draft.
I'm actually really excited.
into the good scene up. We'll be
Yeah.
able to see that in just a second. And here we are. Sorry, let me fix the side, and we see already the bans. They were supposed to have 2 ban loss for the side of Sinking Ship, obviously for having a late sub, but props to Kishing and to Min Crash Out, like Jacob's Ladder did yesterday. They decided to waive the ban loss, so they will have normal bans for the side of the Sinking Ship.
Yeah, and huge shout out to Kishing there.
Big
maybe
shout out,
big
just-
props.
He doesn't want any way of being like, well, you only won game 1 because the 2 ban losses. Nope, that's not Kishing. He wants to win this fair and square. So, already I can see these bans coming out for top lane. Colin
I
is
think
somebody
no one
we
likes
not-
top lane this game. Yeah.
Colin is actually top lane is a lane we didn't talk about at all. We talked
No,
about
I
the
think-
jungle, we talked about mid, we talked about bot lane, but top lane is there's the Nico ban, like I was saying. Colin is one of our in the tournament probably the heaviest split push / I'm gonna beat you in lane top laner that we have, and he is very good at what he does. His Yorick, his Alawi, he will take those champs and he will solo carry games. He will solo carry team fights. It's what he's good at. And if this series goes game 5, I know we're gonna see one of them.
Yeah, I think a big thing with Sinking Ship, I think a lot of people have kind of just discovered Nico Yorick
Kaisa.
fans kind of required versus them, right? You kind of have to ban Nico, kind of have to ban Yorick. Kaisa, a Death Snail special. He loves
That-
those really aggressive divey 80 carries, the Lucian, the Kaisa. He plays the Draven, right? Like these types of picks are really what he likes to play.
Oh, and we spoke about it.
Already taken
Crash
out
is
of the
Ari.
field.
We spoke about
Big
it
big
earlier.
takeaway as well, because that's one of Star's best picks, right? So hinting you maybe mid pool a little bit here. But yeah, we
But
spoke
guys,
about
the
the
Talia
Ahri.
is still open here for Punda.
And you have Kesa,
And-
you can also go for a Pike. You know, Pike is open. Obviously. no
Pike
problem.
is also open. I'm really expecting a Xayah R3 here. I think you pick jungle on mid crash outs, and you go for the Xayah pick here on R3. Ashe, okay. I mean, yeah, it's fine. You know, it's just kind of. I don't think it's the best. I definitely think there's better answers, but maybe they're just looking for the ults.
Yeah, good safe, you know, good safe bot laner, right? Always pretty much has value in any game as well. Not wanting to, like, you know, put themselves into a situation where they're already picking their jungler, because Rectic Pepperoni has a lot of those weird picks, right? He likes to play the Zac, he likes to play the Amumu, right? That's a big comfort for him. Like, plays these not as commonly seen junglers, like not the meta, you would say. And that's going to be the Amumu locked in, so pretty clear engage here already, right? You know, see the Amumu, you see the Kaisa, and a Mel.
Okay. So Mel for
The Mel
for
is
Star.
something curious for
It
me.
could technically be
It's
support,
okay
right?
against Ahri. Yeah, it could technically be support. I'm not a big fan of Mel support. My biggest issue is that, unfortunately, she's too squishy for a long lane. She can get run down very easily as soon as you dodge the E or she already used it. It's easier mid because you have more space to play, less space to chase her.
Oh, the Gwen.
But
Ooh.
Diana.
That's gonna be
It's also.
Okay.
it's
I was
gonna
it's
say
likely
something
going
that
jungle.
way.
It's just gonna be jungle, yeah.
yeah,
It's
no,
a good
it's not.
pick, right? I think
it's not to deny.
really
it.
strong jungler right now. I actually was not minding the Gwen pick, because then you could just ban 2 top counters, right? I think regardless of what you're doing here, is you're banning top laners from Colin.
For sure. And you're picking Ornn.
I think
for
Colin
Ruby.
is.
Something
I, think
I would love
outside
to
of
see-
Punda, I think Colin is like the scariest member on Sinking Ship for sure. Because
Kishing is
if you give him
support,
one of
so
those
he's
champs he's
R5.
super confident on, you can really start losing games. Portman's though here for Sinking Ship instead. Just wanting to
Something
take
I
out
would love to
your
say
engage
here
buttons.
is Galio Prio is going up the roof for Sinking Ship. Whether it's support or whether you put the Mel support and go Galio mid, it's definitely looking like a great pick here. Ashe just doesn't have that much consistent AD damage. And then Diana Ari, I mean, they're AP, but Galio is just looking kind of unkillable right here. You go like plated steel caps with
There's also
Hollow
Mundo.
Radiance.
Also
Oh yeah,
Mundo.
Dr. Mundo.
Dr. Mundo.
I
is
think Rex can
insane.
play.
And Rex right now is probably on Amumu, except if this Amumu
Yeah,
is
he's
going
probably on
support.
Amumu.
I mean, the Amumu support is a pick, it exists, it's playable. Especially if you go... but I mean, you're facing Kishing, I wouldn't recommend doing
on,
Amumu support. But here,
There's still.
I think the Ornn
Do we see the
has to be
Kishing
Ornn
trundle?
top.
No, I
you want
think
to
we're
pick
just gonna see an
top.
Ornn. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
thinking. I think leaving these safe top laners, these tanks for Hoovy, are
Yeah.
really dangerous. But TK is up. You know, you've seen Colin ruin
Oop.
Cookie in this
Oh,
matchup.
yeah.
Can he do it versus Hoovy as well?
TK is so good
It's a
against Ornn.
super comfort for him as well, right? I think TK really good into Diana, Ari as well can save. You know, if they
Definitely.
look for that pick. Ash arrows
TK
as
looks
well.
unkillable versus these
TK
champs
looks
too.
really good here. I can't lie. I'm kind of
Definitely.
shocked they didn't ban it.
I'm
actually.
okay with Mundo too, I think the champion also is good against Ornn, I think. But TK, knowing it's Colin, yeah, I'll go for TK too, honestly. And we've got
Oh,
the
Silas
Silas
support.
Silas support. Yeah, likely. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at worst
right?
of the worst, you can also probably flex the Silas mid and put Mel support if really there's something that you feel unplayable for Silas support. But knowing,
I mean, you have
Kishing
3 good
playstyle-
ults already, right? Like
Yeah,
you're already looking
definitely.
at 3 good ults here. Is it Kishing Vex?
Is it
Into
Kishing?
Silas.
Is it Kishing Poppy?
Vex, he doesn't play. I feel like Vex is way more likely because it's Kishing.
I did
but
see his Poppy before.
Yeah, no, he. I mean, Kishing is a support that play in those high master leagues, or try to play there at
There's
least.
the Mundo.
So yeah,
Mundo,
there's
okay.
the Mundo.
good
as-
match as well. Yeah.
Definitely good matchup. A bit. I mean,
Whoosh.
we would have.
I don't know
liked
where their
to see-
champs are going.
What do you mean?
Like I'm pretty
They're
sure
really
it's
obvious.
like it's Mundo
It's Silas
top,
support Mel mid.
Amumu jungle,
Ah.
Mel, Kaisa, Silas.
Most
I'm pretty
probably
sure
it
it's
is.
that.
It would be surprising something.
Quinn!
else happens.
Quinn! Quinn
Quinn!
support!
Quinn!
It's
Oh
Kishing's
my
Quinn
god, it's
support!
Kishing
The
specialty.
Quinn support here.
That is Kishing specialty. And now
No way!
I don't want to
No
play
way.
Silas into that. I promise you.
No
I think
way.
That
Silas
sounds
is-
really rough for Silas. I'm
That
actually not
sounds-
disagreeing.
yeah.
But
That is
I
insane.
feel like Silas, you have Diana ult, you have Ornn ult, you have Ashe ult, you have
Yeah,
Ari ult
but the
this
first
game.
few love
You have
are
so much
horrible.
utility in team fights. It's just your lane that's gonna be a little hard.
Yeah.
But Panda doesn't play lane.
I'll say
It's-
the
it's also
dive
true.
potential on this Kaisa is insane here with the Amumu
This
though.
Kaisa looks very vulnerable. Yeah, I was gonna say like Panda doesn't want to stay in lane.
No, I think it's
this
good.
Ashe can just do whatever she wants. Like she's never gonna lose a 1v1 lane. Kishin can kind of just play however he wants here. Pun is kind of forced to roam. I think diving Geist is a really good idea here for mid crash outs. You know, just sending as many people towards the spot side.
Yep. I mean, as Redix mentioned, but as we mentioned it also earlier, in case we could also send the Mel support, which would be definitely easier against Queen. But at the same time, do you really want to have Queen down Mel when he could be on Sylas for like team fighting, etc.?
I think just the comforts don't work, right? Like
exactly, yeah.
I don't think Star is very comfortable on Sylas either,
exactly,
right? Like,
exactly.
it's really hard.
And
I think
against
you're pretty much once you pick Mel, you're open to doing the flex. But as soon as you lock that Sylas, it's pretty clear it's support.
Yep.
I think. I mean, yeah, I think.
Also for the chat.
Interesting drafts. Not a game one fearless draft I'd expect.
There's prediction up
Yeah.
for people in the chat.
It's a crazy draft.
It will be up for 2 minutes, and we're going. Obviously, we're gonna take a very quick break. The time for the game to start. We'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll be able to watch this first game of Sinking Ship against Min Crash Out for the semi-final and the place in final of the Waters Invitational. See you there.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment. Now is your time, so prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through and rise, rise. They will remember you. Welcome to the climb up, reach for the summit. Visions brave and one false step lead the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This is your moment. Take to the skies, go. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through and rise, rise. They will remember you. It is you fight among the dead beneath the dirt. Or do you know yet? Or do you want it? And when the giants call to ask you what you're worth, or do you know if we don't die? Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you.
And welcome back,
Righty.
everyone. Sorry, that wasn't prepared, unfortunately. But we're here, Sinking Ship against Mint, and we have here the offshore draft. And I think we're gonna leave the HUD again for today. I'm sorry, guys. Reason is, it's not working. It's showing the ultimate instead of the flash summoners. So we'll go to normal league I'll let the other two speak.
I was about to ask that exact question. I'm like, weird. Where my
Yeah, I'm
flash
like,
is
look
at?
at that, look at that Kishin bird there. He got a bird
Mel.
for a summoner spell there.
I saw
Um,
Mel first. I saw the bright gold.
Personally, I like the side of Min Crash Out's draft a lot more. Although I will say that Sinking Ship has a lot of these picks that are just super good into the draft of Min Crash Outs. The Mel is insanely good here. The Silas is insanely good here, but this Keishing Quinn pick on R5 is just such a good pick, and you would have never expected it from any other player except Keishing. This is the one guy who would pick it, and he picked it.
No one else picks Quinn here, that's for sure. But yeah, it looks good. I think runes look very, very similar, very normal. I think Crash, electing to go for Airy instead of the typical electrocute, right? Just wanting a little bit more lane, a little more sustain maybe. So I think nothing really too big there. Everything else very, very normal. Double ignite bot lane. So definitely a kill lane here for both Keishing and Punda, and already a trade happening.
Yeah, and Kaisa, low range 80 carry going into the Quinn, into the Ashe, gets slowed up, and there's just not much she can really do. She's going to take up a lot of her HP bar, and it's going to be pretty hard for her early game to farm. And Silas can't really support her that much. The only thing he can do is say, hey, let's go in and try to kill them. And then that's really all we can do. And, yeah, we got two big hunks up in the top lane, Dr. Mundo and the Horn. So not much is going to happen up there, I
Oh,
think.
hello.
Hello there, sinking ship logo. Pretty
Love
cute
it.
there.
Right, the other one's
Pretty
coming.
cute.
It's also gonna be huge.
Shout out that logo there, and
It's gonna be
looking at-
humongous. Mint
Oh,
crash
a very
outs.
large mint crash outs logo there. This top lane, not much gonna happen early, right? I think Mundo takes a little bit to be super winning in this lane. One of the weakest early game champs in the game, but never
Just
should
yeah,
die in the
home
Ornn. And
plating?
if he's able to scale, we've seen what like late game Mundos can do. Interesting.
Especially
He
against
there
Ashe.
for Hoovy, but he
number
still
of-
gets the brittle proc, so
Yeah,
Good
number
trade
of
there.
clips you see of a Mundo just running down the Ashe is recently.
if I see a fountain dive this game, I will be breaking my monitor. And I'm
Oh,
not
and
playing.
Punda going in with the E there, getting Keishing up low. There's 5-stack passive on Keishing, but Jake gonna walk up for the 2v1 here. Has fully stacked lethal tempo proc. Death Snail is autoing back. And Punda, that was a great look from him, but they couldn't get that last auto off on Keishing there. The Ignite comes through thinking they could kill, but that's just it. We can see the burst. We can see the life in the bot lane. Star going in for a trade here. Reflects, but Punda going back in. Keishing E goes back, but it flashes forward. No flash onto Keishing. But Death Snail, maybe he's looking to play this, but he doesn't have enough range here to get into it, to be able to interact with this Ashe. And Diana is here in Tri-Brush. She's going to look for a play. She's walking down. I can't really see bot lane. I don't know what's going on. But there's a fight happening in top here. Colin, he wants to go for the fight. Got the proc on his passive, so he's going to heal up. And now he's just kind of in a weird spot here. The bot dive didn't go off. Colin hits that Q in between the minions. Heals up just a little bit. Not really sure what he's trying to go for. Maybe he's looking to fish with some Qs. But nothing else is going to happen. But Rect and Pepperoni hits the Q onto the Ari. Ari has flash. Charm goes through onto Rect. Cass is free hitting. Star is over the wall. And then we're going to pan the camera away, which means there is no kill. That happens there, but maybe there's a kill here. And Hoovy, oh my goodness, it's a 1-for-1. It's
and
a 1-for-1.
but the wave is in the advantage
well
of
played
Colin.
by Hoovy.
Yeah,
well,
Colin
yeah,
is actually
but-
more than fine with
Colin's
that.
happy with that because not
Yeah.
only do you get the kill and your wave is good, but you get the Ornn flash, which just means you're not in threat ever again in this lane.
Yeah, for another 5 minutes.
Mental edge there for Hoovy. He gets that first blood, like he gets that first, that solo kill. He's feeling good. And taking it back a little bit, you see exactly how this Silas Quinn matchup plays out, right? If Quinn wastes E, Silas kills her. If Quinn holds E, Silas loses. It's quite cookie cutter. Quinn just doesn't really have to press E until Silas presses his own to stop the chains from going in. But as soon as that's down, there's a real timer. You see how much burst damage the bot lane of Sinking Ship had there. Actually interested, Death Snail didn't actually flash or use any of his sums, try to get a kill on, the 1 HP Quinn there or anything. So, just going to be a little bit of a deficit here bot lane. Already 10 CS gap for Jake here on the
Oh, and
Ashe.
Punda misses the E. He was looking, they know Rect is there. They have a ward. Just gonna walk up. Maybe he could start Dragon here, but no, he just wants to look for mid, getting information. I think this bot lane going about how we'd expect, at least in the early levels. We do see signs of life there from Punda, which isn't something I expected to see, at least this early in the game, but at least they're fighting back. And so far, this game looking relatively even. There is a small lead of 500 gold for mint crash outs. Most of it, if not all of it, is for the Ashe. Star reflects the charm. Not much is going to happen there. But, yeah, just chilling everywhere other than bot.
There is a growing problem, though, for Mint Crashouts, as this Mundo has a 10 CS lead. Hasn't he? He's doing quite well for himself, even after that first losing that solo kill.
Hoovy
this
gonna
match just
E
gets
in
harder
there.
and harder
Colin
for
is
Hoovy as it
autoing,
goes
and
on.
nothing's gonna happen here. But Colin is
Farming
just
grass stalks.
yeah, he's just farming.
Yeah,
I wonder, is Colin gonna go Heartsteel? He should go Heartsteel. I think he should go
I'm
Heartsteel.
pretty sure, by the way,
Oh,
but that's
definitely. I mean, at the same time, you see still Min crash out, getting the lead in terms of those Drake very early.
Oh.
We're only at 6 minutes. Kaz doesn't even have level 6, so they're already taking that option, and probably I think the correct one, macro-wise, to try to stack those Drake for your team, specifically knowing that you may not have such a big scaling because of your range disparity, especially in this mid matchup. So I think in general you want to be able to stack those Drake with the prior that Queen give you.
yeah, you have so much prio bot just because of how strong Ashe is right now, right, in this play. So taking that Drake on spawn, and Mumu's a lot weaker early game, but actually Rect and Pepperoni going for this top invade, but I mean Kaz is getting the same bot side, but he's gonna get 2 camps for the price of 1, so
And the question is, do you really want to
Ooh,
split
there's
map
no
like this?
ultimate on the Ashe, and maybe Rect and Pepper are gonna
Oh,
be able
Rect
to
is looking
counter
on
that.
into here onto Crash. Crash does not have ult.
nothing here.
Nothing's gonna happen here. But I mean, hey, you might as well look, right? I mean, you're walking a bot anyway, so might as well just cue the Ahri.
This is really bad for Rect. Kaz is getting his entire bot side here. This Diana is getting super accelerated already in this game. You'll be seeing, you know, a queue over to these Krugs immediately. I
Oh.
assume. Actually, never mind.
No.
Just not going to go for the Krugs because the ward is there. Doesn't want to overstay their welcome. But still, you know, 1 camp advantage, or it's a little more now, but a very good spot. Just going to go to their top side now.
Something I'd love to say here is I actually meant to mention it earlier, but Punda does have the bone plating and not the second wind against double ranged here, which just shows that he wants to go in for these all-in plays. He wants to look for, you know, eing in with the bone plating, being unkillable for the first few seconds. He doesn't want to play a long lane. And right here,
What's he supposed
his
to do?
game is just getting screwed. He needs to reset. He needs to get full HP. He needs to have like refillables with second wind. The lane is just not really playable unless you kill them. Oh, but the Asho comes through. Kishi going in for the dive. He has no flash yet. And Jake is under the turret, but Alex, he has that ult. He has the killer instinct, but he doesn't know where Kaz is. He doesn't want to ult in. But one
for one. Yeah, a bit ballsy here from Kishing.
Wait,
That
but
was
Alex
good.
looking for the play. Got the isolated Q onto Jake here. Has 5-stack passive. Barrier comes through. Alex doesn't have the barrier. He can't see him. He doesn't have vision. He flashes forward, and Jake gets the kill because of vision.
The vision difference
Very
there is
well
going to be.
played
But
by Jake.
hey, Alex has a ward. I think it's just quite a misplay, to be honest, from Death Snell there. I think, you know, could have gone earlier. Could have also not ulted as far away from the Ashe. You know, she has barrier. She has the longer range. You really don't want to be out of your auto attack range in any way. So maybe a little bit of a misplay there. Just not super confident right now this game. But also, yeah, holding that flash for a very long time. Could have just flashed in the bush instantly, got that kill. So not the most well played, but.
I agree there, and I think I know for sure he ulted far because he wanted to get the isolated Q, which is technically the correct play. But you're right. If he's gonna flash anyway, he should have flashed earlier in the bush to get vision. He dropped 1 auto, and because of that 1 auto, he ended up not getting the kill. I think Keishing went way too early on that dive, knowing Jake couldn't have been there, and it was just really well dodged from Alex there. He dodged out on the Q, but is behind Jake here. Jake has no sums. He's trying to dodge the E when he should just be trying to run. Even if the Silas E hits him, maybe he could get away in the turret. I don't think so. I do not think so. But I'm
I
just
think he was
saying.
dead either way.
And
As soon as he
clear.
step up, yeah, that far, I think he was dead with
Alex never
Yeah, I agree,
punished.
I
He
agree.
just got a shutdown. He's back in this game.
I
Alex
mean, we can't
is,
even check golds. Like, I think
yeah,
he's
just
he's
got-
only 400 behind, you know, so just a kill with that shutdown. Knowing that
Also, Jake's gonna miss that way. Oh, but
Oh,
Ash
the
Arrow coming
Quinn
through. There's a
W is
TP.
so
There are technically
freaking
4 many
weird.
bot. Ash Arrow goes wide. Punda looking for the kill on Akishi. Has the flash forward. He's gonna get the kill and he's gonna run. But Star Burrito comes down with the TP as well. He's here. But Jake is just running mid. It's a 2v2 in the bot. If you kill Kaz, this play's really good for Sinking Ship. And Punda goes in with the E. A reset from the Ahri. But Ahri gonna go back. Star deflects the charm. But unfortunately, there is a minion wave there. But really well played from Sinking Ship.
Crash
Definitely.
TP's in and gives Punda Ahri ult, and then he just completely
Yeah.
wipes the floor
He
with
killed
the rest
Kaz.
of the crash outs. Honestly, a little bit of maybe a miss. Like the TP looks good, but Punda just sitting there ready to stop.
I think
Rekt
Rekt
looking
could've
for
killed that
something
guy.
instead of getting the cannon, just wanted to look for a kill. But he could have just queued a little bit earlier.
Do
I
you
think.
think Rekt could have killed him there? No sums, no backup on the Ash. Dazzle.
Yeah, no, he could have, but he also could have got the cannon. He played for neither, unfortunately, there. So, again,
And he gave
I,
the plates to
hey guys, hey Kaz, you might have to help your top laner here, man. Colin has a 30 CS lead building.
yeah, I mean,
You know, that's a
Yeah.
Fed Mundo, and you guys
I
don't
don't-
have that much Mundo killing potential this game.
I don't really know if there's a point in commentating on this trading here, but Colin does have Warmogs, which I don't
Yeah,
know if it
gonna
crossed
go-
plus yet.
Actually, interesting, not going the triple belt, just gonna go the Warmogs instead. Usually you
but I'm
see the
so
triple belt
surprised
into
he didn't go
Warmogs.
Heartsteel first.
No, you always go second. You go
Oh,
it's
do you?
usually triple belt into
Star's getting
Warmogs into
4
Heartsteel.
man.
Star
Instantly.
getting 3-man here mid. Ash W comes through. She's slowed. The reflect goes onto a minion, unfortunately, again, which isn't her fault, but it's just really unfortunate timing there. Maybe not overstepping. They know they're not showing bot. Drake is up. That now is not the time to die. You have no TP. Now they're just praying that mid crash outs makes a mistake here. This dragon looks like it's theirs, but they could be going for a 50-50, but they don't see Keishing on the side. There's no information. They're
Yeah,
going to
I
have to
think-
just give this dragon. I don't think it's worth
Set.
going for the 50-50 here, Rex, but you're going to walk in. He's getting the Astral on top of him. He's going for the 50-50, and he gets it! He gets the 4-man ult. They're all low. Punda's looking here. Maybe Diana ult goes wide. Destiny is autoing Punda through the E2. It ends up going wide, but Ash is walking forward, and they're actually missing a bot wave. So, really well played from Sinking Ship. Do I think it should have gone like that? No, but there's a trade happening in top, and Hoovie's going for the
Mundo ult.
kill. But Mundo ult comes through. Guess what? He's healing up to full HP, and whether you kill him or not, he has Warmogs. I don't think the passive is there yet,
It should
but he
not
still has
proc
the item.
yet, but
A Punda looking for the play here.
yeah, I was thinking it was gonna all flash, but he doesn't have that. I mean, on this
Yeah,
Drake
I saw that
specifically,
too. I was
yeah,
like,
on this Drake specifically, I think it was weird for the side of Sinking Ship to contest, but as I speak, there's
but
Kaz here
Kaz-
trying to fight, but yeah, the reflect is just reflecting. So yeah,
such a good matchup.
I like
into
that
the
Star
dragon.
knows she needs to reflect that, though.
It-
a lot of
it's
people
so
don't
good.
know that you need to reflect the Q because it gives her E reset. Oh, Punda going in with the E, hits it on Jake. Jake has no subs. It's just the perfect time to go, and Deathsnail has that killer instinct. He could go in and kill. There's no
Not gonna
subs
press
on to
it.
Keishing there,
I-
but they
that-
don't have information on Kaz. They don't know where he went. He
think
last showed
Alex-
walking into bot side river, I believe.
that's
So Deathsnail, but they have a lot of vision, so I don't know.
I
Maybe he
think,
just didn't
I
want
think
to go.
Alex just not wanting to be the sole, doesn't want to overextend too much. Maybe be the reason his team loses this, as he is subbing in, right? So
I mean,
just wanting to
maybe,
play a
but
bit more
still, that
careful,
one.
but I think he's
that
playing a
one, you
little
already
too
carry
careful.
your- Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
I think he
taking
had-
these
I think
risks.
he has
They're
some
not even
Heat
risks.
in his last ult
That's a
when he
free
ulted
kill
him.
there, to be honest. Like, that
exactly.
is,
Yeah.
he's stronger than Jake now, by the way, at this point in the game. Like, he is completely evened up the CS. He has
Yeah.
the same amount of. There's a 100 gold.
Oh,
like,
but Punda here matching the roam onto Keishing. And this Quinn pick is just not going how you want it to go. Like,
Yeah,
he's
So
not doing
much prior
anything this
in early
game.
but the fact that
You
now you
have
got your
to
Drake
EBE.
stall, the fact that you got that second Drake stall is actually so good for Sinking Ship. Even if Wrecked died, the fact that only him died to be able to get
Wait,
the
but
kill-
Hoovie just
Oh.
eased in for no reason. He's looking to trade with Colin. Colin does have that Warmog stack, but Colin doesn't care. Look, he's
Oh,
gonna
gotta
walk
walk back
away and
and
he's
full
gonna
heal.
heal
That
up
might
the
be a
full
kill
HP.
there.
Star going for the trade here. Don't know
Yeah.
if she had W for that charge, but Star gets the solo kill onto Clash.
What a champ.
I mean, looks
What
like
a
every lane of Sinking Ship at this point just kind of losing, except for, I guess, I'd say Jungle is winning for Crash Outs, but can
Yeah.
Kaz on this Diana do enough versus the team of Sinking Ship? I feel like it's really hard, and you notice the value of this Silas pick here. Punda's taken every different ult, and every single one feels good to take. The only one I
Yeah.
would not want to take here as Silas is
Queen
the
one.
Quinn, right? Like,
Exactly.
you have a rotation. You can take the Ari, Diana, and the Ashe, and all can guarantee you able to fight bot lane even stronger. Maybe you get a kill.
And I would just like to say, there's two players on Sinking Ship that none of us expect to really be that important or difference makers, and so far they've made the difference. Wrecked and Pepperoni going in, seals the Drake, 4-man ult, almost makes a play, turning so good for Punda, and it ends up well for them. And then Star getting the TP bot to match the match Crash, and then making that bot play go well with Punda. Maybe it wasn't the difference maker, but the thought was there. And gets the solo kill. And you can only wonder how much preparation these two players have put into this. And it's just really insane to see that some players that might have been underrated are performing better than to be expected. And this happens a lot in draft leagues, but going back to the normal game state here, Punda looking.
I
Could be
think,
looking
he's always
I'm gonna be
looking.
honest,
Asharu.
we didn't comment on it much, but there was a Mumu, a Mel, and a Silas with an Ashe Arrow. Why does Jake not have cleanse?
Yeah.
I don't know, but the
guys,
Ash Arrow
as
gonna
we
come through
speak,
mid.
the Ash
It's
Arrow-
Keishing!
Keishing, by the way.
It saved Star unintentionally. Maybe he saved her. I don't know if she would have died from that, but I mean, Punda, he didn't even mean to do that, but he hit Keishing.
Oh, we
And
gotta
calling his
do
first
this.
turret. Is that
Someone
feat?
needs to stop this Mundo. Like, Kaz needed to come here four hours ago. Like,
Is
this
that
Mundo
feat
is
still
such a
going?
problem for your comp, by the way. He is up 40 CS. He is up EXP. He is up a full turret. He is the
Oh, no,
my
look,
God,
Keishing,
what?
1v2,
Oh
one
my
shot,
God,
Keishing.
Punda.
Ash Arrow goes wide. Jake walking up here with autoing. He's under the turret. Punda walked up to try to find the W there. If he had flash, Jake would have been dead again. But really well played by Punda getting the trade back there. Rex looking for Hoovy top, but I don't even know why he's there, but he's there. Drake is spawning soon. Should get their base coming through, but there's a TP coming through behind the Ash. There's no flash, and Colin is just a great TP. Jake is dead here. And Dragon is up soon.
I believe
Definitely.
Colin wants this turret.
mean,
I think
yeah,
Colin
Drake-
is TPing, and he's going to be pushing this tower to its demise.
Exactly. And
his
Drake's put
team
in
doesn't need him.
5 seconds. I mean,
This-
I see
There's no
Rex
Hoovy
and
or
Mundo
Jake.
is a
How did Hoovy
problem.
die? How did Hoovy die?
He died to Wrecked 1v1.
Yeah, he died to Rex.
Rex
top.
solo killed him there in the end after how low he was because of how Colin was playing it. Like,
That's insane.
I mean, Hoovy is just completely
You see,
bleeding out
Rex
in this
doesn't
top.
have our.
His
you
team
see-
is just
Hoovy
left
has
in
heart
that
steal,
spot.
bro. What? That's so bad.
Someone has to help Hoovy this game. He is just being left on an island versus a Mundo. I mean, this Amumu was able to get every top side objective in the game. Nothing has happened. Again, the only lead you have on the side of, Mint Crash Outs. I mean, AD carry, he's strong, mid strong, but jungle is your real lead, right? You got a 30 CS lead there for Kaz, but I don't know if it's enough still.
But guys, let's be real. Why does my Ornn have heart steal?
Good question.
This is just
Uh,
such a bad item in this game. But Crash looking for the ult in here. There is the reflect. Gets back charm onto Crash, and Crash is dead here. Death Seal coming in with the ult, London with the Ornn. Stolen ult. There's no flash onto Jake. Jake is dead. Hoovy's Ornn ult comes through, but it's just so small compared to Punta's.
It just,
Huh?
I mean, the game, it looks, to be honest, over for Mint Crash Outs at this point. Incredible play there by Star. I don't know if Crash forgot how the matchup ends up playing out, but you can't use that charm until W's down. You're equally as squishy there. So just gonna get caught out by their own charm, and then Panda with a good Ornn Horn there, able to clean them all up. Did miss the chain after, of course, but didn't matter as Colin was there to pick up 2 kills, and that's all 3 tier 1s on the map taken down for sinking ship. 4K gold lead. This game looks rough.
Yeah, Punda's been hearing talks of best Silas thrown around in these WTK matches. Albino been performing. Ash Arrow comes through. Death Snail gonna cleanse it. Keishing is just gonna get one shot here. What are you doing, bro? He's into 2 people and dies. What are you doing, Keishing? It's just what you have to ask. But Colin going in for the fight here. Hoovy has no ult. He's just gonna stand here and take it. Colin has the heart steal. But Kaz is also up here. Dr. Mundo procs the ghost and you're just going to
I
run
don't know if
away.
it
You're not
matters.
going to do anything to him.
Pretty sure Colin could 1v2 there, to be honest, at this point.
Mundo has a business meeting.
That is a 2.5. That is a 2 item plus Swift March Mundo. This Mundo is a problem right now on the map. And Kaz,
And he's just going to fight
gonna realize
Kaz.
that
Kaz is like,
himself
I'm going to
here.
take that ward.
Half HP.
Punda's here, but Punda's here faster than Keishing is everywhere. He's in more places than Keishing. He's doing more. He has more impact. And this Quinn R5 just isn't it, apparently. Star going in for the kill. Bot gets the solo kill onto Jake, but is going to die here. Here's Keishing.
take that Keishing.
But you know what? At least Keishing was there. At least he was there.
He steals the kill from his R. You can actually make something happen this game. Little rough there, but I mean, honestly, I don't know if Punda needed to be top there. I think Colin genuinely, he didn't press R. I'm pretty sure Colin could just 1v2 there, to be honest.
Yeah,
Probably,
but
He had R still. Kaz was
Would
half
you rather a
HP.
2v2 or 1v2? Let's be real.
I think Mundo at this point is unstoppable this game, right? Like, this Mundo is 20 times more fed than Poom was yesterday. And Poom still had to deal with 280 carries, and, like, he was killable, but I don't think this one's gonna be.
Oh, and Punda looking for another 1v1 onto Keishing here. Oh, Ashero comes through. It's gonna hit Punda. Keishing is there. Ordo comes through. Punda's just gonna die, I think. Nope, I think he's fine.
Wait, there's no way. There was
the
no
Ornn Horn.
flash
I don't
on
know where
Ornn.
Hoovy was aiming.
Yeah, the Ornn Horn.
Oh, and they're gonna lose
He
that
threw an Ord
confidence.
ult at Nart at like his Punda's ghost. Thought there was a clone, but
I mean, sinking shit macro right now is just so good. They see a fight happening top. They decide to go for this Atacon. Punda looking for Keating. Just gonna die again. It's his 5th death of the game. 6 and 10 bot lane. You have to wonder, the one lane with the double counter pick you'd expect to win, but they are just not.
it's just looking. I mean, is this really what our R5 is, right? Like, I know they always give Keishing R5, but gotta ask the question, is it worth it when, you know, the R5 is a 2-5 Quinn, right? Like, it should be winning in lane, so why is the Silas ahead?
I mean, to be fair, it was winning in lane. I think it's really when it was time for lane to stop, or like at least for support to roams, that just Punda had better vision about what he had to do, and maybe his pick allowed him to have more CC, do easier in ganks. But just in general, I think like this is not like specifically in lane, but that is a roaming support gap, if I may say it like that.
But
like,
you did
Punda has
also
way more
see in
impact.
lane, Punda almost solo killed Keishing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, for me, the main reason
But that was
why this
just a sign
matchup,
of life.
yeah, the reason this matchup went that bad is that Keishing, with such a big lead, decided to dive and died there, giving like forcing, and for no reason in that specific
It
position.
made the lane from winning
Yeah.
to neutral, because
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Alex got
And then
2 kills off that play.
When your lane is neutral, well, unfortunately,
Oh, but Rick is
my
gonna look
God.
mid with the R flash, gets Jake. Kai'Sa comes through. The killer instinct is autoing Kaz, and Recton Pepperoni hits his 2nd insane Q of the game. There's no ult. Kaz gets a 4-man ult there, but Keishing is hitting. Rek gets his 3rd ult or Q. It is blind, but Star is here. They don't have enough damage to follow up, but Alex flag forward. Crash has 1 R proc left. Flashes through. Or Huviel coming through. There's no flash onto Alex. No flash onto Crash. And Hoovy gonna flash over the wall. Misses the E. Punda R coming through. He's looking for Keishing. They know that Hoovy is not a big threat here, but Keishing is looking to play this when he really shouldn't be. So Punda's gonna flash in and put an end to him, is what we would say if he died there, but he didn't. And
Colin's
as
ending
it's
the
all
game while
happening,
this is happening.
Colin is just ending the game.
I don't think this is. I would not say this one's been Hoovy's best performance.
Jake comes right now. I'm chasing.
I can kill him. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow,
Uh-oh.
I can't kill him. Help me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mundo's killing our
Push,
team under our
push.
Nexus turrets, guys.
The only reason
He's
I'm saying that is
killing
because I
our
know
team
for a
under our
fact
Nexus
in
turrets.
comms right now, Star is going push, push.
And at
Star
this
is
point of
currently
the game,
singing the song.
at
I
this
mean,
point of
this
the game,
game
you
just
have to
looks
wonder.
I mean,
You have
it's
to
a
wonder.
7-1 Mundo.
Has the FF vote been dropped yet? Let's take a vote on it. Has it been put out there?
Why are we giving counter to our support and not our top laner when Colin is doing
I mean,
this?
it's Hoovy,
okay.
though. It's Hoovy. What is he going to do with
First,
the counterpick?
yeah, first it's Hoovy. Second of all, I don't think like, I think giving R5 to Keishing is correct, but unfortunately his pick, like he didn't play his pick properly in my opinion. Like he should have way more
Okay.
impact with Keishing.
Yeah,
To be
I
fair,
actually want to.
I was expecting more from this Queen support. Like I know it's Queen support and it sounds crazy, but I'm expecting more from a master player who has who plays in a lot of competitive and know those world champion and know he can play them correctly. I just think he didn't play Queen properly. I don't think giving him R5. The idea is not wrong. He just didn't play his pick properly. Like his lane.
But can we just speak facts here for a second? I 100% agree with what you're saying, Aurel. 100%. Jake is gonna die here. He's dead. But 100%. Can we just agree? I personally believe that Silas support in this game looks a lot easier to play and impact the map than something like the Queen.
Yeah. Again,
Even in general, like Punda
definitely,
just
yeah.
played this game well. But I also think the buy factor of Keishing not knowing what to do really is what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like he's lost on the map. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know who to help. He doesn't know what lanes to gank. Like, look what he's doing right now. What's he gonna do here? He can't do anything.
Mundo is unkillable. Like at this point, the
doing
game
here.
is over. There is nothing he can do.
at
Kaz,
this.
you're a bruiser. Diana, you're not dealing damage here, by the way. Colin walks away, and the Baron's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
I
this
mean, this
first game
game
already
is-
10k goal at 25 minutes. This first game looked very rough. I mean, again, yeah, I think this game was all about support. Obviously, I think even if Keishing managed to get lead, etc., like the fact that they lost that second Drake is too hard because the Mundo is just free scaling and you're putting so much pressure bots as the jungler to not get anything. So, yeah, watching the support
Kaz
right
is
now.
just gonna. Oh, Kaz actually lives here. Colin actually is the first time he showed to be pretty low HP. Destiny going with him with the ult there. But Punda on the backside actually solo killed Jake. Orn is hitting himself in
Colin
the
low
head
HP,
because
I'm
why
pretty
is
sure
he
he has
there?
10,000 health.
No, he was. He was like 1,000 HP at one
I'm
point.
looking
And then
under
he pressed
full,
R.
so
He pressed R and he went to 5,000. So
I believe he actually probably has like 600 AD right now, if I had to assume, because his character's really
let's get a.
balanced.
Can we get a click on him?
480,
480,
and that's not with ult,
Six-
so it's like
six
450.
point-
when
Okay,
he
but
gets
let's
ult, yeah.
let's look on the ADC who has AD items. Let's see how much he has.
But like,
like our AD
Probably
carry.
like
I mean, look
180.
Yeah.
yeah,
Two- two
look
seventy nine.
looking at this
I think.
one, I think it's really rough for Mint because
It's just
you
over.
play bot side with your jungler, and Colin does this. Meanwhile, and
You're not
if
getting
you don't even
enough
win
value,
bot lane
yeah.
that hard, while
Exactly.
Rex played top side, got every objective, and Colin just ran the map over. There is almost a flame horizon here in the top lane. Like,
Yeah.
nothing is
Okay,
killing this one.
but my MVP for this game so far, it's got to be Plunda. Like I know
Yeah.
Colin's played
Oh, yeah,
insane
for
this
sure.
game, but I think this Jake. What are you doing, bro?
Oh, yes. Now looking for the
This is
sneaky kills. Managed to get it. Kishing's chasing him. He's very fast, but Rect and Pepper is here.
Yeah,
on the
Rex
flank.
is here.
Oh,
Star-
We'll be missing
Star
yet
and
another charge.
Star and Colin are also here. They might think this is their
Doesn't
only sign
matter.
of life. Crash comes in with the ult, gets the reset. He might be looking over the wall here. Gas flashes forward. Crash misses the first ult over the wall, but there comes a 3-man ult. Star, nice, insane reflect onto Crash. That's the ult on the backline. Could he die to the Q2 here? No, but Plunda finding his 5th 1v1 of the game onto Kishing, and he wins it.
What a reflect from Star here. That was an insane reflect on Ari. He managed to kill her. Make sure that your team able to get it in 27 minutes. The first game is taken for the side of Sinking Ship. What a game.
Yeah, shades of yesterday, right? First game was a stomp. For one team, will we, have another series like that, or will this just, be a rough
But
one from
yesterday,
here?
the team that stomped
Um,
first game lost the series. So
Oh my
what can
God.
we say?
Oh
The
my
series is never over.
True.
True.
It
True.
is
Actually,
a
this series
five-game
never over.
fearless series. Some picks taken out, right? The Silas taken out. I think Mundo's a big one to be taken out. Ornn, Amumu's one of Rex's best, right? Like these very Ash as well, right? A lot of these picks are taken out. Interesting to see how they're gonna go. Go to this next draft, right? Sinking Ship had that idea of just going with Kaisa B1. Are Mint still gonna take red side? I think they're red side. They really like red because they have Keishing, so wouldn't be
Yep.
shocked. But I think there's a lot of the options, right? Maybe change things up as the last game did not seem to work as well as you wished. But I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah,
Me
started
personally,
that,
guys, it's Plunda for that game 1. Who are you guys giving it to?
Game 1. Well, let's say I'm gonna try to be different, even though I agree. Like Punda played very, very, very nicely
Yeah,
this game.
I'm fine with that.
I'll give it to Rect for this Drake steal because I think that's in a game in the beginning of a series when you get dominated bot like that, you need someone else than your bot lane who's getting dominated on, because at that point bot lane wasn't looking good. They were 3-0 on Jake. You need someone to show some kind of light, and I think that after they took that first Drake and got that insane ult, even if he died, it kind of like after that I think it showed something on the map, and even for Mint, like it showed that there was competition. So I'll give it for Rect, yeah, for this game, especially with that Drake steal, which I think was perfect, exactly what they needed at that moment.
Fair enough. I think the game really flipped on its head at the moment when Crash TP down to bot and Panda ended up getting that triple kill. I think that's really where the game sort of just fell completely apart for Mint. But I mean, I feel like it's a little rough because I don't think did much to be able to get there. But I mean, Colin played a pixel perfect Mundo game, really. That first blood did not matter because he just got able to TP back and he just completely ran over the map.
And as much as I would love to start talking about game 2, guys, we should wait. Let's go for a little break. What do you guys say?
Yeah, let's go into a short break. The draft gonna start in like a minute or two, so stay tuned, and we'll see you there. And welcome back to the Water Invitational. We are still joined by Water and by Newt for the game 2 now. Sinking Ship still being on blue side, and Mint Crash Out still being on the red side. I did choose red again, as we mentioned before the quick break. So yeah, we see the first bans. They look to be the same as the game prior, to be honest. I don't see any difference for now.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, like, does Mint Crash Outs change anything? Like, this is Fearless, so, like, I don't think you could change bans that much and it would impact things. But, Sinking Ship just gonna stick with these same bans here. You don't really have to change anything. And, you could just expect maybe a similar style of drafting here from Mint Crash Outs. I actually believe Sinking Ship's drafting ideals will change a little bit game to game. But Mint Crash Outs, I think, is very one-dimensional in how they like to draft. It's looking like a B1 Varus.
That's gonna be a B1 Varus, yeah. It's
It's
flex,
gonna be
right?
a B1 Varus. It is a flex, yeah.
They have
A
to
really
choose
good
between
adaptation
Nico
for them.
or Varus. Yeah, very, very smart. Because now, Mint Crash Out have to choose. Is it Varus or is it Nico that we're gonna let open? Because we banned that Ilaoi, which I don't agree with, to be honest. But
you have to ban Nico versus this
yeah,
team,
then
unfortunately.
Varus flex, AD top. You know, Colin.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we're
No.
gonna see these bans drop at all for
I-
Crash Outs.
I would have loved to see a Varus for Nico trade. I actually think that would have been a really smart thing to do because
Yep,
then you're getting
definitely.
both out in the same game and you're getting one of the two champs that you're not going to get at all this series. Yes, you're giving Put a Nico, but yes, you're getting Varus. Like, you have to
Yeah,
wonder
especially
what
on
is
Jake.
worth it for you because it's also out of the game. If this goes game 5, you don't have to worry about Nico in the future. Varus is out of the pool, Nico's out of the pool. Tristana, I love it. I love that pick into Varus. It's the one pick that is actually pretty difficult for Varus to play, and I know Jake has confidence on it.
But again, this Varus could just be top, right? At Colin, he's always open to playing these really annoying top laners. He loves the Varus top. We've already seen it once, so
And what if they send the
probably
Tristana
jungle
top
walked
2?
in.
What if Hoovy picked Tristana? You know?
Yeah,
What if they keep
anyways.
the Tristana flex until R5? But I mean, that would be smart. You keep your potential, like, I mean, Hoovy probably never played Tristana of his life, but I'm pretty sure.
Sure how the Hoovy Tristana is here,
Hey,
but
it might not be that worst, you know? Hoovy play Arams, he play Flex. He for sure
he
have
does
played
play Flex and Aurian.
Tristana in the past, you know? Maybe
I like
you
Volley
can-
a lot, though. Really strong jungler here for
Yeah,
Kaz.
definitely. And the
Just
Zac-
really
Zac.
strong, able to make more happen early game, able to generate a lead a little bit more, because you already saw Kaz generate a lead through CS. Zac, the character that I think is
I love this
so
pick.
unbelievably overtuned.
I love this pick.
Uh,
I think it's so good.
but honestly, Volley's a pretty good matchup for it. Like, it's pretty good. Volley's pretty good into the Zac. It's not like some of the matchups where Zac completely, stops what you try to do. You can still kind of bully Zac.
I'm just
Aurora
excited to see it.
Sindri here. Interesting.
Yeah, Aurora, it's a fine pick here. I
Sinking
kind of
Ship
would have
just-
liked. I would have liked the Syndrome more, to be honest, because then you could just sit with the Varus, and if you go poke, which I believe you don't really have to. The Lux.
Ooh, big
locked in.
takeaway here.
I didn't expect that.
Big takeaway here for Mint Crash Outs. That is another Stars champion, right? So
Yeah, but if
taking
you
these
do
away,
take
I think
away
Stars is a lot more
Toulouse
comfortable on
games,
Aurora as well over Syndra. So
yeah, definitely. For having
not
coaching
that
her
shocked
for
by
a
the Aurora
split,
pick here.
for having coaching her for an entire split, I can tell you, game with Aura, I was sure we would win them, and we were always winning game with Aura. And so yeah, definitely her best champ.
Really good at
Okay.
Aurora, but yeah, the Lux
Yeah.
taken away. So Stars champ pool getting pinched a little bit in this, best of 5 already. Seeing what we'll be going to further on.
I don't think your bull's
Still
gonna
has
hurt.
a lot
though.
open. Vex
Ooh,
ban,
that sounds like a LeBlanc. Oh, and it's
Ward
banned.
ban.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
then,
god. They
they
knew. They knew.
They
I think a
They
little.
do the
I think a
idea.
little too obvious. I think Sinking
If
Ship
you-
could have
if-
banned something
and-
else first.
Ban Vex here. The game. You could blind LeBlanc.
All you would
But
do
they
would you
get
you
that
would ban
first.
something else first, right? You'd ban like a top or you ban anything, right? And then
feel like
they
they were
ban a
watching
second one.
stream.
You ban the Vex, and you're in such a good spot. You pick LeBlanc support.
Yeah, but I think they
You're
would have banned
laughing,
LeBlanc.
right? Oh, that would have been. You think they blind ban LeBlanc even if Vex isn't banned?
I don't know. That would have been.
I don't
like
think
a-
they ban LeBlanc, and then Sinking Ship has that answer second, so they just ban LeBlanc or ban
Yeah,
the
but-
Vex
but
instead. So
Potentially,
maybe a little
but
bit of a
potentially
missed
they would have
choice.
picked LeBlanc. That's also what I feel like. Because Kishin can play it.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
my
Really?
feeling too. Yeah, Kishin can play LeBlanc. He faced me 2 times. I mean, he faced me
what
one
can't
time
he play? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he
exactly.
just locks what he wants.
Exactly. He can play it, and if he saw the Vex ban, he probably would have blind picked LeBlanc. And we see the blind
I would
pick
love to say, I would
Malphite.
love to say here, there's one champ open that I know, I feel like Punda will pick. It's the Talia. Ain't the Tristana?
Yeah, Talia
Talia's up.
sounds very good. But if
Malphite
it's
now
Lux support
open
you're
since the
facing-
Silas, taken out of the picture. So, Hoovy just gonna
if you're
keep going
playing
on these
Talia and
safe
it's
blind
Lux
pick
support,
top.
I think you're crying a bit, no? Aren't you? Like, I feel like Lux support would be very annoying for Talia.
Don't disagree.
Ah.
Think Trundle
Oh,
here.
please, Trundle. Please,
Trundle
Trundle. It's so
That's
good.
Trundle top.
Yeah.
It's so good, Colin.
Colin, want
Colin
to end
once again
games.
going a champion
Yeah,
that is
that kind of destroyed
not
turrets.
kindly perceived by the community. His champ pool, I think, is a good way to describe it.
Wait, what are you saying about Mundo? Are you saying it's not person? Yeah.
Not many champions Colin likes to play are very kindly perceived by a majority of the
Okay,
community.
okay.
A lot of people do dislike his champ pool, so
Yeah, maybe
this
it's a
one
top
already
laner.
like
Karma? What if Punda Karma's
Trundle
here?
here. Karma not bad. I think Puna has a couple options. If he needs if they feel like they want like
Pantheon.
more engaged. But Pantheon's good.
Okay.
I was
You can
thinking
roam
Rakan,
now.
right? Something like this, but that's a
Right.
Puna classic, right? The Pantheon support.
That sounds like
The
a
OG
Soraka game,
pick for
no?
Punda, for those who have known Punda for years,
Wait,
this
isn't
is
that
where
his-
it started. On his
Bro.
Pantheon, so.
Please send me a Soraka or a Poppy here. You get Soraka or Poppy, both champions are insane.
Quinn.
I think
Oh, it's gone.
Poppy is
what's
really
Please,
good
Poppy.
here.
Please, Poppy.
Poppy
Oh
is
my
insane.
god.
At least support incoming, bro. I can feel it.
Hey, at least, it's not bad
Leona?
either. Leona. Okay.
I mean, Leona Trist, you can one-tap Varus on CD.
Yeah, but imagine Leona presses W and Trundle just eats all that.
Oh my god, yeah, Trundle. But I mean, he already have Malphite and Volibear. If you focus Leona, honestly, like, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you when you face Volibear and Malphite.
Hey, I would just like to say to everybody in the stream, I was correct in the sense that their drafting is one-dimensional. They picked the same roles, other than ADC and jungle, which is literally just swapped. It's the same pick, in the exact same order. So you have to wonder, like, do they draft any different ever?
Both teams, right?
Did Blue Side? Yeah, Blue Side did too.
Both teams drafting exactly the
exact
same.
same way.
So
I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be honest. I think last.
I think Mint is so one-dimensional though.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. Now you know how to draft against them if they go through, which we'll see. But honestly, I'm a bit disappointed. Like now that the draft is gone, I'm really disappointed that Mint didn't went blue to be one either the Nico or the Varus, like to get it for themselves. I'm very surprised they didn't do that themselves, because I think like if you can leave both open and just rush into one of them, like it could have been really good to deny, like, because now the Nico is still a threat, and as you mentioned, if it goes 5, Nico will be picked 5, so that's
Yeah.
that's scary now. So if they lose again, I think they have to go blue. They should not like go back in their red side, because it's definitely not working properly.
Also, Mint can swap a ban on Blue Side. Like they can drop the Nico ban for something else because they could just B1 it. But then again, will Keishing B1 his champ ever? Will he?
We'll see.
that's
we
the
have to
question,
ask.
right?
That's
We'll
what we
have
have
to
to
see.
ask.
That's
We still have this game to go through. What do we think about drafts, everyone?
Arl, you could start.
Yep. I think, I mean, in my opinion, I really like Sinking Ship Draft. I'm still thinking that now that Kishing is on a real support, the game will look very, 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 very different. Like, I have faith in him, you know. I think Kishing is like a very, very good player. And when he's tryharding for real and he's having ego, it can go very well. So I'm expecting, and I hope for Mint Crash Out, that their bot lane managed to snowball. If that's not the case, my god, Sinking Ship are gonna have so much fun this game and they're gonna win it. So if Mint Crash Out doesn't manage to snowball bots, this game is cooked for them, because their draft, except maybe the Volibear jungle, but their draft looked very hard against Sinking Ship draft.
I 100% agree with you, and I'm gonna agree in saying I actually think Mint Crash Out's draft. I like both drafts, to be honest. I just think Mint Crash Outs has a much easier transition into mid or late game if things go well. But there are a lot of these weird picks from Sinking Ship that are like, okay, well, if that gets ahead, our game's doomed. And a few of them are this Aurora. I don't know. The only way to deal with Aurora is like this Malphite ulting her. like mid game, you know, and or Trundle. Like, how are you going to deal with Trundle if he is as ahead as he was last game? You know what I mean? Like, Colin last game, if he's as ahead this game as he was last game, I don't understand how you can like reasonably stop him while also stopping his entire team. Like, because you're gonna have to burn full Leona combo on him. You're gonna have to. You can maybe save Malphite ult, but you're gonna need to burn the entire Lux combo. Trist is gonna have to be hitting him, and there's so much of this like priority in needing to kill him and at the start of the fight, or he's just gonna hit your back line or hit your front line, that it makes me favor sinking ship if things go well in the early to mid game like the last game. But if nothing happens and this game is a very traditional, slow, stock standard game, I think mid crash outs are going to take the win.
Yeah, I think as long as they don't fall behind, I think mid crash outs draft is like really simple to play. I think it just has an ease that sinking chips doesn't, just because the champs are not as traditional and not as like commonly seen paired together, right? Pantheon support's a lot squishier than Pantheon jungle is, right? Trundle top is playing different than a Trundle jungle is going to be playing. You know, I haven't really seen Alex play Varus very much, so I'm not very confident on how that's going to play out. Whereas, you know how Leon's going to play, you know how Malphite's going to play, you know how Volley's going to play, you know how Lux and Tristana are going to play, right? Like, every single pick of Mint makes sense how they're going to play. Sinking chips, it's such a, their picks and, like, roles are very weird, I think. So I think it's really simple for Mint to play as long as they don't fall extremely far behind in one of these lanes.
Definitely, and we're gonna get into the game in just a few seconds, so I'm not gonna put us on a break. But yeah, I think overall, I really need to see also, like we saw last game. Honestly, I think even if bot lane would have gone worst, top lane was so much ahead. I think Kaz need to help Hoovy to like stop in early game Trundle from being able to snowball this game. I think
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Especially this
Kaz,
game.
you cannot leave Hoovy on an island this game yet again. Last game, you know, it's a little bit more forgivable because Hoovy got that first kill, right? You think, okay, lane's feeling fine, but actuality, right? The wave was so good for Colin. Everything just played out perfectly for this Mundo, and the lead just kept climbing. Whereas this game, you know, if Trundle gets ahead, it's really hard to stop him.
Dead Snail is on hit. Let's go.
I think it's a lot better here.
If you go poke this game, you're really doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, your only thing if you go poke is, like, you're dealing with the Lux.
If it wasn't a Malphite and it was, like, something else, you know, it would have been good. But, like, poke is just going to do nothing.
Malphite, there's a Leona.
He doesn't really have much
as well once your Trundle ults, like...
He doesn't really have much peel, but in lane, it's on hit's also a lot easier. Because you can itemize the Merc Treads. You can itemize, like, maybe a Cloth Armor early. Like, none of that really hurts Varus. A lot of his damage comes from just EXP. So, and attack speed, you know? Can he get those autos in? Shout out Uzi. Just saw the big statue there.
Thank you, Varus, Professor, Water.
I'm the professor.
You're the professor of Varus, man.
Aw, well, we were gonna try to fix this for everybody, but we can't see some of the summoner spells still.
Yeah, the summoner spell. So fucked.
It's so sad because I think it looks so good, but
I agree. I think it looked very good, but yeah, the summoner spell is just not working.
hopefully it's fixed for finals. Unless you want to keep it.
I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, where the ults are supposed to be, it looks to be their E abilities for some reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems like, well, unfortunate, but yeah.
Maybe I can fix it.
Anything weird as far as, you know, runes, summoners for this game? I don't think so. Everything looks pretty standard.
Every single lane from Sinking Ship is playing up. Like, they're just hitting them in their face, even mid.
Their early is so much stronger, to be honest.
It's just so cool to look at. Look, even mid is, like, up there. But we expected this, especially in bot lane and top lane.
For sure, right?
Here. He's taking a lot of his HP, though. Malphite's just trading back with him, making sure to get the trading, but the fully sack lethal tempo comes through. If he got that auto off and didn't cancel, he could have went through with the flash Q and killed, but...
if this trade goes long, Colin always wins. Hoovy wins in these really short trades, but as soon as it's slightly extended, once he gets lethal proc, I mean, it's just over for Hoovy.
And yeah, Punda looking for the W onto Jake here, doesn't buffer it. He might not even have it. but they're going for the kill, and there looks to be a gank here. Punda gonna come through with the flash Q. Death Snail is just dead here. Pops the barrier. Punda is looking for Jake. I don't know if Jake has. I don't think he has flash, but
No, flashed away.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't have flash. I know he didn't have his jump. But Punda is trying to think about how to play this properly here. They could be playing for that 1-for-1, but Leona gets right on top of Star. Star getting punished for trying to help Punda here. But she's going to end up living with the flash over the wall. Really well played by Keishing. They're looking for the next play instead of the first one. Could have just won on Punda. Decided to go on top of Star there. Really well played.
Kaz going for the classic red blue gromp into bot gank. Level 3 gank, it just works out perfectly. Rex is not as fast on the clear as, some of these other jungles is, so still isn't even finished the full clear. So, could be a little bit of a, very clear lead here for Kaz forming. Was the star player, I think, for Make Crash Out's last game, outside of, Jake. And this game seems to be running that one right back.
Yeah, it had to be Kaz. It's got to be Kaz. Oh, Colin looking for the trade here. Wrecked and Pepperoni actually shows up, hits the Q, and he's just going to be a kill. Really well played from Colin and Wrecked. Just realizing that this Malphite is killable. Punda going to W in here on the Leona. The Leona's going to go in, but Varus is level 3, has the Blight stacks. Keishing's going to die here. The fully stacked WQ. Oh, but Death Snail, where are you aiming? And it looks like there's going to be a little 1v1 here. I actually believe Death Snail could win this in the long run. He has the Blight stacks, fully stacked lethal tempo, and Jake understands that, and he's just going to walk away. Punda picking up the kill, but here comes Kaz. He's walking behind. They don't have a ward. Death Snail doesn't know. And Death Snail, you have no sums. You're just going to get jumped on here. You're overextending, and you're dead. And Death Snail...
Big there. Does Colin get anything top here, though? Well,
Rex is back.
Rex is back again. Setting up a little bit of a tent as both junglers this game. But, Kaz, 2-0-1 already. It looks super good for him. Looking... Maybe walk into the enemy jungle here, but...
Oh, Kaz, Star, you have no flash.
Might be in trouble
Star
now.
looks like she's just going to die here. Keishing is walking up. They got the slow onto Star. The sun comes through. The Zenith Blade ends up hitting Star, and Star just going to fall here, not respecting the fact that Leona and Volibear could move. Drake is up. They're going to play in bot side river. Why are you playing in your bot side area of the lane? Why are you playing on the bot side of the lane?
Kaz is just so far ahead at this point. Rex just not getting enough done, looking for those top plays, but Kaz is killing multiple people on these ganks. A good volley game here, playing that early pressure that volley has. He's one of the most powerful early game junglers, just able to walk into pretty much any lane, especially once they miss position. It's quite easy. And now, bot lane for sinking ship falling behind is really rough. Mid lane falling behind really rough. Like, it's going to be a tough one to get back into this, I think.
Yeah, and Colin just keeping Hoovy in this lane here. Has the ult. Could be looking for a turret dive. I don't think it would be worth it at all. But, he could go for it if he wants. He has the Vamp Scepter. He has a D shield. He's just going to stay in lane for as long as he wants. He's getting some fruities right now. And, yeah. Mid Crash Out's bot lane. They're going for weird 2v2s and losing them. You could just wait for Kaz. Look where Kaz is right now. Look what he's doing. Same thing he's been doing the whole game. His top side's up. He's just going to sit bot. You got to wonder... Like, he's starting up Drake, I think, right now. Star season. I don't know what's going on there, but, yeah, Kaz was actually hitting Dragon. Star here trading with Crash, misses the Q, goes wide. Star trying to W out of the E there. But Wrecked and Pepperoni actually is here bot lane. And, some trading coming through mid. Oh, Wrecked actually going here. I'm pretty sure Jake doesn't have flashback yet. And Punda gonna get the guaranteed W in. And then the Blight stacks come through. Death Snail picking up his first kill of the game. And gonna get this wave in. And that's just gonna be a free Dragon.
Really good game
For
there
sinking
from
ship.
Rect. Just a good cover on the bot play, Mint Crash Outs want to play so aggressive here, so Rect being there, as well as, Star walking down, stopping the Drake, and now, a little bit of a slight little gold lead here for Sinking Ship, but it's very even, though first Drake going over. Good sign as well, actually. They ended up getting the first 3 kills, so they did get the feat. And honestly, I think bot lane and Mint Crash Outs, I don't think they expect how much damage Punda's going to be doing every time he goes in.
Yeah.
This is a PTA Pantheon. This is not the Conqueror Pantheon jungle you're used to seeing. This is going to be a PTA lethality Pantheon. This thing will
And also,
defeat you.
When PTA gets procced, it makes you take more damage from all sources. 12%, I believe. It's either 8 or 12%. So, right here, could have been looking really good. Keishing, you should not keep walking forward though. There is the blight for the Varus. Just hit the Tristana, and you win this, by the way. Yep. I mean, they just keep trying to fight this. They're not respecting the blight stacks from Varus. Like, you don't need to fight them. You can't win. You'll never win like that. You need to be matching full HP on full HP and get on top of this Varus. That is the only way you will win. But you can't even jump on them, because then the Pantheon is just going to kill your Tristana. You just kill them. And they're looking for a 2v3 here on the Grubs. They're just going to have to give him, I think. There's no smite on Kaz. He just saw him smite him. Rex could be looking for a third one. They're waiting for Star. Malphite comes through right on top of Colin. Colin is just hitting, but Punda comes here with the ult. The skies descend. Wrecked and Pepperoni's ulting, but Volibear's ult comes through. Star gets a kill. Or actually, Wrecked and Pepperoni gets the kill. And that play goes really well for Sinking Ship. Punda, another one of his perfect roam angles. He kills bot. Guess what? He's just going to walk to Grubs. Oh, screw it.
That's the power of the Pantheon jungle, right? Like, or Pantheon support, sorry. You can just ult, right? Pantheon ult. You can go anywhere you wish. I mean, honestly, if I'm Kaz this game, I'm a little mad, to be honest, because you sacrifice so much of your game. You get bot lane so far ahead, and they're now losing 2v2.
It's like, this is what you rate?
Like, this is what we played for, is the losing 2v2, and now your top laner's falling behind as well, right? You're mid, and you, but, like, your lead's pretty much gone. Keishing's down almost 1.5k gold right now. Honda is extremely strong here. Now, he will fall off slowly into the game because he's going to be going, you know, that full lethality build here, but I don't know if it's going to matter that much.
Colin is just hitting Hoovy. Hoovy, what are you doing, bro? You're taking your HP bar. You know your volley's pathing topside. If Wrecked and Pepperoni just stop doing whatever he's doing in King Top right now, this Malphite's game is doomed, and they're screwed. Death Snail and Punda looking for the 2v3 here. They have information on Kaz. Flashes the Zenith Blade. Flashes the Tristana jump. Has the reset. Could be looking here. Ends up jumping. Not jumping away. Doesn't buffer the W there. Kaz is still looking. Death Snail could just free hit. This is actually a really good play from Sinking Ship if they want to look for it, but they don't have the confidence or cooldowns to look for that. And Colin is just going to keep hitting this Malphite. And yeah, he has the Vamp Scepter, so he's just going to keep healing. He has Tiamat, Vamp Scepter. He probably has Demolish. He's I want to see if
he has Demolish, all right.
He better have Demolish.
But he'll be doing a little bit better in this lane than he did the last one, but he's still down, you know, a good 15 some odd CS, right? Or it's actually more like 20. So Colin yet again just generating a lead through these, you know, these massive split pushers, and this is what, you know, giving counterpick to, like, them letting Colin have counterpick every game, causing such, you know, big things. And we're saving our 5 for Leona this game. I feel like it's not a pick where I think you need to wait as long as you did, but again, just how Mint Crashouts like to draft. They love to give their R5.
Oh, Star going for the kill mid. Punda actually showed up right here. Ult comes through the slow. They have information on Kaz, but that really nice, well-timed W for panning top for some reason. Punda gets a W on top of Kaz. Ult comes through. There is no flash. Punda's just going to drop. Kishi's here. Star has to flash the ult. And it was a good play from Sinking Ship, but it's a better response from Kaz. But here comes Wrecked, looking for anything. Misses everything. But at least he went for it, I guess. And full combo coming through from Crash on the Star.
Absolute 1v9 performance this game. Kaz trying
Kaz has to carry this.
Best to try to win this one for their team, but like...
Oh, Star ends up Wing forward, has no information on the rest of the team, and just dies, even 1v1.
Yeah, just gonna dash W into that light binding there from the Lux, and that's just gonna be enough. Not having to invest anything there, to be honest. Just getting a dry solo kill there is Crash, so... Yeah, that mid lane, 1.2k gold lead, so there's some hope here for Mint Crashouts, right? It's just a 1k gold lead. It's mostly, spot lane and top, right? But we have a good lead in jungle and mid, so it's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, and, I mean, Mint Crashouts, you know, they're showing life, mainly in Kaz. Here comes Wrecked and Pepperoni. There is no flash on this Lux just yet. Star can't get in range. It was a really nice light binding from Crash. The W comes through. Star gonna pick up this kill. And even though it has been rough for her, at least she's getting something back.
Yeah, you know, pretty sizable CS lead there in the mid lane, actually, that we didn't quite see. So, Crash playing this Lux quite well this game so far. And when a Lux gets ahead, it's really annoying, especially to play, like, you know, this Pantheon, playing, like, on-hit Varus. It's going to be rough. So... really going to be on, you know, the rest of Sinking Ship here, getting those flanks and getting those, you know, one shots on there. And Rect looking for something in
Rex
Kaz's
looking
jungle,
to
but
fight
you're a
on
lot
Kaz.
weaker
The
here,
Zenith
Rect.
blade misses. It goes wide. Rect is hitting. Punda, you're going in without your team. Your team click back. You click forward. Star comes through. The Zaki comes through. And Sinking Ship just has so much follow-up. Jake is autoing. We'll show them all. Like, we'll show nobody.
Does proc the
But the
passive
light
though with
binding
that.
comes through, hits that sail, does little to no damage, but Kishin gonna Zenith Blade in on really low HP there. The double E comes through from Lux, hits, and the third great light binding this game finds Star. But Star, can she walk away from this? I'm pretty sure she has enough movement speed. Oh, Flash
Q
Q
gonna
comes
go
through.
wide.
Wow.
Unfortunate for Crash. If that was a Flash E, that would have been the kill. And
Oh.
looks like Crash might be in trouble now. As Punda.
Oh, Punda ulting in. Sky's
Ram
Descent. He's
Starfall
hitting.
in.
There's no flash on. Oh,
It's a
wait.
free
I thought
kill.
it was called Sky's Descent. That's Ace ult. My bad.
No, it is the Grand Starfall, unfortunately. Don't you worry. And now Kaz right back here for this play because they don't want to give up this Drake.
Ends up ulting Hoovy. He's just free hitting. If he kills Hoovy here, there's no TP on Hoovy. That turret's dead. It's
That
dead.
turret is gone, and I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's
now
no
if
TP.
you're Mint Crash Outs, you have to all in for this Drake. If you don't get this Drake and Colin gets this turret, the game becomes so much harder all of a sudden.
I mean, that's feats.
It is feats. Yeah,
That's
gonna be
feats
feats
for
going over
Sinking.
to Sinking Chip. Colin gonna collect
Colin's
this
calling
one
click
up.
back. Colin's calling to give
Crash
this.
TPing bot here, just playing for this fight. Will
Oh,
Rex
Rex
get
is
another
going for a
It's
steal
50-50.
again.
Hey, gets it. A 67 HP smite from Rex and Pepperoni.
Two
Kaz-
games in a row. Second
Kaz,
dragon.
shades of
You have
Felby in
to
this fighting.
wonder. You
but it
have
does-
to wonder. 2 games in a row. Second dragon. Kaz goes in over the wall. It's the exact same play. It's the exact same play. You're losing it twice in a row.
Kaz just, a little bit of shades of Feldy there, to be honest. Just not quite hitting those smites. Playing well in the rest of the game. Good ganks, good mid-game, good team fight, good farming, but just not hitting those smites where it matters. And that means you lose your top turret, and Sinking Ship has 2 Drakes this game. Looking rough for this, for main crash outs here, right? Like, the gold lead is not that big, but just I feel like at this point, now that main crash outs are, ahead in, or actually just not that far behind, sorry, have fallen a little too far behind.
Colin just free hitting Hoovy. There is Kaz on the backside. Colin not doing quite enough damage here. Has the Ravenous Hydra for the sustain. Could look to
Has the
maybe
ult-
try to fight here, but Jake is also running
Ult
top.
in 1
They have
second, Colin
three
just gets the subjugate.
Colin does have his ultimate up right now. Maybe they could look for something under the turret, but no, he is just going to drop here. Jake also coming through, but Wrecked and Pepperoni cancels the W from Tristana. Star, great response here with the ult, gets the 3-man slow, and Volibear is just free hitting. He's autoing, but Star, nice sweet time W there to go invisible, the block out of Kaz Q. Wrecked and Pepperoni misses the Q on the volley, but hits the minion. Maybe he meant to do that. He probably did, actually, because then you don't have to walk all over to the minion. But
Kaz would have guaranteed got that kill if, had the W up, but just no mana for it, unfortunately, so.
I mean, this mid jungle from Sinking Ship is just playing so good right now. And you have to wonder, like, Star, maybe in her lane, wasn't doing the best, but, like, she's at every single one of these plays. She's always there. She didn't have TP for that, but guess who was there? Star was there. Where was Lux? Probably hitting mid. But
Sinking Ship's macro these last 2 games have been incredible, really showing why they're here in semis. People may have doubted because, they did actually just win 2 games total, right? They had 2 out foodie plays, and that's the only games they won. But clearly showing they deserve to be here and making a complete dominant showing against Mint Crash Outs here in these first 2 games.
yeah, they're not messing around. Keishi actually goes here on
Trouble, though.
Punda. Punda's going to drop. Light Binding comes through, hits the Varus. Ult takes 70% of his HP, but Star ends up TPing mid. Maybe could be looking for a play. Colin here sees Hoovy. He's just going to hit him. But guess who's also here? It's Mr. Kaz. He's walking at Colin. The E cancels the Q, so he just gets it back. And then E on top of Colin. Malphite ult comes through, and Colin's just going to drop here.
Water, I want to direct your attention to something as Star looking for a solo kill. It actually does pertain Jake. Going for the Collector IE build here on the Tristana. What do we think about that one?
Well, I actually saw the Collector to begin with, but Star is just going to hit by the Zenith Blade and fall because there's so much CC on the side of Mint Crash Outs. But I think this build is strange.
Why is there
to be
34
honest.
killed at 70 minutes?
There are a lot of kills
There's
this game.
2
That is
kills a
true.
minute.
Very hectic game. But
Yeah, 2 kills a minute.
I think
is
that's something
crazy.
you're expecting when you have these 2 supports going up against each other. Panda and Keishing, they don't like to play idle. don't like to
the
scale
Herald.
up or anything. They are full go, go, go kind of
Oh,
players.
Cancels the Tristana W again.
Cancel there by
You
Rex
gotta
and
wonder,
Pepperoni.
like, does Jake know how to time this? Because it's looking like he doesn't. And Death Snail's just free hitting, has the Blight Stacks on the cast.
Grabbing the
He'll die to
Herald
any
to
ability.
save himself.
Is aggro driving the Herald into Hoovy?
Rex
Hoovy
is
has
so
no
good.
ult because he used
Rex
it on
Grabs the
Zolan.
Herald just to save his life, by the way,
my
there.
God. And went
He
back to
died, he's
bump.
1 HP, but
Wow.
comes right back, loops around. It
Guys,
hits.
maybe this
Hoovy.
Tristana pick wasn't so good. He hasn't buffered anything. His laning, he's not been laning great against this Pantheon Varus. They actually got 2v2 killed. And they almost got 2v3 killed. It's pretty sad, to be honest. Like, 2 games in a row, you counterpick both these bot laners and you're losing lane. Like, it just makes no sense. Jake and Keishing have counterpicked bot lane both games and got gapped, respectfully. Like, I mean, it's in the pudding.
Where was this Death Snail, farming, like, way better than his enemy in my series, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
wonder.
Maybe,
I don't remember
maybe
him
you
being
guys
up
are
50
nerfed by the
speeds
name.
ever.
Maybe you guys are nerfed by the name.
PFP, it is.
Well, the Zenith Blade gonna go on to Punda. The Verisar comes right through on top of Kaz. The Blight Stacks comes through, almost one-shotting Kaz here. And Keishing is running for his life. The Blast Plant! Wrecked and Pepperoni gets, but Star is looking for Jake and Malphite. Jake doesn't have the W reset. He can't get it because the bomb won't pop. Ends up falling. Malphite goes wide. I'm pretty sure he has it right. No, that's his equal that I'm seeing. He ulted onto Star, but Star went through the her ultimate and lived. And Colin's just hitting a turret here. I mean, he don't need to do anything else.
Chalker, Colin, walking at the turrets. Just gonna use the subjugate, get out safely there. Hoovy not able to do much. And honestly, at this point in the game, Rex can kind of just do whatever he wants. It's the power of the Zac, right? If you get past this early game, if you get to a point where you are stronger than your opponent, which he is officially at now, he can just jump across the map, enter any single fight. Meet Crash Outs, they're trying to force these plays, but you just can't force anything when there's a Zac in Fog of War. Just this character, again, I mean, I fought it. I think this character is so unbelievably powerful right now.
I mean,
no one wants to play it,
well, to be honest.
but he is playing it. Yeah, he's playing it very well as well. I mean, beautiful, fantastic ease onto Jake every time, canceling that jump, as well as just really good ganks, good movement on the map. Well played game from honestly every member of Sinking Ship here, but especially Red and Pepperoni.
Definitely. I mean, right now, is there a way maybe for Mint to come back in this? Maybe because right now they're one Drake away from getting sold.
If Jake time travels and buys
gold.
Yuntal. If Jake time travels and buys Yuntal Wild Arrows, then I believe it's winnable.
I mean, there's a way where Malphite find an ultimate on Varus and Aurora and they're able to one-tap them. But I think it's kind of the only way, actually.
That's really all you can do.
Yeah.
Can't do anything else.
Because Kaz is not that tanky.
I feel like if you go on the Varus, I'm pretty sure Zac kills your entire team.
Colin just taking top T2 here while where the rest of his team gets Atacon. He's just going to sit here and auto Kaz. Kaz does have the ult. Malphite ult comes through, ends up hitting anyway, so Colin flash is useless, but the premise is there. If he flashed the Malphite ult, I actually think he can live and kill them both, but...
It was a nice attempt.
Yeah.
Didn't work
nice
out,
attempt.
Unfortunately.
I mean, it's a fine look for Mint. You can't get anything else, so why not just kill the Trundle? It doesn't really do that much for you, but it is something you can look for. Now, this is a bigger pick looking on Star, but Punda is here with the response. There's only 2 members of Sinking Ship. This could be them inting. Jake is here with his Collector, gonna end up collecting Star Burrito. And then Kishi here chasing Punda, but guess what Punda has that Kishi doesn't? Symbiotic Souls. And both supports end up burning Flash.
Yep.
So Kaz and Hoovy seems like the 2-man of this game who's been roaming around together, trying to fight this Trundle together. Is gonna end up taking top T1, but Wrecked and Pepperoni and Death Snail are here with the response.
Some sign of life, 2 signs of life there from
Soul comes through onto the Volley Bear.
Now that
Volley Bear
Wrecked
ult
is
comes
here,
through
I
and
just think-
dies. Colin is behind the Malphite, but they don't know where the Malphite went. They're looking for him. But now they see him, and now they're gonna be like, oh shit, he outplayed me. Probably
I
what
think
Colin's
if
saying,
Wrecked
probably.
and Death Snail are ever in a fight, I think mid Crash Outs just lose. I think this Zac is just far too strong. A great spear there by Panda, canceling all 3 recalls.
Yeah.
Just a little love tap, did half their health for fun because Pantheon. But I mean, it is a rough one here. I think I think Rector Pepper is just so unbelievably strong. He's not that ahead of Kaz, but just like the amount of value his character provides, and having a 2-level difference, where levels really matter on Zac as a champion, I think this Zac is going to be running fights the entirety of Mint Crash Ups. If they all in on, the squishies of Sinking Ship, right? Like on that Varus, on that Aurora,
Oh,
I
they're
think
gonna look
Zac
on
can
top
just
of
kill their whole
Keishing here.
backline.
Lux's combo goes wide, Zenith Blade goes wide. They're gonna get the pink ward. Oh, but the Malphite Flash R, great flash from Death Snail. Tristana has no W reset. Ends up killing the Pantheon there. Does get the reset, but drops anyway because of Rex. Alex is still free hitting. Star comes in with the ult. Wrecked and Pepperoni just looking unkillable here. And even if he drops, he has a second life. Will he be able to kill? Will he be able to fall? No, he will not. Star, Alex, and Wrecked and Pepperoni are just going to kill everybody. And there is a quadra kill for Star Burrito, the mid laner of Sinking Ship.
I would like to say, Mint Crash Outs thought they were safe from the healing war when Mundo's no longer in the game, but unfortunately, Zac is the same character.
Look at Colin.
Why is Wrecked and Pepperoni full HP after diving into 4 of them? The world may never know. And Colin, love hitting that top
inhib.
inhib.
5v4. Colin's hitting top. Double inhib. They're gonna get soul.
Are
they gonna play the end here?
They're looking to play the end here. I mean, 4
They
up.
have time. They have 10
I think
seconds.
Have a lot up. I mean, it's Crash and Kaz up soon, but a good pull there from Wreck. Jake just gets absolutely blown up.
We're going to game. We're going to game 3.
Taking a quick 2-0 lead here. 24-minute
you're speaking
game.
too soon. You're speaking too soon. It could. They could still be in
respectfully,
this.
the Zac is unkillable. Anyways, taking that 2-0 lead here. Hey, 54 kill game in 24 minutes there between these two teams.
That's a bit
An
too much
absolute hectic game. Can't really describe it any other way. Just a bloodbath, truthfully.
Alrighty, and real quick before we go into break, who's your
Please go
guys'
blue
MVP
side.
for that game?
Hey, make Crash Outs go blue side. Thanks.
Yeah, my MVP will be Wrecked again. Like, fuck that. He did too good. He did too good. I don't even have to explain myself for this one, by the way. Like, just
No, I think I'm
You
giving
really
I'm giving MVP to Wrecked for sure. But I'd like to give an honorable mention to Mint Crash Out Shopkeeper. Rose smurfed his ass off this game.
You know, I'll be different this game. I'll give it to Star Burrito. I think she was
Star
everywhere on
played
the
really
map
well as
she
well.
needed to be. I think she inted lane a little bit. I will say she did int lane a little bit, which is why I don't think she's the actual MVP like Rekt is. Because Rekt stole Dragon. He was everywhere he needed to be. But just to be different, I'll give it to Star.
Okay, and as
She was everywhere she needed to be. Had great team fighting. Got a quadra kill.
She did got a quadra kill, but before we watch maybe potential other quadra kill for her, or so either the end of main crash out in this tournament or a potential reverse sweep. We will go into a break and we'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes.
do now? It's your reflection looking back to pull you down. So are you gonna die today or make it out alive? You gotta conquer the monster in your head and then you'll fly, fly, Phoenix fly. It's time for a new empire. Go bury your demons, then tear down the ceiling, Phoenix fly.
And welcome back, everyone, to Water Invitational. We are still joined by our casters. We have Water and Newt with us for the game 3 of Sinking Ship against Mint Crash Out. The side, still didn't change, as we are maybe gonna witness a clean sweep from the side of Sinking Ship, or maybe Mint Crash Out gonna be able to get back into this best of 5 that look for now really one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't understand what Mint Crash Outs has anything different here. Like, they've gotten counterpick in the places they wanted. They've lost their counterpicks anyway. Their matchups aren't going the way they want, and they're still gonna look for R5 support. Like, you gotta wonder, like, what is going on here? And the Pike ban. They think Punda has nothing else. That's why they're doing it.
It's true. I'll be surprised if Punda is already out of champion, though, knowing this guy, playing
Nah,
competitive with him for a
Panda's
long
got
time.
Talia.
You have
We got,
Talia, you have Rakan, you have a nasty
LeBlanc's
Rakan.
still up.
LeBlanc's
Rakan.
Vex is still open, so I'll be surprised to see a blind double.
Hey, Alawi's up.
The Ilaoi is up indeed, but with that's a P1 Urgot. Sheesh. Calling noise stuff. But now we will see a counter pick from the side of Fuvi for the first time of this series. So already things are changing.
The Urgot B1. It's not an 80 carry. The Gragas.
Okay, the answer. I mean, quite a good answer into Urgot. Honestly, you can disengage pretty easily. You'll be able to clear. Could be also a potential Gragas flex. Could be played support in case. Even though that would surprise me. Obviously, the Syndra.
Okay, I like the Syndra. I like it.
Pretty one of the strongest mid probably remaining. Now that a lot of mid are already out, especially like those mage. There's still obviously answers like the Orianna. You still up. You can
Also,
play the Hwei.
Quite a mental battle there, I believe. I'm not mistaken. I think Star's least favorite character to fight.
Yep,
So,
indeed.
I
Quite
don't know if they
mental
knew
black
that,
into
but
Syndra.
still, it is it is a factor, right? Having a mental block. It's why, I've been permaventing. I think Shaco's bad, but I still get a problem when I hate fighting Shaco, right? Like, and Hwei coming out, a really good pick. I think Hwei is so unbelievably strong in most games nowadays.
Definitely. I mean, right now you're as mentioning. Yeah, I think Hwei was one of the champion I mentioned as champion that can be played with enough range. That I was thinking also for Orianna, but definitely one of comfort picks still for Star. She's not leaving too much of her pool right now. She got her Mel, her Aura, and now we see her Hwei, and we see the Maokai. Probably jungle. I'd be surprised if Punda played that support, but who knows? Again, he may have a Maokai in him. Who knows? Maybe he got that tree.
Yeah, that's not fun on Maokai. Anyways, now that we know that that's for sure not Punda Maokai, and it's likely going to be Maokai jungle here, Rex sticking to those AP tank jungles. And a Fury pick here, pretty good into the Maokai. You can invincible through the ult, you can invincible through the W. Pretty good into most of Sinking Ship, and it's pretty good with your comp right now, right? You kind of have like a stun and go in comp, kind of weird thing, right? So not a bad jungler at all here, and I think another comfort probably for Kaz. So I think that's really crucial in these types of games.
Definitely. I think
stick with these
Jake
comforts.
probably gonna go Jinx here. We saw the Jinx before. I think they were like, we have no reason to pick AD carry now. We can pick it on 4, which I definitely agree with. Yeah, and this Twitch ban is screaming a Jinx incoming. So I think for sinking ship you have to probably ban it, except if you already know your answer into it, obviously, where you can maybe try to switch bans. But yeah, I think it's just gonna be a R4 Jinx with an R5 support again.
I think that looks really good. Yeah, I think the support you're likely gonna get. Oh, good read by sinking ship there though. Gonna ban out the Jinx.
Definitely, and it's a Smolder instead, which works okay with your draft. Obviously, this time I don't think you should put too much effort in going bot for the side of the Nathuri. Maybe try to camp this mid lane. Honestly, it might be a way to play this game. You can also kill probably the Urgot in early game top with the Gragas CC. Might not be like you have a strong top side right now, so the Smolder is screaming a roaming support. Still, unfortunately, no blink possible to play because of Vex. Honestly, being still open.
Yeah, Senna here. Ooh,
Okay.
interesting. Could be
We're gonna
Senna Maokai.
Technically,
right,
support, as mentioned.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I was like, it could be. No, it's fun. Never mind. Interesting to see what they're gonna lock here though
Yone?
as their last pick, right?
I like Yone. Here.
What's for? What did you say?
I like Yone, and you fast Senna. I mean, obviously you can go.
Yone?
Yeah, I mean you just.
Not sure too much about that one.
I
But
mean, you don't really want to play a
I'm down.
tank into Smolder. You know, you want to play something that kills. I mean, I'm not an expert at fasting Senna.
Yeah, no, that's
and
fair. I think.
That would be
And a no pick. Good one.
Let me
Love
see.
that draft
It
personally.
is Talia.
So Leah makes sense. It's good into Gragas. It's okay into Nefiri, right? You can stop the ult. And does a lot of damage when they try to ult in. The Smolder and Syndra a little bit struggles with because it does get arranged. And Blitz here, a really good Blitz angle actually. 3 extremely squishy members here for sinking ship. Is this going to be a Tommy Blitz? Or is this going to be, not quite that level? Will I be here? Will Vrooms be going in the comms?
I mean, we need to know exactly how that will how it will happen. Honestly, I think the Blitzcrank, as you mentioned, very very good pick this game. Like honestly, probably the best pick, knowing you're facing a Senna lane. After that, I'm still wondering exactly like how this Nathuri gonna play, because I think she have a very important role this game, especially knowing you're facing Maokai, so you want to outpace him as much as possible, because these Maro fight or in late game are so strong. So I think sinking ship have a very okay draft, but this time I think I put Mint in favor for the draft, knowing though the mental might not be at the highest point for Mint. Sync might still take it, but I really like Mint crash out draft for this game.
Yeah, I think Mint's draft is super. If you can get to the point where the Cinder and Smolder are really online, and if Keishing's hitting hooks, I think it's so easy to play. Right, you kind of play. Kaz plays in a Fury as a non-dive champ. If that bit, like you don't dive in, you follow up on your team's engages here because you have to be really careful. You're really susceptible to. You're the easiest person to get bullied by this Talia. That's why these engage junglers are really hard to play into that. Whereas obviously, however it gets late, Senna way outrange you pretty hard this game. So I think if those two
definitely
are ahead or even, I think it could be difficult. Both players actually quite confident on both of these picks. I'm aware. The Urgot though, I'm interested because Crashouts didn't drop the Urgot ban. They were burning Urgot 4-5. They dropped the Alawi ban, but still, Sinking Ship just decided to go Urgot B1, thinking all the counters that Hoovy could play have been taken out of the pool by now.
Yeah, but I mean, I was trying to look a bit on my own to see if Gragas was like a known counter of Urgot, and it looked to be. Honestly, it looked like
yeah, you can E the
Gragas
E, right?
is,
Like that's the combo.
Gragas
You
is
can cancel his
consistently
E.
there as an Urgot counter, so it
Yeah.
looked like almost a natural counter indeed. So I'm still a bit surprised of the Urgot pick that early. At the same time, you don't really want to pick it 2 and 3. There's no point because they can still R3
I
top.
think at this
And you
point
don't
we're
want it
in
to be
game
banned.
3, right? I feel like maybe they're trying to save Alawi for if this goes game 5, but I feel like Alawi, a lot of picks that are good into Alawi, Hoovy doesn't really play and doesn't want to play in this game, as Kaz has clearly been playing towards bot side. who's
Yeah,
kind of been left
definitely.
on an island. So I feel like Alawi's really good here because even if Kaz does look right, you can often 1v2, but maybe a comfort thing, maybe just wanting to play the Urgot here instead. But yeah, I think Gragas sounds really good into the Urgot just on paper. Right? You can neutralize the lane, you can cancel Urgot's engages, you can peel your team. I mean, I think Gragas just has so much more value than an Urgot in most games.
And I would just like to say that I think the setup for Sinking Ship is insane here. Like, it's very hard to walk into Maokai saplings. They don't really have anyone besides Gragas who can walk into this way poke. Like, Blitzcrank can't. Blitzcrank cannot. Like, he gets CC'd one time, and I think he's
There's
dead.
also and there's Talia rocks like.
I favor this bot lane for Sinking Ship as well. Like, I think it's so easy for them to play this lane. Senna has been a counter force, like, to Smolder, in my opinion. Like, time and time again, I've played both sides of the matchup, and every time, the Smolder's lost. I don't think it's very easy for Smolder to play, especially if the Senna's decent. You know, you don't have to be good, you just gotta be decent. And I think if these Blitzcrank hooks aren't hitting, I mean, it's not going to look very great for them, and it's very hard for the Gragas and the Neferi to follow up through the Talia E. So I know you guys favored Mint Crash Outs, and I will say Mint Crash Outs post like 30 minutes maybe gets like outscaled or like starts outscaling really good. But how the series has been going, it doesn't look like scaling has been beneficial for either team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Game's
don't
been
think.
over. Like, I think game
Danger
ended
going
last game
for
before Baron.
first strike here is quite interesting. Honestly, I'm gonna comment on that one. I think
The first play is weird, I think.
first strike feels really hard versus way to Brock, but looks like maybe a little bit of a play here. Does Alex read
Oh,
it?
Alex. Oh, nice
Has to run his
flash.
flash
Nice
level
flash.
1. It is a good flash, but it is unfortunate for him to have to burn it already. But I mean, that's the classic Blitzcrank play, right? That's what we did, no?
That's
Yeah,
a great ward. No, we ran mid.
Oh right, yeah, because Tommy said I'm running mid. But the bot play
Usually-
works as well, right?
Usually,
I
yeah.
don't think it matters too much.
Blitzcrank want to do that. I mean, now that you have Senna with no flash, I think it's quite a very, very easy lane for the Blitzcrank now, especially in those first few levels. He'll be able to put as much pressure at Stalia, especially if you position well in those bushes. And I think now I would have liked him maybe to switch to Sweeper after his base, especially knowing there's no flash on Senna. He's still gonna stick with his normal wards, which I also can understand. But I think if you have Sweeper here and you can keep this bush prio in lane, with no flash Senna, you can put an immense amount of pressure on her. Every time she would try to get a stack or a sword that is on the floor, you just pressure her and try to hook her. So, fortunately, not going for it. I don't think it's necessary, but you see no flash on it.
Here's my
can be
thoughts
ganked.
on this.
For
At
sure.
level 1 and at level 6, this Blitzcrank Smolder lane wins. I think at any other point, it's very hard. Because I think if you're to hook Smolder, if you're to hook Senna or Talia, it's like it looks good at first. But the long-term sustain is one thing. The damage profile is another. Senna out damages Smolder early, and then you have two people hitting the Smolder, and the Blitzcrank's just gonna auto you and do nothing really. And they're getting prio here. Like, I don't think getting this flash early is really gonna matter unless they hit 6 before the flash comes back, which they won't. And level 1 really was their only angle to do something. I think you could have maybe sat in the bush and like look for a trade, but
Exactly.
they just gave all prio, and I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately,
I don't
no
know.
pressure was put here by the Blitzcrank at all, which I'm very surprised about because like.
And Senna has
especially
build
when it's-
plating.
especially when it's Senna support. Every time she tries to auto, you can't finish that. And as we speak, we see like how did that happen? Why is Colding level 3 while Uvi is level 1? By the way, like, the
Just
carry didn't-
yeah, no, that's this matchup. That's just Urgot. Urgot has the single strongest level 1 in the game.
I hope we see the triple
He just
goal
perma
Urgot
zoned
tech.
him off of wave. I guarantee it. Like he walked up, and as long as you stand there, Ragus cannot play the game because level 1 Urgot still wins. And he just perma zoned him and just kept catching the XP. So Colin already playing this quote unquote counter matchup as well as he possibly can, and getting himself another fantastic lead. Here it's just.
It's looking like this mid lane for Star isn't going as great as she wants, but if she can just hold her own, be even, or at least try to be, I think it'll be pretty good for them. But Kaz is bot. There's no flash on Senna, and this is just going to be a kill. The one factor we didn't talk about is Kaz. He's going to come bot. Does he actually live here?
Kaz went bot lane?
Kaz flash forward.
Kaz went bot lane.
No one could have
Shocker.
expected that.
Wait,
No
okay,
one
okay,
could-
Never
okay,
could have
okay.
expected that one
Can-
here.
Can I mention it? Kaz being here or not, it would have been a kill. Kishing went
No,
in that
wouldn't
bush, rushed towards the Senna, rushed towards the Senna.
They
was
wouldn't
Senna
have killed
supposed to
her.
do? You don't think so?
No,
There's
I
no
know,
mana on
I know
Kunda.
they wouldn't have.
I mean, there's no
Kaz
mana
did
on
half
Kunda
their
there.
HP. Kaz
No,
did
how-
half Senna's HP.
Kaz didn't hit her. I mean, he hit her at the very end.
That's not true.
Okay, you know what? let's
Also, I
watch-
believe this mid match
Kaz
is
is
really hard
getting another.
early game for the Syndra, or for the Hwei rather.
Wait,
but-
is Star dead?
No,
Okay, that was
not
close.
not quite. But yeah, this matchup's really favored for Syndra early, but it slowly becomes quite easy for Hwei as he starts getting those levels and able to just spam the abilities. Once his QE starts just completely clearing the wave, it's really hard for Syndra to start playing. But early game pretty much always favors something versus Hwei.
I mean, again, we have so a lead being created mid here for 10 CS, which is almost the same. I mean, which is exactly the same as the top lead that has been created. So overall, the game is pretty even, but you get that first blood bot, and on one of the characters that you really want to get those golds early game, which is the Nafiri. So again, Kaz will be accelerated, like I think a third game in a row, correct? In early game, and we'll see this time he'll be able to do anything.
Kubi is completely lost. I mean, the wave is
Kubi's
so good
homeless.
for Colin here.
Ooh.
Kaz
Kaz.
finally looking top lane. I think Kubi said, "I lose the game here
Oh,
if you
but
do not
Kishing's
come."
mid goes in with the knock-up.
Great
Ignite
pick
comes
on the
through.
Star
Good
here.
scatter from Crash. Gets a CC. Star gonna flash. Maybe useless, but Punda's also here. Has the whatever his W's called onto the Syndra.
Seismic
And
shove there.
flashes over the dragon pit wall onto the Syndra. Looks like Syndra might
Kishing's the
actually
one
get away
to
with 1
die.
HP. But Kishing, out of everyone in that play, is the one to drop. And Crash almost died too. He just lived on 1 HP.
It looked so good for Kishing, but I think you take the flash and leave. I think flashing
Yeah.
after Star there, it's a little bit of an overplay. Kaz, well
Indeed.
played there. Just gonna get the wave crashed out, which is exactly what Hoovy needed there. He's able to maybe stabilize a little bit, but he is still down so much EXP. A full level down is Colin. Colin already hitting that level 6 power spike.
And I would like
think
to say-
Kaz might have to go top again.
If Senna can at least be half of Smolder's stacks, or like just a little less, or maybe a little more, that is like really good for Senna. If you're at 20 stacks and Smolder's at 40, that's insane. Which he's doing a great job at. And there's going to be a gank mid here. There's no flash onto Crash, and then Kishi is here but has no ignite. Just a great play by Star and Rekt. They realize there's no flash on Crash here and decide to punish. Hook comes
Almost,
through. If there were no minions, it would have been a kill.
Almost a misplay though, as Star, the spiraling despair did go quite wide there on the the Q of Rex. Maybe a miscommunication, thinking Rex would Q in to the lane instead of away. So maybe lacking a little bit of synergy, but still the play works out. It's a 2-1 lead here for Sinking Ship and a 1-for-0 play mid lane. Yeah, I mean, again, if there was no wave, Rex definitely died. He overstayed his welcome, but
And all I'm
he
saying,
just
the
does
mid
have that
jungle
damage.
ship. I said it game 1, okay? Like, it's still happening in game 3. Like, Colin, everyone expected this lane to go how it is. Everyone expected Colin to do this to Hoovy.
I mean,
Everyone,
as a player,
nobody
yes.
expected,
In this
Nobody
matchup, I
Matchup
wasn't.
is actually quite Graga's favorite. by the
nobody
way.
Yeah.
expected this mid jungle from Sinking Ship to be winning against Kaz and Crash. Which, to be fair, I don't know if they're like technically winning, but the first 2 games they definitely were.
I think
So
early
far,
game
it's
I think
kinda-
every early game Kaz has been more powerful, but
I'm
Yeah,
talking about
it's
the
the
these
duo.
mid games
It's
and
the
these
same for
late
Crash.
games where really
talking
Rex
about the
starts to get
duo.
powerful.
Mm.
The duo, I think Kaz and Crash have had pretty good, but like
Ooh,
the difference
well,
is
he's
that
fighting there.
Rex is playing towards his top mid, and
Oh,
Kaz
but
is
Kaz actually
exclusively
comes
playing
through with the
towards
top
bot,
gank. A nice ult came through
which is
from Hoovy to get him
crucial
under
by
turret.
Kaz.
And Colin just gonna fall. That goes the dragon towards Sinking Ship, though.
Yeah, but you
Drop
can get the
straight in,
drops.
it's not
Yeah,
bad here.
yeah, it's very smart by
think-
Kaz.
This is really good by Kaz because
Definitely.
Colin has played these last 2 games where he does not have to stop pushing once because he knew Kaz wouldn't be there. So Kaz, punishing that just a little bit, gonna be there. But Star looking for something, maybe
Star.
a steal
Is-
with that
is-
with that severing bolt, but not gonna
Oh.
go for it.
If
I
she
think
went a little
actually could have been
sooner.
steal there. Yeah, it could have been a steal there, but maybe again on this next one. There was that eye
I
down.
mean, Wrecked and Pepperoni's on the way.
I think they're looking to
Gragas is TPing. Wait, Colin's here too. They want to play this third row. They're playing this third row.
Yeah, you get those two though, so you get the feet, right? Not a bad thing at all. Feats are exactly tied. By the way, next kill is the feat for Warfare. So all eyes on that one as has again the only hope for his team, it feels like every game.
At least the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning of those
Has
games,
playing
he's
early
been
games so well these
consistently
last couple.
carrying, yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Crash has always outlaned Star. Like, Crash's landing has always been better. We've expected that. But it seems like Star is always at these plays first. Even that play there at the Grubs. Star was there to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And again, that's pretty much what happened the entire series, where Crash is winning in ISO, Kaz is having more impact in early game, but as soon as we're getting into mid game, we start to roam, etc. It even though they got those early advantage in terms of CS, pathing, etc., it doesn't really impact, because when it's time to rotate and to impact read the map.
Oh,
when
but the flash
will-
comes through, misses on Punda, but they could still be looking. Kaz is walking forward. There's going to be nothing. But look, even Crash was coming to move down there.
Yeah,
He's learning.
he's improving. He's
Yeah.
watching. He's learning from Story. You
From
know?
start.
And Rekt is top this time to try to get Hoovy, who may be a bit
Oh,
overstepping.
nice
with
flashing
no
from
flash.
Colin. Ult comes through the Maokai ult. Maybe a little bit of an overkill there. But, you know, might as well guarantee it. There's no objectives up. It doesn't hurt to just use it. But Colin, I meant Keishing, looking for a play on Punda here. But it's like I said, I don't think they can just burst him down. The heal comes through, and Death Snail's just going to walk him in auto. It's just like I said. You hit Punda, or you hit Death Snail. They have so much sustain, they have so much survivability, that they're just going to live. And Rekt here fighting for the Raptors gets them. Kaz uses W on the Maokai Q. Flashes up, dodges the Q onto Crash. And Star is here, hits everything onto Kaz. Kaz has no W. Does he fall here? No, but the QW could come through from Star. Ends up barely missing. But here, they're going to go on to Crash. Ends up taking a turret shot. Star, nice dodge on the QW here. Another QW goes wide, just barely. And almost a really insane play from Star Rekt. Ends up going well for mid Crash outs there.
Rekt
Pretty well
just,
played.
the play is really good if Rekt flash
Keishing.
W's and then walks out,
Oh.
but instead Rekt chased under the turret for Kaz. Kaz is way too much sustain there. You're never gonna get it, and you tanked so many tower shots as Rekt. They tanked 3 different tower shots in that play. Just a bit of an overforce, you know, getting a little bit
Definitely.
too
A bit
hype.
hype, you know?
I think just not taking it. You got to take it a little slower, right? You burn the you flash out. The play there is you live, and then you can play the fight maybe after with Star, but you can't be playing under their turret. Especially not versus Syndra with ult, and now Crash, you know, getting into this game as well. And also, you know, Jake having a solid CS lead here versus, you know, Punda, which is good for the Smolder, you know. 90 stacks right now at 12 minutes, not too bad, I believe.
Yeah,
Right,
nice
Water?
stack against 40 indeed.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's actually really
Really
good.
good,
Jake's playing
quite
really
good.
good this game.
Oh, and
He's
he
doing
will
what is
dodge the
expected.
W.
Oh, the combo goes wide
but
for
it's a
Punda. But guess
3v3.
who's also here? Wrecked and Pepperoni. The Senna ult. There is no Senna ult. Punda's ulting to get to a safer position. Wrecked and Pepperoni ends up going in from the side. Has no flash, but the W comes through from Punda. It's Kaz. But guess who's here? Crash is here. It's a double scatter onto Alex and
What
to
a
Punda.
scatter there.
And Jake is walking up here. He's hitting. It's the first time he feels confident this game to just free hit. But guess who also showed up? It's Star. And Punda hits an insane W. Star's going to walk up here. Has the QW up in about 2 seconds. Is looking right here with the QW. On to Keishin. Gets the kill.
Good
As he off
seven
cooldown
volt
here.
there.
Misses the ult.
By the
But
despair to
could have.
the wide.
Oh.
You know.
She could have just thrown the EW right in front of where the Smolder wants to walk, and it would have been a guaranteed play. But that might just be champion improficiency there. You know,
And
but
good-
it's still well
good
played from
steps,
Star. It's good that she moved here. Yeah, Jake
That
had really good
play-
movement.
That
Jake had great
play
movement.
was a trade of incredible CCs by both Crash and Punda. Punda hitting a great seismic shove onto Kaz. Kaz, you know, using that ult to try to go in, get the reset. Because if Kaz gets the reset there, 2 members of Sinking Ship would die. But instead, Punda and all of Sinking Ship playing up very well. Very good heal there from Merton Pepperoni as well. Punda hitting the seismic shove, getting the kill. And then after Crash hitting a 2-man scout of the week, and then Crash getting hit by another seismic shove from Punda, which got the kill. Both this Talia and this Syndra are playing quite well. This game, the closest we've seen yet, I'd say.
Hey, this is what Pun is good at. He's good at hitting those shoves. I've seen it. Hey, Arl, you can vouch too, bro. I've seen him hit some insane shoves on this champ. In my opinion, I think Talia is probably his best champion, aside from Prime Pun to Ari, but Pun to Talia has been his team.
You're imagining stuff about his Ari. You're imagining
What
stuff.
about
No, bro. He had an
Pun
insane
to
Ari
Nico,
before
huh?
finals.
Oh,
But the
Kishing
Q
will
comes
hit you.
through. Kishing ends up
He'll go
missing.
wild.
He split the Red Sea, but Dragon goes wide. It's the first second Drake of the game, but Star finds the Blitzcrank that
This is
goes
the
towards mid
strongest play
crash
of all
outs, but
time in this
Kaz
mid-game.
is dead. And
His way is so powerful here, by the way.
Crash is looking for a play here. I don't think that's the move, but Maokai
Well,
comes
it's
through.
made
They're
by
just gonna
Reckon
dive this. They're gonna dive this. They're gonna walk under turret at the smolder here. Wrecked is just dead. The W comes through. Crash is
Oh,
in threat.
Alex,
Alex
He
takes
doubled
another
the
turret,
turret
lives
shot.
1 HP.
Alex
Wow.
living with, I think, 5 HP total.
Yeah.
Single digits there.
Insane.
Single digits there.
That's now. The super sub Senna.
Hey, but at least Mint Crash Outs got their first second Drake of the game, of the series.
Hey, let's go.
Oh,
Kishing just
Wreck-
looking wrecked off of that scuttle, just saying.
He
I
doesn't
want it.
know where Kaz is though. So.
Only getting the first turret there. Is that
Wow, are they gonna get a
turret
bot,
kill?
not top, for the first time?
Bot first
Wow.
turret here is
Wow.
first turret, to be honest.
Right.
Speaking
Colin's
of
going
top,
for the
looks
fight
like
here.
Hoovy might
Top,
actually
ult
be
comes
in
through on
trouble
top
here.
of Hoovy. The ult
just-
comes through, but Hoovy's just dead. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah. They had the ult as soon as Colin comes out of that bush. You just can't, or
Yeah.
you cannot be
Just
playing close when that
ultimate
has an
turret and run the opposite way. That's what you gotta do.
Now, Colin, the Clog Father, I believe this skin, right? Gibbity Urgot here, as Feldy would call it. Gonna be
Who
Who
scales
won with
better,
the
my
Heartbreaker?
opinion, Uglarf?
next.
I think Red Side scales better.
See, flat
Wow.
scaling Red Side, but there is a 4-0 way this game, and that looks unbeatable.
Naturally, Red Side scales better, but if you're speaking of like in terms of team comp, Blue Side scales way better because I think their mid to late game is way easier to play than Red Side.
Yeah, Maokai is just the most broken ability in the game, and as I
Oh,
speak,
that snail walks into the hook that he didn't see coming, and then
That's why
Crash just
Blitzcrank-
one shot him.
that's why Blitzcrank is
Crazy.
like a character
Blitzcrank is a good pick
that
there.
can't scale, Like that
Oh,
character
Blitz is
looks like he has zero
fantastic,
scale,
yeah.
but one hook and you're dead. So especially
No
in
matter
Minecraft-
what the game state is, Blitz always
Blitz-
is a win con.
exactly,
Blitz hook
exactly.
is always a win con. It's why he's so detrimental in some of these games. But at the same time, if you're versus a team where you're not able to get these crucial hooks or you're missing them, his character becomes the biggest liability on the map. But
Yeah.
Kishing already
Oh,
been
but
showing to hit these
look,
hooks.
Kishing's
0-3
looking
doesn't
mid here.
matter
I think
for another
didn't
one.
he miss the hex flash? Oh, but Star, it's the
Star,
third
but-
time her ult has went wide this game.
The
She's
Hurts, I
trying.
like despair
I mean,
to
it
miss,
was
but that
flashed
one
out, to be
not
honest.
going wide. That one was flashed. The other two
Yeah.
were missed. This one wasn't. But
That's one. I mean, it was
unfortunately,
missed,
there'd
I
been-
guess, but it was a flash out. to
I
dodge
don't.
that
I don't
one.
classify that one as really being missed. To be honest.
Nah, I think
but-
she was missing it anyway, though.
Maybe.
No, it-
maybe
I
that's
think it
true
is,
though.
But
But either way,
And then,
it was flash,
here-
so we will never know.
also, by the way, Ordo, you mentioned how Maokai Art's most broken ability in the game. I think Talia E's up there as well. So two disgusting,
Yeah.
disgusting abilities here for sinking chip.
But you
and
know,
Way as a character is disgusting.
there is a bit of a timer here. Smolder is gonna.
Well,
Oh, but
oh,
Reckless Pepperoni gets kicked over the wall.
Fantastic
He ends up
hook, though.
flashing. Kishing actually making a name for himself with these hooks here. It's his first game he's felt empowered, and he's doing a great job on this Blitzcrank. But here they're looking for the fight. Hoovy here taking some damage as he wants to get a position. And Reckless
Rex
Pepperoni
Lee
just
B.
killed one Kaz, ends up getting the Herald, but the wall comes through to zone the carries. Urgot gets his spear on all four members of the team of Mick Crashouts. And Star Burrito on the side comes in an unseen angle. Could be a quadra kill from Colin here. There was Star who got a quadra. And now there is Colin who gets a quadra kill for the side of Sinking Ship. And you just have to wonder, these solo laners from Sinking Ship every game to game, have just been playing out of their mind.
Kaz all in to try to one-shot Rect and Pepperoni there, but that's it, Maokai. That's not the squishiest of members. And then in turn gets hit by the Urgot ult, gets hit by that Fear Beyond Death, and just brings his entire team down with him. The Nefiri flashes out, gets ulted back
Colin.
by Colin, and Colin gets a 4.
He hit it.
A quadra kill. Does hit that drive. Yeah, Colin quite skilled with the. Does have a driver's license, so it seems. And, So Urgot,
every
an
roll,
issue
like-
now. 4K gold lead for Caller.
Oh, but they're looking here on the Kaz, who's walking up. Gragas E over the wall. They get wrecked. Hits him with the Gragas ult as well. And Star is just here free hitting the QE coming from the side. Deathsnail almost able to save Wreck there with the healing.
But I mean,
And that's
Rex
just
is
going to be
so
another great play
tanky.
from Sinking Ship. This
Malphite's
could be
such
our
a tanky
3-0.
character. Kaz just so far behind him.
Oh, but they're
Well,
looking
ahead
up on
early, but-
Punda. Kishi gonna walk up mid here, hits the E, misses the hook. But guess who's here again? It's Star. She's at every single play. It's like she's just living on our screen. Scatter right on top of Star. It drops the ult, kills Star.
Gold.
And that's got to be
Little bit of a
1,000
win back,
gold
though,
for
yeah.
Crack. Yeah, that's really big for
1070.
him.
And a good kick kill by Jake as well. Does get hit with a fantastic Senna W though from Alex. Max range Senna W gonna catch, Jake there with the binding, and then Crash there to clean up the rest of the fight. But we said this game was close, and now there's a 7K gold lead on my screen.
Yeah, I mean, it was 10 until these two shut down, by the way.
You're right.
I
it
just
was
have
10.
to say. And look now at AD and mid, just with the shutdown that they just got, the one on Talia and the one on
Yeah,
Ray,
but the
they
Senna's
are
not
now
farming,
up
though.
in gold.
Senna's not farming though, so if you swap them.
No, but I
With
think
that
if I
blitz.
take...
Oh, yeah.
Wait, give me a second. If I take 7... Okay, the Smolder is only compared to Talia 200 gold down.
Okay.
So
That's
compared
still
to
okay,
Talia,
that's good.
So yeah, though the Senna is really up in gold compared to the Blitzcrank.
Oh, Smolder's going IE second. Okay, I guess. And not Shojin?
Yeah.
I think just wants a little bit more power because it feels like the game won't be going to 3 items. And just wants a large spike here, does Jake, because he feels like he has to make some magic happen here.
He does. He
Yeah,
does
I guess
have to
that's
make
fair,
some
but-
magic happen.
Right, I think you can't really afford to be playing for your third. Like 3 items is ideal, but
Gragas ult comes
Which
through
is
right on
out.
top of Star,
Oh,
but
and then
Star is just gonna turn
Star's
this
just gonna be
play
killing.
here. Kills Hoovy. Could she find 3? Nope,
Oh,
because
no.
Blitzcrank pressed R.
she did take the
Don't
kill
take
though,
the
and
kill from
Otacon's
already
gonna
current.
fall here, but will first
Panda.
turret fall? No, Panda here with that Weaver's Wall. Crash here, but you're not gonna steal out of Syndra. It's not old Syndra. It's not full build Syndra. The QE will not do that much damage here. As Otacon collected for Sinking Ship. Gold lead getting larger and larger.
Oh, the
here.
flash hook from
What a
Kishi comes through and
fantastic
finds
hook.
Punda. The Senna ult gonna come
steal
through
this
trying
kill.
to save Punda, but Kaz behind the turret takes the kill from his Smolder.
Oh, I
Maybe
think
a
Jake
little
gave
push
the
on
kill. He walked away.
And Jake didn't
Yeah,
want it, I guess.
Jake is giving.
Jake really just did not care for that kill. Jake
said
at
you can
194
have it.
stacks right now,
No,
getting
it-
so close. Meanwhile, this Senna for Alex, 77 only.
It's not that great. I'd say like average is maybe 80
As
for
a,
Senna.
as a
at
fast
20.
Senna, I feel like you should be higher at 21
You
minutes.
should be at like 80. I mean, I think he's just dead here regardless. Cleanse comes through. Call
Calling
looking
1v3
bot.
in
There's
the
3 people on
turrets.
top of him. But Alex is
He
also here.
1v3.
Scatter
Another
into
1K
the
gold
ult comes
shutdown.
through from Syndra.
Is that back-to-back 1K gold shutdowns for this Syndra?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this Syndra up 2K gold all of a sudden?
Yep.
Yep.
A little bit, okay. Mint, if they're fighting back, this game's not over.
And
went
I
from a
will say-
10K.
It's
We went from a 10K gold lead to only a 4K
I
now.
will say,
This is
it seems pretty
very
hard
winnable.
for them to play into Syndra. That's like their one character you don't want to get ahead.
yeah.
And again,
it's
a
pretty hard
10K
to
gold
play
lead is
through
now
and
down
the
to only
Blitzcrank.
4K.
Mhm.
Hoovy might be falling here.
There's not one member on their
Wait,
team
I
who
may,
can
I may
just take
have
it to
the
me from
the
Syndra.
gold graph. Like, wait, let me.
This
that.
might be the single weakest
Oh my goodness.
Gragas top
Yeah.
I have ever seen.
You see how
He's
it's gone
level
up
12,
and then boom,
He
go down
is
instantly.
so this Gragas is
Oh, but
so far
Star
behind
is
the
just
Ruby,
getting
but
cut out in these weird places.
Star, to be
we-
honest, in no man's land there. But
We compliment her, and then 2 deaths in a row is just like, yeah, it's
it's just the
questionable.
location. It feels like Singing Ship maybe getting a little too, comfortable with their
Excited,
position.
yeah.
This game is not over, and by any means, it looked rough, but you're giving shutdowns to the characters. There's always the win console. There's 206 stacks. That is a scary thing to be at mid game, right? You don't want to be dealing with a 225 stacks Smolder here.
And he'll have it for Soul and for Baron.
And
Sword.
will have it, yeah.
Smolder's
He'll
just
have it
one of
for
those champions that even if he's 0-10, he'll do a lot of damage to you regardless. Like, he
Mhm.
doesn't
Sure.
really need, like, he just needs, like, 3 items, and, like, his soul count, and he's nuking you. Like,
Adorable Soul
maybe
is
not
not
1
spawning.
Q, but he gets, like, 3
There's
or 4
only-
Qs, and... Oh, but
Sinking
they're gonna look on
Ship
top of
only has
Kaz
the two
here.
Drakes
W
there.
comes
Kaz.
through just now, but
Nobody's
Colin's
gonna
gonna
be
flash
dead.
forward. It's the fear. onto the Blitzcrank. Leah Wall gonna come through. Punda is in this fight. The R comes through from Crash. There's gonna be 4 bot, but Punda ends up hitting it onto Kishi. Jake burns Flash, but guess who's here? Alex is here. Recton Pepperoni is also here. Alex is gonna drop, but there's no ults left for the side of Mid Crash Outs. They can just walk forward, keep walking forward. Oh, never mind. You cannot walk past that.
I Crash with some fantastic scatter of the weeks there. As Panda hits that 3-man or that 2-man seismic shove and is getting one shot, Crash, instead of using the scatter to try to stun Panda up, uses it to push Recton Pepperoni back. Doesn't even stun, just pushes him back so he can't get in range of that W for Maokai and be able to affect the fight earlier. Fantastically played by Crash, the real carry of Mint Crash Outs in this game.
It was actually a great flash from Jake too. Like Jake flashed the seismic toss from Punda, which actually gave them enough damage to kill Punda. But it's just it's sad because he didn't have his Elder there. That actually could have went a lot better for them. But he didn't have his Elder. There's just been so much random fighting, and he hasn't been able to farm and get his soul or his stat count up. And Alex is slowly catching up. I mean, he's almost at 100 now. Look at that. In 3 minutes, he got like
stacks away
15.
from 225, and now Mint wants to fight this, right? They feel like actually they might be like instead looking to maybe make a Baron. Looks like they're forcing
looking
something
on
top
Colin.
here.
Yeah,
last game they did this.
Now,
they looked on Colin and then they looked for Harold, I believe.
Crucially, they do not have it's not Soul here for for sinking chip. It's just third break. But can they pick off Colin?
Kishin gonna walk up forward here. Gragasol comes through. Blitzcrank right on top, breaks the shield from Colin, but the Seraph Gauge is coming through. But they're gonna get
bursted down.
The Citadel comes through and Colin is
damage.
just hitting. There's no Gragasol left. There's no Blitzcrank ult left. They don't have a way to
There's no
shred the
damage.
shield. And Colin is just killing them all with the help of Alex Senna ult. And Kishin gonna flash away.
You don't have damage.
That's Baron. That's gonna be Dragon. Punda's here to kill Keishing. Keishing is not gonna live this. Nice seismic toss from Punda. And that's Baron.
As soon as Kaz falls, the game is just... You cannot fight that. Colin's just too tanky, too much damage. There. No damage from Hoovy. Hoovy is so far behind doing this cosmic Fimbulwinter build. He is the weak... He's such a weak Gragas here. I think Keishing's doing more damage in these fights.
Oh, Rex flash over on top of Crash. Gets the ult. He
doesn't
just
have to play for the smite, right? He doesn't.
But Alex is here. Alex just killed himself.
Alex just walked up and killed himself, but it's okay.
But Jake is killing himself too. He's walking up.
Jake could low-key steal this.
Oh my god! He kills too! He got Storm.
He almost got
Colin. And Jake just gave Mid Crash Outs away back into this game. We were flaming him game 1. We were flaming him game 2. And honestly, he was playing pretty good this third game, and now he's just proved himself for Mint Crash Outs why he is their 80 carry.
Oh boy. You know what? I was calling Kaz Feldy, but that might be the most Feldy play I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
By Rex there.
Rex was over the wall.
Flashing out of the pit to try to kill Crash. His 80 carry walks in and dies for fun. And then the enemy 80 carry goes over pit and steals Baron.
And kills 2 people.
Just a big throw, maybe. Like, you have Baron on 3 characters, if I'm not
And they lose Drake.
That's 2 Drakes now for Mint Crash Outs. Delaying Soul even more, right? There's 2 Drakes apiece. The only advantage, truthfully,
lead for Syndra.
The only advantage outside of like turrets and gold for sinking chip is the fact that they have Otacon. Every other objective is completely even, and Mint Crash Outs even has a grub lead here. But you still have to deal with this Urgot who is on the side lane, and
I mean, doesn't
he's nowhere closer to being able to match him.
Not a lot of MR yet, and you have the 4 item on this Syndra with the Death Cap, the Creep Bloom. This Syndra is a monster. It can one-tap anyone, so if you manage potentially to get a pick, maybe you send Kaz plus Syndra on this Urgot and then play for the rest of the map, you might be able to find a way here for Mint Crash.
Is Syndra fully stacked? She has to be, right?
Syndra should be, yes.
You can see it on the bottom left of... I'm gonna tell you, like, you can see it right now on her face.
It just says level 16, it doesn't show her stacks.
You're right. I'm gonna give you the stacks. It was showing her stacks. Oh yeah, no, she's completed.
Okay,
that's why it's not showing the stacks
I think it's
anymore.
stopped showing stacks.
But Kishin walking up mid.
It
But
just
no,
stopped showing it.
I would like to say, Senna, 105 stacks, getting close to that 125, or no, 120 break point, correct?
Yeah, 120 is her biggest point of
Biggest power play, so That's now getting back into this. He's 2 items. He does have blood song, so he's actually 3 items, right? Versus actually, Jake completely saying no to the Shoshin at all. Instead of going the rapid fire, probably gonna
Yeah.
go BT
He's
here,
going
right?
full crit
No,
build.
he's not going BT.
Or no,
He's
not
got
BT.
a
It's gonna
he's
be
got a cloak.
armor item, anti-armor item, right? Probably the anti-heal one if I had to assume.
Mortal.
Probably Mortal here. Yeah, I feel like Mortal looks pretty good here. You know, you have an Urgot, there's a Maokai, and there is a Senna.
Knowing Jake, he
Don't
probably
mind
won't
it
go
this game.
mortal, but
You know, you think it's OVR?
yeah,
I
know
think
that guy.
I think the correct item is mortal, but
feel like
oh,
Mortal
but no,
is
look out!
here,
Jake
but-
gets the hook,
A
and Jake gonna
fantastic
pick up the
cancel
kill here.
there.
Kaz
And
ends
Kaz-
up getting the ult right on top of Death Snail. Wrecked and
That's the
Pepperoni
first
just
ult
standing
reset
there.
I've seen Kaz actually officially get this game. So finally getting that shield off of the ult, but still just doesn't really matter. This Nefiri's kind of a null, not really a
Sinking ship is
character in
throwing
this
this
game
game.
anymore. This game is all about the mid bot lane.
Oh,
from-
and the QE hits. Oh, okay, the flash came through. I thought she was dead there. Oop. Right, they're just ARAMing mid. Jake's ult comes through, maybe for the sustain, but also the
They
damage on
want
top.
this turret, but there's just no way. And now
Oh, the Maokai ult comes through,
Maokai ult
and
does
flashes
so
in. They're
much
getting
here.
on top of the Blitzcrank, but there's just so much damage
Yeah.
going wide. And Destinail walking up with the autos. There is still Crash ultimate. Crash does level. His scatter is off cooldown.
Hey,
Oh my.
a 1-for-0 is not bad if you're mint crash outs here. Colin gets the ult, but also burns his flash, doesn't get the fear on any of the members of mint crash outs, and it's
Honestly,
just
I'd be
your
happy
strength
with
that
that mid
falls.
show.
I think that's fine for mint. I mean, you're still behind, but you need to take these tiny wins, right? You can pick off Punda, you try to play for this tier 1 turret, but unfortunately, just the wave clear, you just don't have the range to be able to hit it. And now, I mean, just I think no matter what happens, I'm just worried for Mint because of how strong this Urgot in the top lane is.
Oh, but Colin looking for Hoovy. Hoovie's just gonna E out though.
Hoovy is.
Hoovie
so
seems
far
like
behind.
such a Gragas player though.
He is
I feel
so
like.
far behind though. Like he is
Yeah,
completely
but
worthless
I mean,
this game.
but he doesn't do anything with gold. Like, what is Gragas gonna do with gold? Like, look, he's not all that he needs, you know.
More EXP. He's down 2 levels fully. I mean, he's lower level than the enemy jungler. Is that
Yeah,
not?
I don't
You're the
think it
same
matters.
level as the enemy support. I feel like that's a pretty bad thing.
Who went
Star's
for
dead.
or- Probably
I mean,
Sonya,
Crash,
Star
yeah.
at some point.
Crash is the main character of this game. Truthfully.
I don't think it's
4
Sonya's. I think
items
you build
injured
Banshees.
here.
You build Banshees.
Yeah,
Because then you
I mean,
can't get hit
4
by the scatter.
Banshees works,
4
yeah.
items injured here is really big. This Syndra can completely run over the map. Likely going to go into... actually, what's the last item going to be? Probably Zonya's this game, if I had to assume.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like
Sonya's-
you already have Crypt Bloom, so you can't buy Void or anything. You already have your
Yeah,
Death
it's very
Cap.
good
I don't
against,
think you need any
Urgot.
more. I think you just pick up the
Oh, but
Zonya here.
Kishi running
Enter
up
Crash.
mid, looking for the flash hook, ends up going
It's good.
wide.
It's honestly, I don't mind these plays that Kishi's looking for.
Oh,
You
he's
have that
definitely
Hex Flash,
doing
I
his job.
believe.
Definitely.
I mean,
Burning
if he finds one hook, it doesn't matter what he uses.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Like him flash hooking there is not bad because it either
good. Oh,
gets
but Rick, you're just walking into them. You know they're there, Rick. Are you gonna die for this?
But I
No,
mean,
he's not.
he
Oh,
doesn't
maybe?
die, but he does have to use the ultimate, the Nature's
yeah.
Grasp, to
And
get
he's
out,
got
which is
Dragon's
such a
up.
crucial cooldown. Dragon is up, and there is no Maokai ult now. Looks
should
really
reset
rough for
to
sinking
look
ship
for
here. I
tempo.
think it's just gone. I think they have to give
Yeah,
it,
they
make
can't
some other
contest
play
that.
on the
Oh, the
map. maybe
scatter.
help the
Alex
top
is dead
laner.
too. Wow.
And this
Well,
game,
Really nice play by Crash is
Mint is
carrying
just
this team.
completely
Oh,
woken
oh,
up.
okay. I thought the QW was gonna
No.
steal.
I mean,
was getting
it
scared
makes
there.
no sense for you to contest the Drake here. You lost your Maokai, you need to reset
Yeah.
to set up back tempo top and to play for this Baron. Like, there's nothing you can do. You don't have flash on Maokai. You don't have your ultimate. Like, there's no way we face check that. We have zero vision. Our support is a Senna, so we can't really face check either way. So no, on that point,
Senna-
you have to reset after you get chunked like that, direct.
Exactly.
That's-
As soon as Rekt burns his ultimate, the play
Yeah.
is over, right? You
He's over,
instantly call. We do not fight this Drake, right? It doesn't matter. It's third Drake for them, whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It
We'll
is
fight
third
next
Drake,
game.
right? The play's bugged.
Yeah,
but I
it's
believe
third
that
Yeah,
It's
it
third
is
Drake,
third
yeah.
Drake. It is third. There's third Drake.
Okay,
So
good
we're
to know.
3 Drake to 3, I
third
think.
Chemtech Drake.
Oh, really?
Drake, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not
Well,
sure,
no,
we're
it should be 3
Kishi
to 2. It should be
up
3 to 2.
here, looking for a hook.
Yeah,
onto
2 to
Punda.
3,
It's
2 to
gonna
3, 2
dry.
to 3,
He's
2 to
gonna
3.
dry.
Yeah, it's 3 to 2. Yeah. Mint has the lead on Drakes now.
Yo, 1 Drake from Soul.
But yeah, 1 away from Soul. So this next Soul fight, could start the game. But again, Collins officially pushed up to
That's
the
LDR.
in turret top lane. Might even go bot lane now, as he has the TP to match top. exactly what he's going to be doing. Yeah, going top bot now, trying to get this tier 2 turret. Colin trying to take this one into his own hands because looks like the rest of his team has kind of forgotten how to play.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
feels
the
No,
like,
gold
Alex,
you know,
gap,
there's a solar.
the gold gap between top is the same as between mid, but like, like either way, you know, like
It
different
feels
way.
worse for your Gragas to be this behind.
Yes and
I
no,
don't
it's
think so.
Gragas. I think
No, I don't.
I think
Dude,
Gragas will be
I don't
used
think
for
Clay
that.
is
I think
actually.
you're wrong, bro. I think
I
Gragas
think the
does
difference
nothing.
is a 2.5 item Gragas is less useful than a 3 item play because the Hawaii still has items. It's just not
Yeah,
as
but-
fed as the Cinder,
No,
who's
bro.
full build, by
I
the
mean-
way.
I mean,
And
No,
Urgot is
it's
so
gonna end
hard
up
for your
blocking
team to
away
deal
here.
with.
Nice wall for Punda. Alex is just gonna hit Kishin. Kishin in a weird position. Kaz is on top of Punda. Made Punda burn the flash. Weaver's wall ended up dropping. I think
Also,
you're wrong,
I believe,
dude.
I think this Urgot is just like.
Gragas
such a-
doesn't need to do anything.
ahead.
Like this is all he's
This
doing.
Urgot being this ahead is the bigger problem because like Gragas is less useful than the play is at these items, but this Urgot.
I
is
mean, it needs to be
absolutely an issue.
it needs to be Syndra matching
matching
this
Urgot. It has to be, by the way.
Yeah.
But then again, if Syndra is the one matching Urgot, then the rest of the map will fall apart. So
By the way,
it's a lose-lose.
Banshees. I think it's actually not bad. You know, it
Oh,
can stop,
Colin,
you know,
you- Okay.
random seismic shove, a random star thing, random, you know, also stops, you know, that nature's grass. So I don't mind it here. Syndra now
Yeah,
to be bought
but at
matches,
the same
but
time, it's very
with this
easy
with
for
this
him.
call,
Oh,
Colin has 3 people over here. Sinking Ship's just gonna start Baron.
Yeah, it's a good call. Sinking Ship should just start hitting this. There's not really a response here, and they're not going to give Jake that same opportunity. I hope
Rex
a second
will not be
time.
flashing over this time.
The
I
hook
don't
goes
believe. I
wide,
think
so it's
Baron.
over. Hook goes wide.
It's over,
it's
but do they even kill Colin on the side? They should, right? Syndra's here. Kaz,
no,
though, just has to be
I
careful
think-
not to feed.
Oh yeah, Colin said.
The scatter
Nice
connecting perfect from Crash. Another kill for him. But
I mean,
the
Crash
Syndra's already full build, right?
Crash was playing a game like of his life this game.
Actually, Crash has Swifties this game. Interesting.
This is what we expected from him, though. Like from game one,
Yeah.
game two, like we expected him to do this.
But Crash has
I'm
Swifties
glad
this
he's-
game, which I think is quite interesting, actually. Not
Oh, they're
something I
playing
would have
Botsky too.
expected.
Scatter goes wide. This could be.
Oh,
This could be
looking
sinking
for a
ships.
call
Look,
now.
Scatter. It's on cooldown
I
for
think
5 more
Hoovy might be
seconds.
in trouble.
They're looking for Hoovy. Hoovy is on the Zanya's QE. Hoovie's just dead. They're gonna trade him. I don't know why. I don't know. Why did Hoovy do that?
Hoovy looking for an E-Flash ult, looking for a Bomba, but just doesn't hit the combo, unfortunately.
Hoovy
That
saw
is
the scatter go
all.
wide, and he decided, I'm gonna go in. I'm the scatter.
I'm gonna Bomba here, and then did not hit the E-Flash, unfortunately.
He just killed himself. I mean,
Yeah, really, it kind of is all it is. I mean, doesn't lose his Zanyas, though, as he did get to buy another one. He just used his Seekers there, so...
and I would like to say
still
that
fairly strong.
Smolder's stacking marginally falls off compared to Senna's stacking. And Smolder has a really strong mid game, especially when he hits that soul point. But when Senna hits about 160 to 180-ish, Senna actually just outscales Smolder and outranges him completely. But
Smolder's at 379 right now,
379.
whereas Senna's at 135.
yep, Alex not stacking the greatest this game.
I think this Smolder stacks look pretty rough this game.
He should have been at this 10 minutes ago.
But
Smolder should be
Yeah.
way more though. Smolder should be like 400 something. They're both stacking like kind of
well,
poorly.
I think in Alex's defense, it's really hard to walk up for like you can't.
Why
Really
are they
walk
just
up
giving
for these
their
stacks.
base?
They
They need a reset.
want to stop the soul, I guess, but yeah, they are giving up their base. I can't.
They're
lie.
just they're looking for
Uh,
end. They're gonna look to end the
They
game.
are just losing their base for this play, and I don't think Sinking
No,
Ship
they can't-
knows.
Star's
They're now
resetting
getting
now.
off of it. Star
If
resets,
Star
but-
gets hit with the hook, this game could be like doomed. By the way, for them, Star needs to not get hit by the hook right now. Oh, God.
Jake with the
My
flap,
heart.
able to get the safety, and
That's
It's-
sole point for both teams. Rex is
good
behind them.
though. I
Go
think
through, they want to fight
Rex
this.
looking
Go's
for
coming through.
something, but there's so many spell shields
Rex
here, to
is
be
on Smolder,
honest.
he's on Smolder.
Going on Jake,
Scatter
though,
goes
is
weak.
not
Scatter
the
goes
answer,
weak.
I don't
They
think.
get Keishing. Rex is on the back line. Keishing is 1 HP. Jake is hitting. Jake is flying away. Jake has no sums. But the QW, Rex does die. Keishing does live. Oh, but
Keishing
no, it
lived
looks like
because
they
of
still wanna
the
play this.
unleashed, the Syndra ult just one-shot Rect and Pepperoni from full HP, it felt like. Like, Keishing has no business living there ever after getting Seismic shoved in. But just maybe not having enough damage, whereas Crash just able to burst anyone down. And all of a sudden, pretty much in an even game, Baron
Yeah.
has
See-
officially spawned. Or
Yeah,
Baron Power Bot play actually fully out now. It was a very
Definitely.
not real Baron, to be honest. What, 4K,
Yeah, I mean, it was
400
gold,
gold
you know.
lead?
Yeah,
It
but I mean,
was
at
they
the same
gained
time,
400 gold for the Baron.
you see for sinking ship, like the big issue with your draft that we didn't mention, they have 0 engage, and that's a big issue. When you're on the other side, you have a Blitzcrank hook, you have
I
a
mean, you have
QE
engaged
from
the way of Maokai, but
yeah,
at
but
this point,
as soon as
there
the
are
Maokai
two
or
split shields and
yeah,
everyone else has Azanias.
exactly, as soon as the Maokai or is denied by
Even
the
small.
spell shield, it's like so hard for you to find a way in. And so we see here Rekt use flash everything. They even hit the seismic shove on Kishing. It wasn't enough because on the other side they can accept this kind of engage. It's not like you have a Rakan or a Nautilus. And,
Oh wait, but they got the. Oh my god.
but Jax.
I love
Oh,
Jake's
wait,
Oh my
wait,
god,
wait,
they got
wait,
the
wait,
crush.
by the way.
This game could be over. The Malcolm
That might be
comes
game,
through.
though, yeah,
Kishing
Crash
has no
falling is
flash. Jake
crucial.
has no Zanyas because he got hit by the ZW. Wreck is on top of Jake in the back line. The W comes through. Jake is dead here.
Kaz has to try to play to live, but I don't
Kaz
think he
needs to play
can.
out here, but Panda flashing forward and finds the seismic shove on Kaz. And Kaz could just fall here. He's dead.
That's
They
game.
need to run bot. They get in the game here. The game
They can
could
TP
be.
on this wave.
They need to push through top, I think. Yeah, they are pushing top.
They're mid-wave though.
I don't know if it's
Maybe
game.
not.
Honestly.
Game's
That's
not over.
It might
Game's
not
not
be
over.
game. Actually, Colin, I think, just killed himself. Never mind. A good buffer there from Colin on that E on the cask. And that game's not over, but a
So much of that fight had to go well for Sinking Ship to win. There was so
Crucial
much.
misstep by Crash.
Listen, there was so much CC hit on top of the Smolder there. They hit the ZW. They were throwing abilities at him. That Crash thought he could walk up. He thought they were all looking at Jake. The moment Jake Zanyas, the moment that Smolder Zanyas, Punda threw the seismic shove right underneath the Syndra.
Yeah.
She had flash up. She had her Banshees. It was proc by Punda's Q. Punda found the road. Punda killed
Yeah.
Crash there.
I think Crash dying crucial death there. Now, I do really like. I was gonna say I really like Jake picking up Azanias here, over you know
It's
like
so smart,
the,
yeah.
the traditional like I probably built like a BT here for most AD carries, but I like
Sure.
Zanyas so much here. Smolder A has a little bit of AP scaling, but B, if you get caught by one of these stray CC moves, you're doomed. This Zanyas allows you so much because you have that flap, you have your E out of the Zanya, just have a little bit of play out of it. Right, you have that move speed. You can't get stopped by the Talia E, which is really crucial. But now that no objective falling, Soul in 1 minute, Baron in 12. I think it looks a lot harder for Mint all of a sudden after such a great play. There's another great find. Everyone's getting towards some crucial components, but Star with no Zanyas and nowhere close to it has a broken Seekers in her inventory.
They have 4 blue words.
I do.
Yeah, they are
And they
full
have
blue
two.
ward.
That's
Crazy.
good. I love blue wards for Baron fights. I think buying blue wards is broken.
Oh,
Shout out by any carry player having
they could be
92
looking mid here.
score.
Walking on the side. Nope, they're not going to look. Colin's
Yeah.
pushing bot. They are on a timer here. Kishing is just running mid, trying to find something. Doesn't even prop to the Banshees.
Oh, the range of
Alex
that
just
auto
autoed
attack.
him from a screen away.
Oh
It's
my
like
God,
I said,
but they're not
160.
concerned,
He's
though.
at 160. They're giving bot at him. Chase them mid here. Chase them mid. You see Blitzcrank, you're not scared of anything else. You need to just walk at them. Crash is resetting. Start Baron. Walk at them mid. Do anything. You need to take the wave and run Baron right now. You need to go Baron right now.
Baron.
Oh,
That
TP,
has to be their
TP,
play. Because
TP.
look, they're 5-manning bot.
Oh,
Yeah,
Colin, yeah, tap,
looking
tap,
on
TP.
Colin
This
here.
is
he
it.
pickable?
Colin
Can
flashing
he
on
one
Jake.
shot Jake? No, Jake is just not
No,
even
no,
using Zanyas.
Colin's
He's
dead
so
here.
slippery.
Baron's gone.
Baron is gone, but
Yeah, but they lose
Soul
Soul.
though. They get Soul.
They need to run top,
I
I
don't
think.
think I don't think Sinking Ship can get there in time. The
Oh,
Soul will
that's fair.
fall.
Sinking
I
Ship
think
needs to
you
run
take
top.
Soul for Baron trade in this type of game, especially since the main split pusher of Sinking Ship does not have Baron here. The only Baron pressure they have is a 5-man group because Colin cannot
they
be
should've went to
pressuring the
Baron
side
last
lane
year,
with this
though.
anymore.
Officially, if I'm not wrong, no, I'm wrong. I was gonna say this game is longer than the 2 other Reunite, but not yet. We need 7 more
We went
minutes.
to 50+ minutes.
No, we didn't. We had a 45-minute game.
No, we went to 50+ one
the
game.
2 games before. I mean,
Oh.
the 2 games before.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
If-
no,
if
no,
I
no,
add
Water,
up the two
yesterday we
games
went.
before,
Yesterday
it
we had a
was 51.
45-minute game.
Yeah, no. If we add up the 2 others, it was 24 and 27. It's mean that it is 51. So we are 8 minutes away from having this game being longer than the 3 others. I don't believe it will go that far because the Elder is spawning in 4 minutes, and it should be pretty much it, to be honest.
I agree.
Oh,
I think,
Alex, you're
I
passing.
think Chemtech Soul is a kind of an unfortunate role here, though, for Mint. I think any other Soul
Oh.
kind of just guarantees a win here, but
Oh, the damage
Star?
of this ultimate.
that's what happens when you hit them center of the mom. It's so much
Oh?
damage there on. You
What?
heard me. You hit the center of the bomb, okay?
Okay.
Oh, there's our mom.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
our
yeah.
mom.
Oh,
Listen, I
that's
call
what you mean
abilities what
by
they're called.
uh-huh.
Yeah, what did you think I meant, Orlo?
Nah, nothing,
Huh?
you know. No.
Huh, French man?
Yeah,
Mom have a different meaning in French?
Hey, Alex needs to
What's
get
up?
like 200 souls ASAP. By the way, like these
Yeah.
fights are actually so much more playable.
Oh, Jake, yeah, he's 458 right now, right?
Yeah,
He's
No,
almost
460,
500.
470.
70. He almost have
Oh,
Yeah,
500.
so the
470,
thing
he
about
is-
Smolder, is he
Doesn't
only
scale
hits
as much.
breakpoints now past 100. Like, so if he's 500 or 600 or 700, the only thing different that changes is the amount of bounces that happen. Like, see the
Yeah.
bounces off when he queues? He gets
Yeah.
It
one
used
more
to be
for every
higher
100.
burn. It used to be a higher execute, but they got rid of that change.
And they
Which
added
was
That
more,
smart.
made
like,
the game
bombs. to
completely
his-
unplayable versus Smolder
They added
past
more
like 20
bombs to
minutes.
his
But
queue or whatever.
Yeah. The Q spell drops are bigger. Or more often, I guess.
That's why I
This
say
is
like when Senna in these really late stages of the game outscales him. Like Smolder has a small window where he's like infinitely stronger than Senna, which is like mid game when he hits 225. Like look right there. If there wasn't a
also-
minion, there was no contest there.
the
Oh, but
carries of
Panda!
sinking ship.
Oh my god, the Q almost hit.
The carries of sinking ship here are getting more items as it goes on.
Bro.
The carries of mid crash outs have stagnated. They are full build both.
I have to say,
I think-
upgraded Merc's boots saved Star life right now. She was.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
If-
fucking insane.
Yeah, if it was 0.02 probably or something like that, or 0.1 second from like.
But that
less
hook
than-
almost hit Alex too. Oh my god,
Yeah,
scatter. Okay, it's on wreck though, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. But
Mom comes out just to burn the wave down. As you know, if you're mint right now, you just have to survive this Baron because you have
honestly,
soul, you have-
these carries are overstepping. Like the
This
fact that
Baron has
anyone's getting
officially
this way.
fallen. It was a 4K gold lead for the Baron, but the crucial thing, Elders in 2 minutes, and you have soul for this if you're mint crash outs. And I don't know
Yeah, but
if
you
you know
don't have
sinking ships
body
are getting
leaps.
close to item breakpoints. How
Don't
close
think-
is Senna to like to this next item? How close is
Wanda!
Way to their
Oh
next
my
item,
God.
right? Like
They
the
are playing with
items
fire
are
here.
advantage of mint crash outs because the lead is on everyone except for your Fury and your Gragas. which
I don't know.
aren't
If
mattering
sinking
in these
ship,
fights.
if sinking ship keeps doing that shit they're doing, they're gonna lose the game.
At that point, guys, gold lead doesn't matter. They all like all the important carries.
No,
and
but I mean-
stuff.
I mean,
oh
no,
my
no,
god,
no,
the
it
double
doesn't-
side
what is
effect, Panda is dead, and that's
Panda
just the
is
first
dead.
kill. Can they get? Hoovy
And
is
Rex
dead.
and Hoovy hits
Great
the ult in
pass
between
there, by the way,
Deathnail
from
and
Hoovy.
Scorpio. Star gets the ult right on top of Hoovy. The hook comes through and kills. It's gonna kill Rex. That's good. Wait, Rex
Rex
actually
gonna
lives
see
here. I
Rex
think.
Might
man.
actually live here.
No.
Never
Jake
mind,
flashed.
Jake flashing. It's worth because that means they can keep pushing and now they have full priority for Elder unless they can
They
end here.
can't.
But
They
I don't
can't
think
end.
They
They
can.
can't end.
No, Kaz trying to chase Colin, but you don't win this 1v1. Also, Oral, I actually do think items do gold still does matter because look, Star and Alex are both on components of their last item, whereas
Okay, but they're
Mint's carries
pushing
have
for a
been on
mid
their
end
last item.
here. We need the camera
They
to
are,
pan
yeah,
mid to
looking
see
for a
what's
mid end.
happening. They're hitting
I mean,
mid
Kaz-
and him.
if Kaz
There's a
keeps
TP
stalling-
coming through, and
If
Smolder is getting hit.
Kaz keeps stalling here, there could be an end potential here, by the way.
They're
As
getting
Crash
hit.
is here, has
The
another
game is
ultimate.
over if Star gets hooked. The game is only over if Star gets hooked. Star needs to kill this minion wave, but
Tanking.
she's getting zoned by the Blitzcrank. If they kill these minions, they have another chance. Pun is up. They're diving. Star is dead. Star is gonna die here. Wait,
They have
Star's
no
only
CS. Star's no.
Hoovy.
There's no CS. There's no wave. There's no wave.
Pun is up. Pun is up.
Oh,
That's
that's
not
How
the
did he go?
Wait, but Punda, the captain of sinking ship is alive. Can he make a play? There's no flash on Jake. Oh,
Look, crucial Zonya's there. The wave
Rex
is
is
here
up
with
high.
Hoovy, but Colin
Colin's
did
TP,
beat Kaz.
Colin's
He's
TP.
TPing it. Can Colin stall it? I think he can.
Oh, he
Oh, he got
Oh,
hooked. Now,
that-
Rect
that
and
might be
Pepperoni will
big.
be able to
Rex
save
stop
that one.
this. I don't think Rex can stop this. The
don't
redemption
look,
here
don't look, Rex.
from Keishing.
Defend the wave. Take the
Rex,
wave.
he died again though. There's a wave. Wait, no, there is a wave. Rex
But
does
Jake
not
is
kill the
taking-
cannon yet.
Jake is hitting Nexus.
Rex
They
failed to
can't-
kill the cannon.
they can't do
Rex
anything.
had to kill the
Game's
cannon
over.
there.
The game's over.
game is
Mid
over.
crash outs gets this game.
Rex
If Jake
had
have
to
to
kill
kill
that
Jake, Rex.
cannon there, but he cued the wrong direction. A crucial
Game's over.
misplay when it
Mid
matters
crash
most.
outs. We're going game
And
4.
mint crash outs bring us the game. Oh, what a banger!
That one was indeed
I-
a banger, and we're gonna go as soon as possible into the next game. So we'll take a quick break so we don't lose too much time for our glorious players here.
That is
Welcome back, everyone, to the game 4 of the Water Invitational semi-final between Sinking Ship and Min Crash Out. And after that loss from Sinking Ship, they will have chosen the red side. And we're still joined by Newt and Waters for this game 4. After we saw finally Mint giving us something, you know, we wanted to see that for this very one-sided 2 first games, and in third game, even though Sink maybe...
Oh, look, they're leaving the Nico open.
Oh, they
Be
left
wanting
the
it maybe.
Nico
Might be
and-
wanting the Nico here from
Nope,
Mint.
banned.
No, banned. Punda and Sinking Ship reading that
So,
instantaneously.
if there's a game 5, we know the Nico will be picked, because game 5
It's
From
is
both
likely-
teams, probably.
What's Keishing playing into it, right?
Yeah, now
Or are
it's-
they picking Nico mix, right? Are they trading?
They're
Are they
still
playing Nico
vexed.
together?
Lilia
Lilia
is
first pick
open.
here. They were banning it. They have been
Oh, that-
banning it the last couple games.
That's
It's
crazy,
Kaz's-
though.
It's extremely good for Kaz, and it's really good into a lot of Rex champ because Rex likes to play these tanky junglers who don't really have, you know, that clear, just you know, ability to.
Honestly, what about
walk
like an
her down.
MF Jarvan here?
Not bad. I think. I just don't know how well or much Rex has playing the Jarvan, to be honest. And also, I mean, Alex is pretty confident on the MF. I do agree with that one. It's
Lucian.
Lucian Nami.
Alex's best champ.
This is Alex's best champ. Is Punda willing to play the Nami though?
No, okay. They're not going to put Punda on Nami. I don't know what Punda will play here, though. I actually don't know.
I don't
Pick
think you should show
Lucian.
yet, though. I think you want
I
to pick
think-
Jungle now.
I think you definitely do just pick jungle here, yeah. And I think, crucially, I mean, this is 2 games in a row. Mint has left open the Alawi.
you're
I
gonna
would
face
actually be
Corki,
interested
by
to
the way.
see- I'm wondering
Jake-
Oh, yeah,
if
Jake's
Colin.
Corki.
Yeah, they're gonna
What
Corki
it,
Nami.
yeah, I wonder if Colin.
Oh, I
don't
like
love
that.
Viego this game.
I think it's good.
I think Viego's quite weak in most.
And I
games.
think these fights have been like dictated off of one pick, and I think Viego screams that. But
That's
then again,
fair.
I,
I guess
I
how the
feel like
series has been playing.
yeah, either Corki or Jinx here maybe for Jake. There's Jin. I think Jin's really good here actually.
I think
Yeah,
they're taking the Nami.
Jin has
Now-
great follow up. I think MF is really strong here. Like
I think-
MF works.
Yeah, I think
But
also
I think you're gonna go
as
Corki.
for
Okay, the Orianna is picked.
Orianna picking the mid. I think
That's
sinking
very
chip.
good.
Don't pick. I think what you should do if you're sinking chip here is honestly maybe pick a Lowy and ban 2, like ban counters. Because they
I
have been
agree.
leaving it open, right? I think
There's the
it's
Jinx.
Colin. Give Colin another AFK split push champ because it's what he wants to play today.
Colin get 1v5 too.
Alternatively, you know, if they ban a Lowy Nordica, I mean, he still has TK up, right? He has a lot of champs still open that he likes to play. So, and as well, I mean, if we go game 5, I'm expecting a Yorick. So, just see.
Yeah, I mean, I am too, yeah.
It's gonna be there. I don't know what.
I
exactly.
really think you just slammed the. Oh, they're gonna go with
List.
Lissandra.
I think a mid
I
pool
really
is
feel like you just
extremely
go with
pinched.
like Alawi there.
I do agree. I think it's a Lowy ban 2, or ban at least one counter. I don't know what counters it that Hoovy plays, but I think you just ban it anyways. Though I mean, mid pool getting really pinched. I think both
need
these
to
mid
ban
laners
some
share a
supports
lot
now.
of picks, as we've noticed. I think every pick that you know
You need
that
to ban the Rel,
mid has
and I
picks
like to
for
get
mid is insane.
potentially
That's-
Nautilus ban.
Or would play.
I don't
Rel
think
ban's
Thresh is
good
that
here, though.
scary. Maybe Nautilus to
Nocturne.
early
No,
start.
no, Lilia's already picked. I think you just ban.
Nautilus or
Not
Ali
a
Star.
yeah,
in my
not feels
opinion.
good. Yeah.
Not or Ali look
A
pretty
lot of
good here.
Keishing, like traditional supports are taken out. Like his Maokai's taken out and his Leona's taken out, which are like the 2
Yeah, it would be the
traditional
Nautilus ban.
supports I really like to think of him as. But I mean, Milio and Nami likely should be banned. What does Punda play with Illusion, or does he give himself R5 yet again?
He cool. I like it. Honestly, I think you can blind top. The
Fine,
Ilaoi
like,
is open.
You have your TK up. You have
The
Alawi.
TK is up.
You have.
I think you can
you
blind
have
top.
a lot here still. Yeah, I don't. You have Mordekaiser as well.
Set,
want
Shen,
that.
Rumble,
He has a
Renekton.
lot up still. Yeah, I think
There's
you
so
just
much
blind
good
top here
options
for
this
Colin.
game.
There's a lot, yeah.
Garen, you see?
And
Garen?
it's Garen. It's Garen. I mean, that is an AFK top. That's a top. That's a press forward top laner.
What if
That's
it's
he's
Garen's
playing.
support? Hey, I'm asking the questions no one else wants to ask.
It
Okay.
is not
I
Garen
actually-
support.
You know what? This Lissandra pick I
No.
like, because if you face Rakan support, which could also be one of the pick, you put that damn Lissandra bot and you win the game.
See, I think Lissandra support is really
Yeah.
good here. No, I do actually think it's
I
going to be
like
Lissandra
Syndra
support.
because you're facing Jinx
I-
and potentially an engage support, and Lissandra is so good into immobile AD carry and engage support.
And it's a
Depending on
good
that-
lane into Orianna.
Oh,
Hoovie's
that-
off a tank, guys.
and you can get
Hoovie's allowed to have fun.
Alistar. I mean, look,
Alistar,
Rakan.
we're calling
Okay,
this
okay,
song.
okay.
Do it.
Either Alistar or
Yeah, I don't
Rakan.
like it in
Lissandra
Alistar.
is insane into. Oh my god, pick, please, get the bro. Pick Lissandra support or Galio support, like, or like either of them. Like, you know, you put Galio mid, you put Lissandra support. Your game is free. Lissandra against
Really
Rakan
good.
Jinx.
They have played
is
Viego
insane.
Galio before as well. Yeah, they're confident.
Yeah,
on that
Viego
job.
Galio, like you have a very solid. You're facing Lydia Oriana. Like if you put a
And you already
Galio
have
mid
Lissandra
here,
for Viego as
it's-
well, right? So bot gang, so you can use your it. Looks good actually.
Oh my god, they're listening to the stream! Let's
Maybe
go!
listening to the stream.
Thanks, I
Maybe-
love you so much for listening to the stream. Oh, I
I
love those
really
people.
like this draft from Thinking Chip.
Oh my
actually.
god, yes, this
I think
is...
Lissandra's a board.
They're,
If it
they're
is either
asking,
way,
they're asking in chat,
That's
you
not
can't
for
see
Colin.
it, but it is Lissandra Sip. Let's fucking go. Colin saying in chat, nah, I've been saying Lissip since we locked in. They didn't trust, but I told them it's good. Yeah, prod always are. Okay, so exactly what I... Nah, okay, I'm so hyped for... You know what?
Okay, I was hating this draft for Sinking Ship
I
until
love
that.
it. Oh my god,
I
let's
like
go.
Lissandra's board a lot. I do think Jinx and Oriana could be a bit of a problem this game.
Lilia is unplayable this game.
Lilia looks
Ah,
so
please,
hard. I do agree.
don't-
Lilia, like, I think
Guys,
Jinx, though, if
you're
you have
trolling
proper
me.
peel, I think this Jinx can still do a lot this game.
Ah, they're trolling me so hard. They're not in order. I can't use the HUD. I hate you guys. Get in fucking LCS order. I should
Even when
make
it's
you
the
lose.
HUB.
Ah, I
Never heard
can't
anyone
use
say
the
that.
HUD.
Never heard anyone say HUB.
Are they not in order?
I love my
No,
friends.
sinking ship is not in order. Ah. Tell me they're switching
Did
and
they
they're
start the
just
game?
trolling. No, but either way, it's whatever. I won't use the HUD. How does if it's not? Pundalo be bug. Okay, I mean it's not a problem. We'll use the normal league. Game 5 we'll go back to the. What do
Game
you
5
say
we're
if you're not using
blind.
HUD? What do you
No,
say?
the way you say it, HUD, bro.
HUD? Okay.
HUD, no one pronounces HUB.
Really?
HUD.
Maybe it's because
Yeah.
in France we separate.
I mean, the word is
letters.
heads up display, but no one says HUD. They say the HUD.
Okay. Well, either
Let's
way.
chill. No, keep doing your own little French things. Or
You know, exactly. And before we go into the game with the 3-minute delay, we'll take a quick break so we can all get some water, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. And welcome back, everyone, to Warriors Invitational. We are on the fourth game
Game
after
four.
game 4, indeed. Potentially game 5, but again, we spoke about draft. I think we really love this draft. I'm going to put everyone in order so you guys on stream can also notice that the Lissandra is indeed support played by Punda here.
That's so crazy.
Against,
I
Kishin
would have
Rakan.
never expected it.
Guys, my eyes
So,
just glazed
Arlo,
over.
can
and I
you
read-
break us down? Break this matchup
Sorry.
down?
Okay, so basically, what Rakan doesn't like is a champion that can safely cancel his W. And what does Lissandra like is getting engaged on by a character. So basically, any champion that wants to go into Lissandra, when Rakan press W into her, Lissandra instantly press W, knowing it's not a skill shot, it instantly interrupt the W of Rakan. And so basically, if Lissandra always playing around the Lucian, when Lucian dash in, Lissandra follow, and Rakan can literally not play at all. At the same time, you're also playing Lissandra, which means that every time there's no cleanse on this Jinx, you E in or her WQ, she's dead with a Lucian calling. So Rakan cannot play because he cannot use his main ability, which is his W, and the Jinx is always a threat because she has no way, if not with the cleanse or flash, obviously, to leave a Lissandra ultimate, which is point and click CC. So the bot
Jinx
matchup,
looks so
and obviously also
unplayable.
on top of that, Lissandra have a lot of poke in lane with her Q spell, which Rakan is okay with because he can heal back, but he's still not a big lover of. And obviously we see Kishin here starting with Q spell, which also shows that it's not a complete one-sided matchup, it's not an unplayable matchup, but it's still very hard for Rakan to be able to play and get any kills or any help from his jungler, or any follow-up potentially there. So usually Lissandra, I think it's Mikix, that's the first one who played it in competitive as a counter to Rakan, that I can remember in LEC. And it's a known counter with also Galio, who can do the same thing with his W. So yeah, that's for the matchup.
New, what would
I think
you
I'm
like
just a
to
little
do?
worried on how this Lucian's gonna do in this game because it feels a little hard. I can't lie. And Lucian without like one of like his key pairings always feels a little rough. I think, but also in this game, I think he's other than his ult, he just gets outranged and kind of can just get one shot.
I think he's like actually like okay.
He
You
can
know,
do okay
I think
against Lilia. I think he's like...
I think there's not much like usually what he struggles, he hates fighting is like a ton of frontline, right? Like,
Mhm.
and they don't
Yeah,
really
that's what
have
that
that this
thing.
game. It's kind of just Gnar, and he'll blow up a Rakan at 3 items. So,
He,
I think
he
just
doing
him
it
pressing
without
R is
flash.
enough for him. You know, I think
Yeah.
he's gonna have a lot of impact.
I think he just has to be a little careful with positioning this game. Just he can get picked off pretty easily. I think. And honestly, I think Kaz this game is playing as an E. You're just throwing E's as Lilia and hoping you hit a sleep. It's really hard to play Lilia otherwise. The matchup for Viego, it depends if Rekt knows how to ult Lilia ult or not. If he does, then it's winnable. Then it's good. If not, it's pretty Lilia favored at most points of the game. So interested to see how that matchup's gonna play out. Both junglers just doing scuttle crabs though. They don't really care. Rekt's
I'm
gonna get a
curious to
ward
see
on
the play of the Garen pick is. It's looking really good right now, actually, and I love that. He has Z shield. He's probably got second wind. You know, he's gonna sustain really well in this lane, especially with his passive. And I think his scaling and going into mid late game, he does look like he's gonna be pretty hard to deal with. I'm kind of excited to see what Khan does this game because I think he's pretty hard to kill. No, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
and
really
Also,
jinx.
I think this is the first time what's it called? Hoovy's had CS, I think, in a couple games. So interesting how Hoovy's gonna do
That's
without being
not
the most
even in
poverty
CS.
character in history.
Yeah,
No, he
not
has
the-
CS though. He
He
has
has
it. That's all that
CS.
Crazy
matters.
is he's down. What's crazy is he's down CS right now. That's
Yeah,
insane.
Probably because he was poked. Probably because he was playing for poke and like wave. But no, I mean he has had a very rough series so far. I think he's been really punished by just the fact that he's being forced to blind pick pretty much every game.
He's nerfed by no 1v1.
Cullen is College is also getting counter pick every game on blue side, right? This is the first game Hoovy got counter, but see how the matchup ends up playing out. Looks like Hoovy should win this. I think he still has E, right?
Oh my God, Colin!
That's just 3.
Colin gets the first blood. The solo kill in the top lane.
Solo
I
bolo.
Mental breaker.
didn't even really know how to cast that, to be honest.
I spoke
Oh,
too
but
soon, I
Kaz
fear.
is actually out of position here. The W does come through from Star. She needed to flash that, as she did. And Kaz is, I mean, he's still looking to play it a little bit. He's just chunking out Star,
Yeah, this
doing
is
a
a little
hell of a lot of damage. And Star doesn't have TP, but there's also a fight going down here in the bot lane. And Jake, where are you pathing, brother? Because you are pathing away from your turrets. And now Keishing is looking for the kill on a Destinail. Destinail does have the barrier, does hit it. Jake is going to flash it. He's trying to get the reason. The W comes through. He ends up killing Destinail, and he could live here. The double flash forward, they end up killing Jake. But Destinail, what are you doing? You're just going back into the fight there?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the
by
day,
Alex,
it
for
worked.
sure.
It worked very well for Sinking Ship. After all, I managed to get that double kill on Rect and Pepperoni. Maybe not the cleanest play from both sides, to be honest, but work out at the end for Sinking Ship, and they got the feat of Warfare, right? The 3 first kill is the feat of Warfare. So already getting that advantage, and obviously, as we mentioned, like the top solo kill is actually very big in this matchup, but we still see that Nora has a lot of power.
And Nora going in for the trading here. The W goes wide. Garrett does have his ult. And there it is. It's going to be another solo kill for Colin in the top lane. And you got to wonder, you counterpicked him, Hoovy. And you're playing worse than the other games right now.
But Newt jinxed it. Newt jinxed it so bad.
I really did jinx it. I can't lie. That's on me.
You should not have said
yes, and then I watched him get solo kill twice. So clearly my fault. Rect also going for the Kraken Slayer build this game. I think I actually am becoming more of a fan of this build. You go like you pretty much
talking about it yesterday.
Kraken Bruiser, huh?
You were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, I was actually. Yeah, I think the Kraken Titanic build actually. I saw it. I've seen it a couple times in pro here and there when Viego is played. Well, I think he's a little less popular nowadays in pro. But these game 4, game 5s of Fearless, he's always pretty valuable. Though, I mean, mind you, in this, I think most of the prio junglers are actually still up because these junglers play
Don't play the
picks.
Yeah. By the way, Xin Zhao, Pantheon, Wukong, Vi,
Jarvan, Wukong,
all still up. Not bad.
Sejuani, like all these picks
Yeah.
are still up, by the way.
That's obviously like Kaz being like mainly a carry jungler in terms of like the champion he has, and Rect having those, as you mentioned, AP melee champion. Doesn't look like.
Oh, Punda looking here on Jake. Jake does have the clients. Punda is kind of just killing himself. Gets the ult. Ult himself. I mean,
nothing gonna happen.
Away, which
but
means nothing happened. But
unfortunately, Punda don't understand that you need to wait for Kishi to press W. Yeah, I don't know. He knows the matchup actually. I tried to explain it, but I'm not sure he understood it.
Well, he's not watching the stream either.
Shockwave. I mean, to clear the wave, to be able to crash the wave, it's not too stupid because, well, there was Rect and Pepperoni not too far, so why not? You get a bit of tempo advantage, but Rect. Wait, they will get the grubs. Is it the first time they get 2 grubs, or am I misleading?
No, they got the grubs the first 2 games.
Oh,
every game that Sinking Ship has gotten 3 grubs, they've won the game.
No, I think the 2 first they didn't add grubs, and the last game they got 2 grubs. If I'm not
no, they got
mistaken.
1 grub last game.
Laurel. The first 2 games they got 3 grubs.
Are you sure?
The last game they got 1.
Oh yeah, I'm confusing. They got grubs, but they didn't got early drakes. But
every game Sinking Ship has had 3 grubs. They've won the game.
Exactly.
It's 100%. It's a factual statement.
It is a factual statement, and when you have that beast Colin, literally the Titan,
maybe,
like IRL and
we might have to contest them next week for finals.
Yeah, when you'll be facing that. I mean, it's kind of like a Titan matchup, to be honest. In terms of like.
Oh no, I'm gonna get gapped.
No, in terms of like IRL size, like you're two.
Oh
very
yeah,
tall
true.
men.
We're both giants.
Yeah, you're both giants.
What is glazing happening?
It's not glazing.
I mean, everyone loves Colin. Like he's very.
I don't like his champ pool.
Oh yeah, I
me
honestly,
neither.
I think that's something like as nothing is happening is like something I notice is when the top laner have a disgusting champion pool, he's usually like a very nice guy.
Yeah, but
like a tall.
I don't like playing against him.
A tall guy, like he's happy in life. He doesn't have that much issue. He's not annoying. And then you see like the people who actually play the normal champion and they're the most disgusting human being. Like they play those.
We're flaming here, huh?
There's
Yeah, who are we
Aatrox
talking
top.
about?
Who are we
You know, the-
subtweeting?
The
Aatrox,
top,
Cassante,
Ambessa,
I mean, yeah.
Cassante, Ambessa, Gwen. You know,
Guys, I
like
wonder
the
who
one
we're
that-
talking about.
the
Indigo,
meta
I hope you're
slates.
not tuning into the stream right here.
Indigo play Akali mid, you know, like you have other issues.
Hands off.
And tough, but you know what? He plays it against Gwen's player, which I respect. And
Oh,
as
the
we
ult
speak,
comes through on Star. Star could be in threat here. She doesn't have the flash, but Crash can follow, but he doesn't want to.
surprised
He's
he didn't
scared.
flash
Can
here.
Crash not have autoed that, by the way?
I mean,
Yeah,
he
he
could have
could've. He-
flashed to
When
tank
Start
the
eat,
E.
I'm pretty sure Crash could have just buffered it, just autoed and killed her, but
He could have flash autoed. It would have killed
also
him.
flash
Yeah.
auto, yeah, there's a lot of things there.
But
I
you
mean,
want to
Wreck
play
is
safe?
kind of getting caught out right here.
Rex
Oh,
is
but
a
there
lot
wasn't
stronger
Crash.
on this current
That's
play,
why
though,
he
by
kept
the
his
way.
flash. That's why he kept his
And
flash.
objectively, this might
Oh,
be
he's
the
got
easiest
Kraken.
Viego game to ever play because all he
Yeah,
has to
Kraken.
do is hit whoever the Lissandra ults.
Yeah, Viego Lissandra is such a strong
Like-
duo.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the Viego combo. Like, it's the one that all Viegos dream of, pretty much.
This is what Alpino, he was preaching it.
It is such a good combo. It really makes Viego a
Right,
complete...
maybe we get to see the Star Burrito
different
twist of
champ
fate
here.
in Game 5.
I hope not.
Oh, but Colin goes up
Wait,
top
Colin?
here, has the CC immunity.
No way, Colin flashed.
That's
What
crazy.
flash?
Wait,
Oh my
you
god,
know
you
what's live
aura
here?
forming. Oh, wait.
oh, they're going in on the 1v2, but actually it's a 2v2 because Alex was behind them. I do not know how whatever I just saw even occurred, but Punda ends up dropping down to the Kishin Ignite.
Perfect cleanse flash there, by the way, from Jake.
How did Jake
Jake
Kishin
pixel
get
flashed Punda's ult.
Yeah.
How was Jake and Kishin behind Alex and Alex?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know
I'm
how
not
they
sh-
got
the-
there,
the
but I'd like to say
positioning was
Jake
okay.
with a fantastic cleanse there.
Yeah.
Cleanse
I was-
flashed instantly out of the Lissandra ult and just played the fight perfectly. Gets that super mega death rocket and just one shot
Honestly,
Punda.
I think Punda needs to ult to the Rakan
Yeah, I mean.
when there's no
Yo.
cleanse.
Now he ults the Jinx.
Now he can ult
But-
Jinx.
Oh yeah, obviously no flash, no cleanse. Now the Jinx should be a target. I need to see Rekt going bot, Star having ultimate too.
Yeah.
Could be even a dive potential there. Obviously no
But-
flash on Star, but
I have some
I-
thoughts for you guys. Is that play actually worth it for Punda? Because now there's no sums on Jinx and she didn't get the kill.
I think
Like that
he
play
could have
in
not
theory could
died.
be worth.
He could have not died on this. But
He can just burn both flashes and
Yeah.
live if he sidesteps the Jinx rocket.
or
Yeah,
if,
you're right.
in my opinion,
Or flash.
I-
He has flash. If he flashes
I
out,
think
it's worse,
it's-
by the way.
I think it's Alex who needed to tank that death rocket. He was close enough to tank it. So
That
I think
too. Or
if-
Punda
if
could have just flashed it. Either way, I think it
Yeah.
plays better.
there was a way
Um,
for him to survive, but as an ID to burn Summoner Spell, it's a great ID though. I like him going in if the goal was to burn Summoner Spell. Especially knowing that he's gonna get his ultimate back like very,
Oh, but
very
Punda. Oh, I thought he was gonna go
soon. Yeah,
in there. I
same.
was getting-
Especially watching his ultimate get back. Same for the calling from
No
the
sums
Nisa
on
right
Jake.
now. Okay.
Star might be struggling a little bit in this lane. I mean, it's a
Star
hard lane
chooses
for
to E
Galio,
in
to be
there.
honest. It's a hard lane for Galio, but definitely, I mean,
Definitely.
CS lead growing for Crash here. Just ulting on CD, kind of bullying Star out of this
There's
lane.
a 40 CS difference stop. I need to mention it. I'm
That's every game, by the way,
sorry,
Oral.
Uri.
Oral, that's
But-
been every game.
Yeah, but at 13 minutes, are we sure about this
Yeah,
stat?
it's been
Maybe,
every
yeah.
game, by the way, yes.
I don't
You
I
know.
know
remember
for a
game
fact
one?
Colin has not solo killed him twice this early.
No, but do you remember game one, Oral?
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Game one with the that hurts indeed.
But how about last game?
The Orn against. Okay, but last game he got like almost 100 CS, but later on stage, you know, around
No,
20
he was
to
still up
25
early, by the
minutes.
way.
He was.
He was giga up early. Like, he was up like 3 levels early game or something.
I guess that's
Yeah, and
more
there is a
shocking for
Drake
me.
spawning soon.
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
a Drake. Reason it's more
Rekt is
shocking
really
for me
strong.
is Karen's not that good early game champion, you know, like it's not supposed to be
No.
that working well early. That's probably the reason I'm like a bit shocked. And we're
What
watching Hoovy, well.
I mean, Colin just took the turret at 14 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh my
Hoovy-
goodness.
Okay,
Take a third
Hoovy,
at 14
Hoovy. If you rewatch
But they're
one
going to be
day,
looking
that's
bot
all.
here. Kishin's walking up. He's autoing, but Kaz is on the bot wave. They see him. Kishin knows he can't just go in there when the Lissandra is just standing there, like you said, Oral. And they're going to end up giving this dragon away. I mean, they're getting top turret. They're giving dragon. I mean, I think they're just playing to scale here. And maybe since Jinx has no sums, they're a little scared.
There is leads in every lane, though, of Mint Crash outs outside of top lane, right? Like,
Is what Star's doing smart, by the way? She just keeps skiing forward and trying to W her.
just trading health is not bad as a Galio, to be honest. Because you have, you can trade a mana with a Orianna early game.
Oh
the
my
buffer
gosh.
was
well
good.
played there.
Are we
Nice,
watching
nice.
Chovy mid?
Yeah,
Yeah,
14
Toby
CS
on
at
his ear
15
shuffle,
minutes.
so-
I
Hey,
think-
hey,
Never mind.
hey.
I'm not sure.
Ignoring that part, yes, we're watching Chovy. But no, I mean, Rect is actually down quite a large chunk of CS here, as he did end up playing a lot of
But, I
those
mean, he's
ganks,
still
right?
up
He
in gold,
went for a
though.
lot of good plays. But yeah,
You
he
have
is
to
up
mention
in
it.
gold just a little bit, if I had to assume, yeah.
300.
Those 2 kills are quite big. He's really
Indeed.
strong on this play. I mean, having Merc Treads this game, really big. Just
Definitely.
not even for the CC, more
I
for
think
just
it should be Mercs for
resistance
everyone,
is honest.
honestly. Except Garen, who can't really go Mercs, but I even think that
Yeah.
Lucian could have gone Mercs instead of
I think
LCD.
Swifties aren't bad either, if you
Yeah,
rather.
Swift is also good.
But
Hunda, a bit cheesy on Cat here.
Fun to look
I don't
at Kaz
love
here,
the
maybe a
I don't
little
love the
bit.
Lucidities from Death Snail here. I think it's a little greedy, to be honest, as the Lucian. This
Right, you
game.
don't. You just don't need it. I don't know why. Like, oh,
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
they're looking for bot dive here.
Speaking of,
They
speaking
know
of
they have an
Lucian,
angle, so they're just gonna
I
ult
believe
all right
he
on
is
top
gone.
of Death Snail. But Kishi misses everything, misses the ult, misses the W. The calling gonna come through. Star. Oh my god, and it's a great turn from Sinking Ship to double TP. They didn't know it was 2. They sent 1. They sent 2. Star gets a double, and Colin's gonna be here, and they know that they're not gonna get anything top. They're not gonna take that turret. Movie is just gonna sit there and try to like pray that he gets anything, but they're gonna look for the bot dive here. Punda underneath the turret drops the ult right on top of Oriana. Colin gonna flash underneath. Galio coming through. Colin's gonna drop for this. Maybe. No, he lives.
And-
Never,
and
never
Rect
mind.
took mid turret during this, by the way.
And Hoovy TP'd in,
Oh.
flashed for no reason. And then, yeah, I mean, he's going to try to kill Punda, but he won't. Punda's not going to let him do that.
Rex taking mid tier 1 there. I mean, Punda's just.
Oh,
Tier
Colin.
Colin's here.
Colin's coming back.
Unless Hoovy can hit
There's
ult
no
in time,
flash.
but he can't as he gets silenced. By the way, Rex hitting tier 2 right now. He just took.
Yeah,
Rex just took
tier
2
two.
turrets. Rex just took 2 turrets.
It's the grubs.
And the top wave is absolutely perfect also for Death Snail to get. They didn't even manage to crush. I mean, it's the Grubs and
Walked
the
in and
Herald,
took
to be
2
honest.
turrets.
Like, mid and bot, the Herald did help. I have to mention it. He does, I mean, it's not Trundle, you know, so the Herald helps. But,
I don't
Pretty
care.
insane.
I just watched 2 turrets fall.
indeed,
it-
the result is the
A
same.
jungler just soloed 2 turrets. That should never happen ever in a game.
mean,
That is
luckily it just
completely illegal there by Rective. Like that, Rective is allowed to get that. But Jake, he might die for this. But I like the play. Screw it.
Jake's gonna die here. But Punda might also.
Oh, actually, might not die. He did get the he got the he got the passive proc, right? The
He did get
reset
the reset,
on
yeah.
the. And also in that dive, by the way, Alex played that beautifully, just dodging every ability. Keishing had to tank. It took so long before he could even get hit by Keishing's ult, and then instantly flash the Lilia Q. Like, very well played there by Alex, and then just a really good response from the rest of Sinking Ship. I mean, again, we've been singing their macro praises, right? They've had really good responses. They've had good team plays, good macro. They just made a couple mistakes last game that really cost them and ended up throwing it. But
Yeah.
this one doesn't. This one looks a lot better so far, I'd say. Also, Colin is 4-0.
Definitely. I mean, again, it's a feeling I have the more I watch it. It's like Sinking Ship. They are also playing for each other. Like we feel the Colin could have stayed top. To try to get the tier 2, keep pushing. But no, he decided to go bot because he see the opportunity. So obviously their macro is better, but I also think maybe the mental state in terms of like purely playing for each other and be ready to react on the map. So maybe the communication is also better than the one of Mint. From especially display, it looked like a really good team play, more than like something you'll see in solo queue or like in general. That felt like there was some kind of coordination in that play. Also, maybe looking and like we need to defend their Snell and boom, double TP instantly.
Yeah, and their mental state, like being as good as it is after such a heartbreaking loss last game, is really a test. Is really like a tell of how like the mentality of the team is so strong, right? They are, they've came in as an underdog here, but it doesn't seem like it. They are playing perfectly as a team, and even after losing, one game really bad, it does not seem to have affected them. They are right back into how they were playing in those first 2 games.
And also, Punda's first pick really showing why he should be the best top laner in the tournament. Kate Colin.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, there
Good
really
top
was
pick.
only other one. I think he's the best in the
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah. I think the only
And
other
the
option
worst
you
part
have
is
first pick
he's
is like
auto
P-Dog,
field.
right?
You know what? He's
Yeah, he's
auto
auto-filled.
field.
The only other contention was C9 Chewy, but
What about
Yeah.
P-Dog?
we already know who gapped
Yeah,
him.
honestly,
Just
P-Dog,
saying.
honestly, you know what?
What about- P-Dog,
Yeah,
though.
I think
Yeah,
P-Dog,
you're right.
P-Dog got a
I
bit
genuinely think
cooked
Phil is
by
upgrading
how
him.
the draft happened, unfortunately for him, but
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
he
P-Dog's
subbed
definitely
for
here.
me
He's
and
very, very good.
absolutely destroyed my team. So
Yeah, he did sub for Warriors team. Give him a win.
Yeah, gave us a win.
Noticing Waters Kittens 2 series they've had subs. Interesting.
Yeah, we won. With subs. Yeah, we won without him.
Were upgrades.
Ooh, and a big 1,000 gold
Colin
here
just
for Lilia.
Colin died. That's
Colin
actually
died?
really good for them. It's
It's
really
just
good
such a hard
for-
Lilia game to play, I think. Because Panda can just turn his attention and ult the Lilia instead of ulting the Jinx at this point in the game, and the Lilia it falls. The Lilia shreds like paper this game. I really don't like Rect going Collector second here. I think
But
it's way
just
too
with
greedy.
that turret, with the gold and the shutdown,
They're
they
so
were now
squishy this
only
game.
2k gold behind. Not even 2k gold, 1.8. They were 4k gold behind like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So
It's the 1K, yeah.
yeah, the 1k they got plus the turret mid, the turret top, like they were slowly getting back. And honestly, yes, it's looked very winning for the side of Sinking Ship. But like last game, they were playing better in these early fights in early game. They were only 2k goal up at 21 minutes. It's the break is not done yet. Obviously, they got.
But there's a
they
lot
got
of
2 check.
objectives, and they have feats,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, no, definitely. They have like the advantage and they are in the driving seats. But I think another mistake like that, maybe where Recti, if Min Crusher managed to get 1 or 2 kills like that, the game is turned because you still have Jinx, you still have those number of CC, and it still can go south, So I would say for Mint, they need to find some picks, maybe try to kill Colin again, or try and invade on Rect, while respecting not losing those last 2 tier 2 on the side lanes.
I will say Rect is really squishy right now, by the way. Rect, instead of going, what you usually go with the Kraken, which is then you'll go into, like, Titanic, and they'll go, like, full Bruiser, right? Back, like, to the old build. Instead, just going full damage, Kraken Collector, very greedy build, very solo queue type of build. So I'm interested to see how this one's going to end up playing out. He kind of is building to be the 1v9 carry, but I don't think he has to be in this game. I think he's a little more of a supporting cast member, despite how ahead he is.
Going for it, and right now not a lot gonna happen. I believe we're gonna keep pushing the silence. Colin was maybe trying to get someone on this top wave, but we'll at the end just push it, and we're waiting for probably either the next Drake. I mean, the next Drake and the Baron spawn at the same time, which would be 25 minutes for both, I believe, around that
25,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're both around 25 minutes. So for now, we have a moment of rest, if I may say it like that, while we're waiting for them to probably try to fight either the Drake, but probably just the Drake, in my opinion. I don't think you really want to start Baron. And I don't know what you think, Water or Newt, about Baron damage, but I think for the side of Sinking Ship, it's there, because you have this Kraken Collector jungler, but I don't think you have the most of it, especially if your Garen is pushing in silence at the same time.
If you're doing Baron and Sinking Ship, you need Star to be tanking, or Panda.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have your Viego not having the Baron passive.
Yeah,
Whereas,
definitely.
like, I'm just
For
looking.
the
I mean, I
side
don't
of
think Mint's
Mint's-
as good. I
it
think
goes
Mint's is
very
good, but I don't
fast.
think it's as. It does go
I
fast
mean,
because Jinx, but I think like Lilia isn't.
I mean,
Actually that
Lilia, you
great.
have Lion Tree and Riftmaker. I think you burn that it. And Colin maybe getting picked here. He's getting brushed by
maybe looking for
Hoovy.
something. Just
Yeah, Hoovy just walking
Flash.
at Con here. Q
But
hits
doesn't-
him, but it's really hard to kill Con.
and there's just no vision on the rest of the map, right? They don't know where anyone of Sinking Ship
Yeah,
could
so
have
much
been,
movement
right?
speed.
Rex
Has
here
that
now.
speed.
He has to
Has
be careful
tier two
walking
boots.
in, though, as he is, again, a squishy Viego. And Kaz is really strong this game. I also think the CSing on the side of Mid Crash of this game, minus top lane, right, which has been a bit of a hard point, is been very good. 213, 220, 203 on their on the mid jungle 80 carry here for Mid Crash outs. Getting those small little leads in each individual lane for themselves is really big.
Yeah,
Especially with the
not
comp
much
that
really
Jinx
happening
really
right now, but
really-
Drake and Baron are going to come up relatively close to each other.
Yep.
Almost like 10 seconds difference.
Yeah, I mean, the Drake right now, you might be able to get the soul.
Oh, but
points.
wrecked. He's not in the bush.
Taunted,
Lilia
who
saw him.
taunted? Yeah,
Lilia
I don't
saw
know
him.
But Gaz still wants this. Now Gaz should know they're in this bush again, but Panda
Oh wait, Kaz is just hinting here.
doesn't
He knew
matter.
they were there.
There's but he thought he could play it, but Panda just walks in and presses E onto him, and Kaz is just doomed to fall. And now third Drake gonna fall here.
Looks like they're trying to look for some Baron vision or something. Jake and Keishing, but Colin's gonna just walk over here and do whatever he wants to do. They're gonna look on Colin, but I don't think they can really. Oh, Colin's gonna flash in on Jake, and it looks like he's gonna drop here. I don't know. He was big thing,
Wait,
man.
Colin, you don't have that kind of damage. Like, okay,
Colin
you're
thought he
free
was
item,
crit Garen.
Oh, the good
Oh,
cancel
but
here
the
by Punta.
He should flash in, it gets canceled, but the Oriana ult comes through. They could just look on Baron here. Jake wants to look Baron, and you can see
They
him
look
clicking
Baron
towards
here
it.
for sure.
They're gonna hit the Baron. Lucian walking over, doesn't have the culling. Star is just hitting bot lane. She's TPing. They're gonna play this. They got off Baron. They don't know yet. They don't know yet. Now
Diego
they know.
can't really
Now they
walk
can just
in,
chill.
though, here.
Now they can just chill. They don't need to do anything.
Diego can't walk in here, to be honest. He doesn't have his Lissandra, who's just able to give him that pre or go button.
Yeah,
Honestly,
That
they shouldn't
he
do anything
shouldn't
right here.
even
They
look
should
something.
expect all of them to be in that bush.
Yeah, but I don't know. Rectum Pepperoni is playing
Right.
inside of his mist there.
From Min side, you force the TP of of Star here, which probably is the best potential play you had after Cass just died, and she didn't took the tier 2 either. So like actually that play is very very good from Mint, knowing that your jungler died before Drake. I
Yeah,
think it
I
would
mean,
be
you
the
had to
best
get something.
potential play.
And they
there.
got 2 picks as well, right? It's so good for Mint there.
Yeah.
Very
You
good
gotta get
turn.
something, yeah.
Jake, getting really well into this game, and I think if Jinx gets into like this late game, if Jinx is able to get to these item spikes as he seems to be able
Jake
to,
pretty accelerated. He has the second most in the game.
I think Jinx could be a real issue this game, to be honest.
Yeah, she can.
for Sinking Ship. Especially if they just peel. As long as Lissandra doesn't get on top of her, it's really hard for Sinking Ship to do anything.
$250 skin.
Yeah, he said, yeah. It's really hard for Sinking Ship to do anything, though, unless Lissandra gets a miracle angle on him. But he has the cleanse. And he really doesn't have to cleanse anything else on the side of Sinking Ship, because there's nothing else to cleanse.
Oh, Punda, but looking up at Jake here, has both
Exactly.
comes. Alex is free hitting, but Punda is just dying to the recon engage because he didn't save W. He used it on Jake, and now Jake is going to walk up. He's going to try to kill 2, but Alex has both subs. The Galio ult coming through. She might get slept here, but... Oh, the E hit the... Wait, but Alex ends up killing the recon here. Double sleep. Recta Pepperoni is here. The Mikhail's coming through right on top of Kaz, but Recta ends up getting the Lily. Jake has the reset, but Jake has... Oh, he has no cleanse. He has flash, though. He didn't end up using it. Crash flashes away, but Colin's here. He has so much movement speed. He has so much utility in this build he has. But the only problem is he doesn't have much damage, but does he need damage items when he can just kill them with raw stats? And Rect and Pepperoni went around the side and ended up killing him, and then he just killed him with the smite there. He walked around, so he wasn't in threat of anything.
Yeah, Rex playing that fight very well from the
He
Viego
played so
perspective.
good, yeah.
But like, I think just Jake, walks in. They see the Galio ult, they cancel it, but a little bit of a burst onto Kishin. Kishin was just a little too low, gets one shot, and then Jake is just kind of caught in no man's land as he chased in to kill Star to get that reset. But afterwards, there's just a Viego and a Garen flashing on top of his head. Just a little bit rough there. But I mean, again, Jake is getting well strong into this game, but he does have no cleanse now, so Panda has a bit of an angle. However, Kishin did pick up the Mikhail's, a very good purchase for him.
Yeah, he did. And he used it last fight on the on Kaz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's crucial, right? It's such a counter to this Lissandra, right? Like, they're really only CC, like, from Sinking Ship, to be honest, is the Lissandra ult. Is Lissandra. Like, Galio can hit a taunt, but otherwise, you're really not much CC on the side of Sinking Ship.
But yeah, exactly. But even though like they're building all this stuff just to deal with Lissandra, you have to think they're putting so many resources into being able to deal with this Lissandra, and this looks like a water Baron right here. They're just saying, let's hit Baron. I mean, what are they going to
And
do?
it
They
looks like
don't
it
know
might
about
just be
it.
over. I don't think they have any vision.
Yeah, it's gone. They don't know.
It's shades of last game 4.
It's a water Baron.
Oh, no, that was game 5, right? That was game 5.
No, it was game 4. We just
Oh, it was
hit
game
Baron.
5, yeah. Yesterday, game 4, exact same thing happened. Just a sneak Baron, maybe watching the games, learning. But
They
it's
just
a
did it.
good call, and now game looks. It's just the only thing is that a soul point is on the card for Sinking Ship here coming up in a minute. What does Mint Crashouts have an angle for this fight? Do they have item breakpoints? There's a 3-item Jinx, but so is Lucian, and I feel like
but they're
3-item Viego is very strong. There was a QSS on a Lilia.
what the heck? See,
There
but
is a
that's what I'm saying.
QSS
Like,
on the Lilia.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they have the Lissandra, and like they're building against it, but look how much gold they're putting into it. Like, just Lilia has the Seeker's Arm Guard and a QSS. There's the Jinx took cleanse. Like, the Rakan's building Mikhail's, like, and has Locket, which is the Locket's normal, but
At the same
Mikhail's
time,
isn't
right?
as normal. But
I think it's worth because again, Sinking Ship doesn't have any engage outside of that. their only tool really is just walking in with a Lysandra ult. So if they don't
Here's
get
Panda
hit by
throws
it,
the E in.
if they can cleanse it, then they're more than fine. No traps though.
There's no traps. That's actually quite big. They're gonna contest this mid wave over here. Lilia E goes wide. Panda could look on his next E on top of the Jinx here, but there is the Mikhail's. Hoovie's actually looking on Panda.
If they can force
Panda
Panda to use
W.
it defensively, the game it's so good for them.
Panda W is actually quite good. Kishi ends up flashing in with the Ori ball. There is still the Orianna ult that is available. Galio ult, nice, comes through. Kishi is dead. There's no Mikhail's now. Jinx is in threat, has no cleanse for about 10 seconds, flashes over the wall. Jinx gets the reset here. Panda's gonna drop 2. There's 2 resets for the Jinx. She has a lot of attack speed here. If they wait about 10 seconds, they can play this really slow. Jinx passive is gonna run out right about now. The passive comes through. She has no reset. They need to kill this Jinx. She drops. Hoovie is about to drop. There's no Orianna ult, and it is 3 big Giga Chad tanks just running at this Orianna. Okay, they're not tank. Veigar's not a tank, but like, I mean,
you
at
know
this
what?
point, he's kind of...
It's kind of a tank, you know. He get all the
I know
resets.
what
It's
you
kind
mean
of
by
unkillable.
no. I mean, it looked good from
That's all.
it looked really good from Keishing, but the Ori ult just did not come out from Crash, and
Yeah, he
Kaz
didn't
got
press R.
completely one shot on the side of the fight.
Yeah, he went too
By
far.
Recto Pepperoni giving that
altitude
reset
noise.
over, which just means that like Jake is just left with nothing because Lilia didn't get the sleep off. Ori ulted so late. Hoovie didn't get his ult off.
Yeah, I mean,
Jake
definitely.
flashing over
And
that wall,
again,
too. It really
Kishi-
sucked for him.
It was a bit
He
unlucky
has to though,
because
right? Like it's his angle, but it's just-
the Orianna ball wasn't on Kishing when he doubled you or he hit the W. It wasn't on it anymore because Kishing was too far because she was still behind that wall where the ward is right now, the blue ward. And so if he managed to hit the W just like a few centimeters before, a few inch, it would have worked and it would have been like a beautiful combo. But unfortunately, just the ball disengaged on the when he hit the W, and so the combo didn't work. Well, it could have been insane there. And then he just
That's
gets one tap,
a bit of a
and
problem this game.
unfortunately, Colin and Rek managed to pick up Kaz, who was a bit left over, while the others were chasing.
Yeah, this-
And we know
this
what
game for-
Diego with first reset work. When
It's a
he
little
gets
hard
first reset.
for I think it looks really hard for Mint now. I mean, Rect is just so strong on these plays. Colin is 4 items, Rect's 4 items. You know, Alex as well is now officially, I believe, surpassed Jake maybe in gold, or it should be roughly even, which is
Yeah, I think
good
it's
for the Lucian that's kind of been left
1K
alone, right?
2K up from Jake, actually. 2K
Jake's still up
Jake.
2K. Wowzers. Okay. Gonna be building up into this LDR coming up here. Whereas same as Lucian, so very similar builds here from both AD carries.
Yep, only
Both
difference is
equally
the...
like fairly equally as strong here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Jake
The
has his
Yentl is a
cleanse
bit
back up,
stronger.
but no flash, which I think is a really crucial thing. And Keishing doesn't have flash for this play either. And Soul also went over to Sinking Ship. I think it's getting harder and harder.
I mean,
at this point.
sinking ship stonks are just going up perma,
It
so...
really does. It really looks like this game is getting worse and worse and worse for Mint Crash Outs, unless Sinking Ship, make another throw like they did last game, maybe like a Baron throw for some reason.
And there's
Or,
a 1K on this
something.
Viego.
There's a
if
lot
you
of
can get
options.
him.
Yeah, this Viego, he is still squishy. He does have the upgraded mercs and the and the shield bow.
Stuff.
But other than that, he's quite squishy.
He's going into a
this Death
GA.
Dance last. Death Dance probably.
Death Dance,
Could be GA. It's one or the other. I forget that item builds out of GA. But other than that, I mean, he is so strong at this point. Level 18. 3 level 18s on the side of Sinking Ship, whereas none on the side of Mint Crash Outs. The levels are in their favor. The items are in their favor. The objectives are in their favor. Doesn't look like there's much here for Mint Crash Outs in Ways of Hope.
Yeah, Mint Crash Outs is really hoping that Sinking Ship makes a mistake here, looking to play off of Sar. Objectively, Sinking Ship's lowest rated player. And not objectively, I think that's factual. But
I mean, in this game,
Okay.
there's no there, and Robin is in their main roster, I think.
Max doesn't play ranked. Does it count?
but
Yes,
um,
it does.
Robin's an Emerald Pika though. Is Sar?
Yeah. Yeah, Star
yeah,
is true.
Emerald's big.
But I think Robin pick higher. Same for Desno as Star. They pick E2.
Colin looking for a play on Hoovie here. Nothing's really gonna happen. It seems pretty hard to kill with the Randuins, especially now. I think he's just kind of scared of him, to be honest. He doesn't really want to Plus Gnarled CD. Look, it's so fake. Look at it on the top right, or top
I know,
left,
yeah.
dude.
It just feels the way he shoved there was a little interesting. But just the way the angle he did it was really quite.
They're hitting
something,
Baron
but-
right here.
Yeah, they are hitting Baron here.
It
doing their
looks
own-
like
Very fast, I
Crash
think.
House
It's
doesn't
over,
really
by the
know
way.
what to do.
I think it's just gone. Yeah, I mean,
They're
what
walking to
can you
fight
do
it.
at this
Cav
point?
flashes
they're
in, gets a two-man sleep.
If
Wreck
they
the
pick off
pepperoni.
Rex,
He's
it
gonna.
actually can be playable.
Okay,
Rex
he
is
didn't
fine,
die here,
though.
but Star's actually going in. They get the reset. The Super Mega Death Rocket kills the Viego. They get 1K. Jake is just free hitting their whole team. Star is gonna fall. That's 2 big shutdowns for Jake.
Danny, it's EG Danny in the flesh.
Is
Here, Jake will show them all, really showing them all.
are they gonna try to end?
I don't think they have a. They
I
might.
think
They
they're
can
gonna
in him
end
at
here.
least. I think.
No,
The
that's
Baron
fine.
is up though. They have Barons. Hoovy might
right,
be
they do
dying
have
here to
Baron.
call in. Now call in might be base racing instead.
Oh, they're gonna try to end if Punda dies
They're
here.
getting picked off here.
Punda has he's gonna ult himself.
They have the trap.
Oh, he's
he
dead.
doesn't get the chance to.
Jinx, but they have Jinx resets. They can try to end here.
They do. Colin TPing in here. It is a 2 versus 3, but again the Baron is
Super
up,
score.
so there's no
Wait,
way.
wait, Colin! Why is Colin going into the base? Now there's a
He has to
reset
heal,
for the
he has to
Jinx.
heal.
Jinx keeps getting reset
Oh,
here off
Keishing
these
is a
minions.
pig.
Oh, I got the wave. Keishing
There's no
ran
wave
in.
Oh my god.
There's no
everyone
ults. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
they
they
threw.
missed everything. They threw that. Oh no.
No wave.
But
And now
Colin's chasing. They have Elder. What? Alex, what are you doing? The Colin comes through. Jinx flash forward. Oh my god! Jinx.
Okay, but
Elder.
Elder is there in
What is
38.
Elder? What is Elder? What is Elder?
38, 38, 36,
Oh.
35, 34 on the right.
They get Elder
both
here.
80 carries will be dead on the spawn of Elder here, but
They're getting Elder.
crucially, Kaz is dead for the spawn.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so unfortunate. They could have probably ended if they hit the spell on Colin. That's so unfortunate. They missed the W from Keishing and the ultimate from Crash. It didn't work out the way. I think if they get the kill on Colin, it's just game. They could have probably ended there with the Jinx reset. Like another reset. She already got the turret reset. So I think now that you lose Elder, like, is there still a way? I mean, obviously,
It's so much harder.
yeah, now it's gonna be so hard.
You have super waves,
Oh,
but
Hoovy get the
lost
red buff.
Elder.
You know what?
Good Hoovy, good win, Hoovy, good win.
Let's go, Hoovy. We get
Get
red
Jinx
buff
Rocket
all
up.
the
No,
team.
I mean, he can Jinx Rocket as soon as he spawns, but I don't think it matters.
4K. Yeah, no, I think it's over. He's not even gonna use it. They need to defend waves. Actually, it could have worked. Honestly,
Okay, by the
No,
way,
yeah, it could have
I don't know why
worked.
Rec
Actually.
doesn't. Rec not smiting that I think is a little illegal, but
Yeah.
Colin still has Baron, by the way.
Yeah, Colin still has
Mhm.
Baron. Gonna pressure that.
Wait,
bot
no,
lane.
maybe it just ran out.
Let me check.
It
We
It
can
should've
check.
shouldn't have. It shouldn't have. He
No,
should
he
still
still
have
have
it.
it, he still
Yeah,
have
he's
it.
got it.
And
you
I think
click on
now
him. We don't have the overlay. I want to know how long it is.
Hmm?
I say I want to know how long Baron was.
Oh,
how
yeah,
long
wait,
is
I
A
can-
minute, maybe a minute.
That's what
I
I was
can
thinking.
probably
Click
click on him.
so I can get a little thing. Yeah.
Sorry, it's dead. It's
you're
just
good.
over
It's
now.
Perfect.
They're gonna be able to pressure the turrets.
They're
now,
gonna
probably.
ARAM here. They're running.
Yeah.
Colin's running mid. Oh,
They just
Keishing,
want to force
nice
a fight.
try.
If you're sinking chip, you want to force a fight here, right?
Yeah, Jinx. No, you want to wait for Colin. They're gonna wait for Colin and then force.
A third
With this next
already
wave.
upgrades.
They're gonna
What
go
was
for the
it?
dive here. They're gonna send Star in, or Punda. Punda's gonna go in and ult himself.
Jinx has no cleanse, no flash, but Keishing does have Mikhail's.
Yeah, they don't have a
This
lot.
is a
but
full.
they
This is
have
a
to use
full
everything.
build Jinx here, by the way. They have to get on
Punda.
Jinx somehow. The sinking chip.
Can sinking ship make the game-ending play here? Colin taking the entire wave. They need to kill these minions. Alex does have the thing, but Punda just gets to
Crucial.
100-0 from Crash. Crash might have just saved the game for mid
That is
Crash outs
the
here.
most or second most important pick. I think Rex is a little bit more important, but that is so crucial. Also, Rex did in fact go for the GA, so he has that second lease on life. But reminder, GA doesn't work if he dies inside of someone else's body. It
Nope.
will not save him if he has a reset and
Yeah.
it does not get out of it and dies in it. So he has to be careful taking these bodies if he does get some. Still, I mean,
You need to
Colin and
respecting
Rex
this
are
Elder,
so
and
strong here.
the Elder
There's
is just a
respect
quarter.
as well.
It's. I mean, the Elder is 20 seconds remaining. We're
I mean,
close to
Punda
the end
is
of
so
this
poor
Elder.
this game, by the way. Holy.
Yeah. Support life.
But like he's like way really
I mean,
poor for a support.
167. He's on 8 KP. He's on the third of his team KP, he's not having the greatest game, to be honest, compared to what we saw from the 3 previous game. So, Withy, obviously they got 2
No, I don't
leaps.
think this. I think it's just this isn't a comfort pick for him, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a mid laner. He should know how to play Lissandra, though. I have to say it.
He doesn't play list.
I know,
when
but
he
it's
plays
your
Talia,
job as a mid
He
laner.
plays. What else did he pick this game? This series?
He
I
picked
forget.
He played Sylas, he played Talia.
Yeah, he plays
played
that.
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
Yeah, like those are 3 Punda picks, and then Lissandra's not a Punda champ.
I know, but you're a mid laner. You're supposed to know how to play that. That's all I have to say.
It's not very hard.
Wonder what
But
Indigo
either
thinks
way,
about that.
he's not doing a horrible game either. He's doing his job, getting the summoners from Will show them all, Jake, and again they're
Yeah.
gonna try to pressure to get that last inhib. Getting the third inhib is probably like as game winning as getting the Baron on this. It's so
Yeah.
important for you to be able to pressure from all sides, but there is a
They're just
kind of an
ARAMing
ARAM.
here.
Wait, Panda.
Oh, Kishing.
Punda.
Oh,
She does not
okay.
get Punda, so
It's-
Punda.
Kishing has no R, but Crash
Oh,
flash
oh, oh.
forward and missed the ult. Wrecked and Pepperoni is behind them. They could make a play here. Star is on the side. They're getting right on top of Kishing. Star is actually getting into them. Kaz had to flash away, but Jinx is just free hitting. They can't do anything against this Jinx. Wrecked and Pepperoni takes so much damage. But look at Colin. Look at Colin behind them. They're seeping into the base. They think Colin's going for the back door or something. But Colin is actually just behind them. He's going to end up killing Kaz, I think. But oh my god, Kaz is dead here. He drops. We'll
Jake's
show them
died
all
as
on
well.
his side,
Jake's
too.
died as well. I think that's game.
This could just be the game. Star looking for Kishi. Wrecked and Pepperoni is chasing with Star. Could be the ult coming through from Hoovy, but he ends up missing. Punda ends up ulting right on top of Hoovy, and Hoovy is just going to fall too. This is the series going towards Sinking Ship. Sinking Ship is probably going to go to Grand Finals here.
And it's
Can
lost.
Crash make the play?
It
Can
is
Crash
lost
save the game
on
again?
Crash and
Oh my god,
This is
Crash
just-
kills
wait,
two,
Crash
but he's
just-
going to cry.
it
He's going to
doesn't
die.
matter. It's not enough. He tries his best, but unfortunately, him and Kishing, they just overforce on that mid play, miss both of their abilities on Punda,
On this sinking
and
ship
lose the game.
will join the Warriors Keaton in the grand final of the Warriors Invitational in 4-game 3-1, probably one of the favorite of this entire tournament, Min Crash Out, with their full rosters. And unfortunately for Min Crash Out, it wasn't enough today. They tried to vote on game 3, but I mean, Sinking Ship were just too strong, and we'll see them right next week facing the Warriors Keaton, who are also not supposed to be there. So 2 teams.
Yeah, no one got their
against
bracket
Water.
right. No one got
Nobody
the
was
bracket right,
expecting-
by the
yeah,
way.
nobody. I mean, obviously, like, this is insane. And again, we'll go a bit deeper now into our reaction regarding this entire series, but I think we have to go through the MVP for the entire series there. Like, if I'll start with Newt, if you have any thought about who could be like, who would be your MVP for this one?
That's a good question.
Thanks. That's why I'm asking it.
No, I think it's either. Don't think I can. I think Rex played a really good game. 2 and 4. I think his game 1 was okay. I think he got the good steal, but I think his game 3, he low-key solo lost it. Kinda, just with how the Baron steal ended up playing out. I think I'm either giving it to. I think I just give it to Colin, to be honest. It's either Colin or Star for me, I think.
Yeah, I think that's not an actual easy question, because I think a lot of these players showed so much promise.
I think
And
each person had a game.
There's
they
not
played
really a
poorly.
person you can point out. Like, I think, for example, like in Game 3, like Star and Wrecked both played really well up until a certain point, and then Star kind of just got caught out randomly in a few places, and it made that game really hard. And then Wrecked and Pepperoni, obviously, with the whole Baron play, which turned the tides of that even the series. That Baron play turned the tides of the series. Honestly, like that had everyone thinking it was just gonna be a quick 3-0. And then when Jake went over the wall, stole the Baron, killed 2, like I was thinking about the series and not just the game at that point. Everyone had their game. Like Punda in this game 4, he didn't really do too much, but like he did his job. But I also think Punda in game 3, there was like a few. Everyone entered in game 3. Everyone entered in game 3. But if I were to give it to anybody, I'd give it to probably Wrecked, I'd say, because I think the first 2 games he played insanely well, and especially with those dragon steals, which was like Chef's Kiss. And I want to give it to Punda, but like I think Rek just played out of his mind every game. Even the Maokai game, he made a few mistakes, but I think it was because of him that the game was so easy for his teammates up to a certain point. And I think for that reason alone, I'm going to have to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, again, as for myself, I have to give it to Colin, especially knowing what he's gonna face after that.
I think it's Colin. Yeah.
I think, I mean,
it's
obviously,
Colin.
that's where we expected the biggest gap to be, but consistently he has been clutch. He didn't lost anything at any point in any games. Even the game 3, where his team was struggling, on his end, he was carrying and trying everything he could. So my personal will go to Colin. Obviously, that's where we maybe expected the gap to be the biggest. Some very insane fighting in this game. I think we won't take more of your time for tonight to everyone's watching, but also to my fellow casters. And do not leave too fast, because next week, next Sunday at 7 p.m., so the 29th, we will have one, probably, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful final, knowing the players here. We have Albino, we have Colin, we have Water, we have Punda, all players that have been playing together in competitive, in different league for the past few years, are now gonna have to fight each other in almost a fratricide final, if I may say it like that. So guys, again, Water and Youth, thanks a lot for your time tonight. Thanks
Right.
everyone for watching. It was a
Can I
pleasure
make one last comment?
to cast here, and for sure, I leave you
Yeah.
to say any final word, Youth, and then Water to end it off.
All I'm saying, it's a grand finals of two teams that got carried by a TFP sub.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Both teams needed the TFP player to win. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
That's
needed
all
is
I'm
a strong.
saying.
Needed is strong. Okay.
You need it.
Well, Water, I leave you the last word, knowing there's still your name in these tournaments. I'll leave you say the last word before you face them next week.
I think it's crazy we both made it there, but that's where your journey ends. That's it.
Maybe it's a far stretch that I won't come undone, but I will brave the cold edge to finish up what I've begun. 'Cause it could all end here with the strange daylight caught in our eyes, and my shadow stretching out. Is it all enough this time? I'm still here. All my reasons cut like knives, keep replaying in my mind all the times I've had to fight. I'm still here. It's in my blood, it's in my